No dub nose, bro.
This is a humble brag from you.
It's a
Not even a
humble one.
humble brag. Not even a humble brag. This is just you bragging right now.
Yeah, it's
That
just me bragging, bro. Listen,
yeah.
man. As much hate, as much criticism as I get, bro, I find it funny because all this nonsense that people talk, but the same person they talk so much about is always the one who's right. How does that make sense, Mars?
Hey, I'm not the one who said you were always wrong.
I know, not true, but
I mean, maybe the people who come up are gonna tell you all the times you've been wrong, and then you might get cooked. Who knows?
I have tried. I could handpick most of the times I've been wrong, but it's still not a lot. Cause I have thought about this myself. I have thought about how many times I've been wrong, and I'm like, all right, let me see what I've been wrong about. In my head, it's oh, can you even? I don't even know.
I mean, I don't try and remember all the times you're wrong. I mean, saying Miami will go into the finals was wrong, but then
Last season,
but your team got hurt.
and they went to
So,
Game 7 with the Celtics.
um, saying Kareem's a fraud, I think you're wrong about that. But
But it's got to be takes that can be proven wrong.
um,
Because there's difference when we can disagree, because we disagree on takes all the time. But where takes where they can
something
actually
where
be
you was just
proven wrong.
objectively just incorrect.
Hmm.
You had Phoenix beating Dallas last year.
That one I'll admit to, yes, that was
Ah,
one.
cooked. You're wrong. Yeah.
That's one though.
I had
That's one.
Dallas winning.
It
I
was
had Dallas
it was
winning.
Phoenix. It was the Nets. Then Boston beating Golden State. That one right
But
there was
I
just
was also wrong about that.
yeah, we were both wrong. But even then, like I think there was a lot of bias in that one. I don't like Steph Curry. I did not want to see him win a ring. But it is what it is. Um, other than that, bro, it's not a lot. Rudy Gobert, told you about that.
Hey, he's okay. Other than when he got cooked by Embiid the other night, but other than that, he's been looking pretty good since the All Star break. And
Oh,
Minnesota started turning it around. I think they're in the play-in right now.
and it's
They're the
I
seventh
mean
seed.
how many
So
games? How many games did it take? How many games did it take? It took damn near the whole season.
adjustment period. Adjustment period.
Adjustment, whole season
Adjustment period.
adjustment.
Hey, but and Cat going out the team also helped. But they're the seventh seed right now.
And I
So,
said that. Wait,
so
didn't I say that?
that both of them couldn't coexist.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Hmm.
did
Oh,
say that.
okay. Look at that. And now they're better. And then I even said, I said they're probably going to play better without Cat, or they'll be better without Cat or Rudy. Like they just can't coexist with one another.
Just better without Cat.
Just
He's not
Cat,
that.
not Rudy.
He's not that guy.
I got
Rudy's
you. I
cool.
got you. But yeah, bro, the Lakers, baby. I can't. The Lakers are in the play-in. They're in the play-in. They made the necessary adjustments. All this talk. Oh man, I don't trust them to really make a run like this. What the fuck were they doing? Even without LeBron, I didn't think that they were gonna be good without LeBron. But dag, bro, watching them play, boy, Vanderbilt, AD's been phenomenal. Oh my God, bro, the Lakers are back, man.
I tried to tell everyone about Jared Vanderbilt months ago. I said I was trying to get James Wiseman to be traded for Vanderbilt. I tried to tell people he was a good player. Now
Everybody,
everyone's acting like they've discovered Jared Vanderbilt. No,
no,
you haven't.
everybody knew Vanderbilt was nice though. I hate it when you do that. I hate it when you do that. Everybody knew
We're
he
gonna
was
lie
nice.
right now.
Everybody
People
knew
weren't. No one was talking about Jared Vanderbilt. Dub. Don't do that. The same way
you
you
were the
tried to
pro.
lie and say that weren't talking about the Lakers before the trade deadline. Another lie. That was
Mars
a trade.
I
I was
was
tired of
I
talking about the
was
Lakers before the
yes,
trade
yes,
deadline.
and I was with you. I agree with you. But
So we were talking about them.
was I talking about them? Were
That's not what
we
you said.
talking?
You said we as players' choice weren't talking about
Nah, I meant
the
and me. I meant
Lakers.
me. I meant me, like me, and then
Mm,
everybody else. Because you know, bro, I hated the Lakers conversations. I didn't like it because they sucked. Their unit was terrible. But after the trade deadline, started sipping on that Lakers team, man. It's a good team to be a part of. They're 32 and 34 right now. They're 2 games away from being a 6 seed. And I'm not gonna lie, I think they can make it because the Clippers they suck.
oh, so you think they're going to be out the play-in and just in the playoffs?
Nah. I'm not gonna make that bold of a prediction. I wouldn't write it off. Though. The Lakers just suck, bro. I'm not even gonna lie.
I mean, with Luca going out now, we don't know how long that's gonna be. So Dallas might slip a little bit. Minnesota, I don't know what's going on with them. The Clippers, they just beat Toronto, so maybe things are turning around. I think that's back to back. Phoenix, KD just went down, but they're not gonna fall. So you think Golden State is safe?
I think they'll be fine.
So
Wait, let me see let me see how many away games they're playing.
I think they play Memphis at Memphis today.
They play Memphis at Memphis, but they don't have John Morant. They're gonna have it's like 50-50, so they'll be fine. I think they'll be fine.
Okay, so that means at best you think the Lakers can be a 6 seed.
Yeah, at best.
And then play Memphis round 1 or Phoenix if they move up. And then what happens?
They'll be Memphis, they'll be Sacramento. I don't think they'll beat the Suns though. I think the Suns is gonna be too much for them.
So if Phoenix get the 3 seed, you think the Lakers go home round 1 if they're the 6 seed?
Yeah, 100%. It depends on the matchups. Like the only team, like I said, the only teams I think the Lakers would be afraid of is Phoenix. I don't think they will mind facing the Kings. They especially won't mind facing the Grizzlies without John Morant. Or I mean, let's see. I don't know what's gonna happen with him. And the Nuggets. I'm telling you, Morris. I don't think they fear the Nuggets, bro.
I don't think they fear the Nuggets. I think they lose to the Nuggets. I don't think they fear them. But I don't think they have a reason to fear any team that hasn't. Like I think they fear Golden State. Not like fear as in like, oh, we're gonna lose to them, but I think that they respect Golden State. If that makes sense. Like they know what I think Golden State is another team, even though I think Denver's clearly better than Golden State. But it's just you trust what Golden State have been before, so you don't really want to go against them, even though they'd lose to anyone.
Golden State. I forgot about them. I think that'll be a good matchup, man. But thank you for that. I appreciate that, Morris. Shout out to our GOAT member King J, bro. The only GOAT member we have right now. Appreciate you. Appreciate the support, man. Oh wow, look at this. We got the God. What's good, bro?
Oh, Gerald's back again, here to tell us why LeBron's a fraud.
Hello.
Hey, what's up? That was my wife. So
Salute to y'all, man. How you doing, bro? You everything good with you? Everything good?
Facts.
yeah. Can I say one thing though?
Yes, sir.
I live in France, so my time might be a little bit slower. That's why.
Okay, I get it.
Little delay. Okay.
A little delay.
Mars, what's up?
That's why I had the delay last time. That's why.
Got you.
So maybe we'll just use hand signals. right. What do you have to get? What do you have to get off your chest today? I'll wait for the delay. I want to hear what he has to say. I do. I'm sorry.
Well, this is the Lakers debate, ain't it? Let's see here. I'm gonna be honest. The Western Conference is a mess right now.
In what way?
It's
how?
Well, it's a mess because look at the injuries. Everybody's dropping like 5 right now.
LeBron, Luca, KD. Yeah, okay.
I mean, look at KD. Cat's been out for half the season already. Then you got Zion Williams been out for like what 30, 40 games already too.
Yeah, he must be out another 2 weeks.
I think it's longer than that now. They said there's not even a timeline.
Yeah, he got like another 2 weeks. I think 2 weeks. I think though.
2 weeks.
Oh,
yeah.
Whoops.
They might have just shut him down. To be honest with you, they might have just
And then you got Gilbert Alexander. He's out too.
No, they've reported that like Zion's pretty much gone, like done for the season.
Yeah, they might have just shut him down, ready for next season, though. Like
Luka's out. He got hurt now too.
Bi just went out as well. But
Katie got hurt again.
Yeah, he went out. Yeah, he went out against Dallas.
Damn.
Yeah, he messed up one of my SGPs. I was so mad at him.
Nah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
I hope that he gets better, but I mean, I'm sorry.
That's crazy.
Katie stays injury, man. Katie stays injury, man. He's becoming injury prone.
Hey man, that was a freak accident to KD, dog. I mean, who would have thought he was going up a layup or a dunk? He just slipped and like that was crazy. But that was a crazy injury, dog. That was a crazy.
That video was wild. That video was crazy.
Bro, there was somebody on YouTube who was like just reacting to the video, and he paused it at the moment the ankle like twisted. I was like, "Why are you doing this? Like, why?"
Karma, bro. Karma, bro.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Karma for what?
Nah. Bro, this player deserves injury. Like what?
Both options be the
Nah,
worst.
Carmelo deserved injuries. But
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Casual
Okay.
takes. Casual
Okay,
takes.
one
Wait,
guy.
How is it karma? Who said karma? You sure? Or
Oh,
was
I
it
just
Casual?
saw.
No,
I saw it.
no,
I saw
I
it in
did
the
not see
comments. I saw it in the comments. Someone said karma for joining a super team.
Why do y'all? Which super team? Golden State or this one? This ain't a super
I
team.
guess
don't know why
they
people
think Phoenix is a super team, so they said karma.
Phoenix.
I don't think Phoenix is a super team.
dude,
No.
of all.
Thank you.
So who do y'all have as like coming out the West? Because this is like the most wide open I've ever seen. Like this is really the wildest I've ever seen. Like the widest. Like
Denver.
I got Denver too. But
Probably still.
they look stinky last night. I'll say that. But I still got them coming out the West.
Bro, it's the Bulls, bro. The
For
Bulls
me,
have been like.
I think it comes down to three. I think it's gonna come down to three teams.
What's the three?
The lost fees here, buddy. No.
Nah, don't worry about
Facts,
it.
facts,
W
facts,
delay.
facts.
W delay.
Actually, if KD's back for the playoffs, I think Phoenix and Denver meet in the Western Conference Finals. One of them goes to the finals. I don't know which one. And then
No,
they
honestly,
whoever comes out the East.
but Phoenix is gonna get the 4 seed lock, bro. They're not gonna go up or down. Like
You don't think they can pass Memphis? They're like one game back.
I feel like Memphis
me,
is too much of a lead. Like as of
No,
right now,
that's
there's
Memphis.
like what? Because
I
there's
think, I think they're like 2 games back on Memphis. I think.
no, I thought there were 3 because or 2.5. Like
wait, so is Ja? So what, are they going to wait? So wait, is Ja gonna come back? Because I know I saw
he's
yesterday.
back after this or so the game today and 3 more. So like it's a 4-game. He's gonna be out for 4 games. So after that, they'll be fine. And also they're gonna have one of those games where like it's just like some bottom tier team and they're gonna like pick them off. Like
Yeah,
like,
Golden State today. That's exactly
Golden
what's
State and like dude like they'll pick off Miami or like one of these 2 Dallas games that are coming up. Like they'll get like 2 of them. I'm pretty certain they'll get 2 of them.
I like Sacramento's chances though and stuff. Passing Memphis though.
Wait, no, they already did.
Yeah, they're gonna
They already
stay.
did. They're the
They're
2
gonna
seed
stay in
now.
the 2 spot, and then they're gonna make it a little.
The Kings are playing really well. They're playing good basketball though.
I'm telling you right now, the Lakers might just stay in the play-in then, because then they'll just try to get that 7th seed, and then they'll face Sacramento in the second round.
You really said that one from Sacramento? I mean, I saw that report like a couple of days ago that the Lakers want to play the Kings, and if LeBron can come back 85%, I do believe they can beat the Kings. But would I be shocked if the Kings did beat them? No, because the Kings are a good team. Like Mike Brown's is a hell of a good coach. He's coached them boys up. And we missed the 4th quarter, and De'Aaron Fox, you know what I'm saying, I mean, coming up big in the 4th quarter.
But their defense is not it, right? AD and Vanderbilt, they could challenge Sabonis.
But
They could have guys that can match up against the Kings, while the Kings, who the hell do they have to match up against LeBron and AD and them boys?
But Dub, the thing is this: like the Kings, they are such a fast-paced team and such a like motion-heavy offense that a lot of times team defenses don't matter. Like really, because like how there's sometimes like when you're an offense that's so good, you can throw the best personnel at them and it doesn't work because like there's been so many teams this year that have tried to throw everything at them. Like remember Memphis, like when they were healthy, bro, the Kings blew them out by like 30.
Mm-hmm.
Like they just blitzed them from the get-go. Like
yeah, I think that.
When you look at the Lakers, they only beat them once this year. Lakers only beat the Kings once this season. Once.
Yeah, that's true, but
they've
I
all
think
been
that
good games though.
I think that fast pace.
And the only reason Lakers beat the Kings the last time though, is because officials bailed them out. That's why.
I mean, hey, Russell was still on the team too, though, so we can't discount that.
Dude, really? Come on, man. Seriously, watch the last play between the Kings and Lakers. It's a Fox did not foul Schroeder. That was not a foul.
Oh no,
And not only that, 48 seconds into the ball game, and so when LeBron drove to the basket, when Sabonis fouled out, Sabonis didn't even touch him, and they awarded LeBron a 3-point play, and Sabonis never touched the guy. How are you going to call that a foul?
Hey man, the same reason why Boston didn't give LeBron James that foul against Jason Tatum, dog. Hey, happens every day, B. Like,
it was never a foul. It was never a foul.
Exactly, facts.
I mean, you're right. That was never a foul. The same way how Jason Tatum fouled LeBron James and they didn't give him the call. I mean, hey man, look,
if you're that guy, you can play through contact or whatever.
No,
he got to be that guy.
We say the game's not physical. There's a little bit of physicality, and everyone's crying for the rest.
But I think that fast.
There is no physicality in this league anymore.
Exactly. Yeah. And then the moment there is a little bit of physicality, everyone's complaining that the refs aren't doing their job. Like
a little bit, bro. Come on, bro. Come on.
A little bit of physicality.
That is true. I don't like that. I really don't like that.
Like just completely.
Jason Tatum was a clear foul, but I don't like that mentality of when the guys are being physical, we're criticizing the refs.
Wait, Jason Tatum wasn't.
But then you got.
That was clear contact though. That's not one of those things where it's like bumping into somebody. No, he just like completely took out his arm.
Then at the same time,
I'll admit the Tatum play was a foul though. That was a foul. He did foul LeBron though. He did foul him. That was clear as day. The official blew that call. I'll admit that.
Bro, LeBron's breakdown, like mental breakdown after that, dude, that had me crying. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I got one thing.
Because LeBron's a prima donna, man. He's a prima donna.
No,
LeBron's a prima donna.
Chill out on Bron. Chill out on
my king.
Hey, look, I've been happy with the Lakers like winning streak with Anthony Davis, but what's been pissing me off is two things that's pissing me off. One, Darvin Ham with his coach not making coaching adjustments, and number two, he should make Austin Reeves the primary ball handler. Because he's the only one that's giving the ball to Anthony freaking Davis on the post. And I keep seeing time after time, the guards outside of Austin Reeves are not giving the ball to Anthony Davis in the post. Like Dennis Schroeder, for some reason, on the pick and roll, is not looking for him. And I don't get it. Like, when Austin, it's funny.
He drops with his head down, bro. Schroeder's so nasty.
And when Austin Reeves do it, he's looking to pass first to Anthony Davis. Every time, especially like when they played against Memphis. Every time Austin did the pick and roll, he's dishing to Davis. Or the post game, he's dishing to Davis. When I saw Dennis Schroeder do it, he wasn't looking for him. I was like, dude, what are you doing?
Because Dennis is looking at the ground, bro.
I'm like, what the hell, dude?
He's a scorer.
But AD's your best player. Give him the ball. Like, we always complain about AD not getting the ball, but when he's asking for the ball, you got guys like Walker and Dennis Schroeder not giving him the rock. Give him the rock in the post. Feed AD. Let AD work.
He trying to get that contract, man.
The only reason Lakers have been winning lately though is because most of the teams they've been playing have been hurt and stuff like that. If you look at they played OKC, Gilgeous Alexander did not play, and they shot 40 free throws in that game. 40. Come on, 40 free throws on a ball. That's a lot.
Are the Lakers not hurt?
Yeah, and then you got the Golden State games. Steph didn't play in 2 of those games when they beat them. 2 of them.
And then we just beat Steph. So
the one game Zion Williams didn't play either, and the New Orleans win either. They got recently.
We just beat Steph, and you said they didn't have Zion. Bro, the Pelicans have been without Zion for like 3 years, so that's just the Pelicans.
And but the best or second best player in the Lakers is
Zion's the best player. Zion's their leading scorer, man. He's averaging 26 points per game this year.
They took the Suns to 6 games without Zion. They're fine, and you're saying that you're saying that the Lakers will only be injured teams. Who's the more injured team? The Lakers. No D'Lo, no LeBron during the stretch. We're the more hurt team.
On top of that, people don't bring up. If you talk about a Bucks fan about people facing hurt teams, man, the Bucks fans don't want to talk about that.
Oh my, we're not.
But Dub again. Winning 16 straight, I'm just saying this. I don't care if it's injured or not. Winning 16 straight is impressive.
Oh, yesterday, bro. I mean, what was it? Tuesday, saying that Giannis regressed. I don't want to bring that topic up, but bro, that was comical.
I want to talk about matchups, bro. I mean, that matters.
It looked like it. It looked
Now
like
let's bring up the fact that
For
Christian
sure.
Middleton
Let me
is
ask you
not
this,
that
right?
guy.
Let me ask you this. Last season when the Suns went on they run last season with CP3 and Devin Booker being hurt, was anybody on they jock like they on the Bucks jock like this?
yes. People were saying the Suns were jobbing.
No.
They were saying they were gonna make it out the West.
Yes,
No.
the Suns were the favorites to win the West.
That's
yes.
not true. What?
Yes, they were.
Everybody
No.
literally said they were the
No.
Warriors stopper.
Yeah,
bro. Everybody was saying
the Suns
that.
were
Suns
the
were
favorites. In
even
the
me,
West.
Yeah,
most
they were
people
They
thought-
were the favorites last season?
I was the only one who had a brain and said they were going to lose.
Wait. I have more favorite.
They were favored over Golden State. Are y'all?
They were the
serious?
favorites.
I think
Remember,
that's-
last season was the year when
Okay,
Mikal Bridges was
cool.
locking up Steph, and Steph was going like 4 of 20 against the Suns.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. Mikal Bridges was the one that started.
Yeah,
that
you can look it up,
curse. I
dog.
remember that, bro.
That's what was
Everybody
happening.
had, nobody had
Exactly.
Golden State winning at all. Like, nobody had Golden State like
They had to
winning.
make them out
Phoenix
the
coming
West,
out the
though,
West.
right?
These are the
Yeah,
states.
No,
they had
still
the Suns out the West. I had Golden State out the West, but that's
I
They had the
just
Suns
wanted
come out the
to
way.
say-
Like no one picked Golden State to come out last year.
No,
You got
people
it.
did.
besides me.
Are you serious?
No,
People
I-
picked
I-
Golden
yeah.
State, but
There's
not
no
more
way.
than
I didn't
Yeah,
even think
even
they got out of the West because of eight.
the sports bettors even had the Suns coming out that year. They had
Yeah,
the
most
Suns.
people had
and,
Phoenix. I think they were the
yeah,
Vegas.
most had Phoenix. Yeah, like no one even thought. People thought Golden State was going to have a bad season again. To be honest with you, like because everybody thought Klay Thompson was going to play. He was going to still be whatever the cello and stuff and all the other stuff. So yeah, like no one thought they was going to be any good like last
Y'all
year.
fucking
But,
shitting me?
No, some
No,
people
no,
pick
we-
Golden State.
we-
Nah, some people pick Golden State, just not as much as Phoenix. Because I
Yeah.
remember a
Oh,
lot
yeah,
of
Phoenix
people-
was
Phoenix
like-
are the favorites. Yeah, Phoenix.
Phoenix
was
were the
good.
favorites. Phoenix
I mean,
were
they
the
Yeah,
were
Phoenix
just
was-
in the NBA Finals the season prior,
Yeah,
so a lot of
that's
people.
why.
I mean, there's a
No, it
60
may not
wins
look
for
like
the
it, but-
following season.
Everybody was saying that Phoenix and Golden State were in the Western Conference Finals. Everybody was saying
Everybody thought Phoenix had a chance to win the West last year. Everybody did last year. I agree with that one. They did.
They were just
Wait,
in the NBA
speaking
Finals.
of Golden State,
Because they were the best team all year that year. All year.
Huh?
boys,
And
speaking of Golden State,
because the Suns got out of the finals the previous year, that's why everybody thought they were going to come out of the West again.
Yeah, same
Mark,
team.
Mark, I got a question.
And y'all was just all wrong. My bad. Well, I
Yeah,
was just all
what's
wrong.
your-
Again,
what's
like
your-
everybody's
what's your
all wrong
question?
about the Bucks.
Boys,
No,
what's up with the-
no. The Bucks are for real, man. Do not sleep on the Bucks. I'm telling you right now.
The Bucks
The
are
Bucks are
serious.
dangerous. They are
Yeah, I
a very
was-
dangerous team.
The same way y'all was wrong about the Suns last season is the same way
But
y'all
the thing is, the Bucks are deeper. They're a deeper team than the Suns are. They have more depth. They have way more depth than they do.
That's
a lot
not
more.
what that's
No,
not what
but-
wins you. That's not what
No,
wins
but
you
the-
the
but-
game.
Who's the one-
They have
Could I explain
defense. They have shooting. They have size.
They don't
They
have
have
shooting.
all the
They don't
pieces
have
to win.
shooting. They
All
don't
of
have
them.
shooting. They don't
Hey,
have
look,
shooting.
The Bucks just
look,
went on like a
look,
15.
They got Giannis. They got Middleton. They got Holiday. They got Crowder. They got Ingles. They got Conley. They got Allen.
Man, look, can we stop bringing up Middleton like he's like this?
Come on, Doug. We know better than that. Come on, man.
Middleton is part time at this point.
Middleton is part-time. Come on, bro. Like we gotta stop hyping up Middleton like this, bro. He had that one
If
magical run.
you look at KD and his Suns, they don't have any depth. They have no depth on that team. Zero.
Who?
Bro,
Who?
The Suns, they have no depth.
Terrence Ross
Listen,
looked pretty
it's
good
not
last night.
It's not about that, but
Kane was like
They have
terrible.
depth.
All the Suns got is CP3, Booker, Anthony, KD, and that's it.
hey,
Who?
when we go
Who
down,
else?
when we go,
Kane?
Why
when
you
we
sneak?
go down,
Wait, why you
Can't stay
sneaking
healthy?
CP3?
Who else they
Why you
got?
sneaking CP3?
Chandler,
go
who's been
down-
out half the damn season. Him?
when we
Come
go
on.
down, listen,
I just-
depth in the postseason. Let's be real. They only have like 8 or it's like 6.
Yeah, you
They
just
do
need
like
8 people in
8
the postseason.
8-man rotations, right? They're mainly
Yeah, there's
starting their
nobody.
starting
need
five.
eight.
They're
You
not
really
really.
just need 8.
They're not
Postseason's
just
for
grabbing
your
guys off the
superstars.
bench, right? It's where
Postseason's
it's
for
where
your stars.
your main star and your co-star is gonna
Mhm. And your
should
coach.
elevate them, elevate
and
their
your
game.
Okay. No, what's going to happen in the playoffs, though, when the Lakers have to go to the bench, when the Suns have to go to their bench, and they can't rely on their bench?
Listen, no, what's gonna happen in the
Because
playoffs?
eventually, come playoff time, you're going to have to rely on your role players.
What's
They
gonna
don't have
happen?
any depth.
Yeah, well,
But, like,
wait.
two of them.
I'm glad you brought that up. Right? What happens to the Bucks when one? Oh shoot,
You're good. You're good.
I'm good. I'm good.
Hey man,
I just hit
the
something.
Bucks don't get
What happens?
exposed.
What happens in the postseason when one? My bad. I gotta charge this up real quick. When one, Giannis is struggling shooting the mid-range ball. Giannis is struggling shooting the 3 ball. They're shrinking
Every
the
night.
floor on him. You can't rely on Chris Middleton over there to be a number 2. We seen what Drew Holiday looks like.
We
as a
can't rely on
number
Chris
2 and he be a
Middleton.
number 3.
Chris Middleton won a championship 2 years ago. What are you talking about? Come
He's
on.
not the same guy.
He's not Conley in the playoff. What are you talking
He's
about?
not the
Dub,
same
Dub,
guy.
Dub,
He's
listen.
not the
Dub,
same
listen.
guy, bro.
Beat this.
Bro, my main
Drew
concern
this year,
about the
though,
Bucks.
Drew's been crazy. Drew's been
Drew's
crazy.
the same guy he was last season. I
No,
don't know.
bro, he's peaking as
I
a player, bro.
swear to
Oh,
God,
I
this
think
guy's
he's
the same guy, bro.
offensively. I like him
Hey,
better
man.
this year.
Chris Paul is starting to come on, man. He's starting to get his game back too. Watch.
Drew
Hey, bro.
Holiday.
I
I will give
ain't
you.
seen Drew play this good ever in his career,
I
bro.
will give
All-star
you
Drew
this.
Holiday.
Drew's
I
been
will
balling,
give
man.
you
Drew's
this.
been balling all
I
year.
will
He's been
give
playing
you this.
extremely well this season.
I will give you this. I think his passing has took a slight step up. I think the shooting.
Giannis doesn't rely on his free
I
ball
think
though.
the shooting. I think
Giannis
the
doesn't need to
shooting.
rely on his free ball to
No.
dominate
I
people.
feel you. Hold on. Wait. I think Drew Holiday.
Oh,
Holiday
come
has.
on, man.
I think Drew Holiday in his shooting is damn near the same as been all his whole like.
You can't live by the
Wait,
three ball, man. You
wait,
can't live by the
wait,
three ball in the
wait,
playoffs.
But Dub, his
earlier
defense
I-
is sharper this year. Like
Yeah.
compared to like
It's
other
really
years in
sharper.
Milwaukee.
It's like,
I
come
swear-
on, bro. He was
I
locking
swear-
up.
No, I
earlier
know.
last
No,
season.
Drew's an elite defender regardless. I get that. But
Yeah.
now he's like
Drew is a
cranking.
lead defender. He's a very lead defender.
I
I
swear.
think he's the same. I think he's the same guy. He's still like
he's
a crazy
cranking it
elite.
up, bro.
I still think he's the best defender in the league, bro. So it's like, what the fuck?
Bro,
like
you-
he's the
bro,
same
he's
guy.
not-
He's
hold
the
on.
same
He's not the
guy.
best defender in
It's
the
not.
league.
And he's the same guy that's got a chip.
Remember-
CP3 ain't got a chip. Where's his ring at?
Uh-oh.
Wait,
What?
do we Hey man, look, I don't trust that head coach though. I
Who was CP3 having to go with 2 on Drew Holiday
Random
with home court advantage? Who was CP at 3 then?
He was
I think
showing,
it's more.
Devin Booker was the one sticking up the court.
He just took his lunch money. Give me your lunch money, son.
Back-to-back
Give it to
40
me.
he took
games.
Devin Booker's
Give it to me.
Back-to-back 40-point games.
Man, look, Giannis saved Mike Budenholzer's job, man, because Mike Budenholzer to me is not a good
Yes.
coach.
Yes.
He's not a good coach, man. That's my issue. Because they still using Giannis the wrong way. They're still not using him on pick and rolls more. They still give him the ball facilitated on the front court. He should not be 20 feet from the basket having the ball. Let him get the ball in the paint or in the post and make him work. Stop giving him the ball and have him facilitate the basketball. That should not be his job. I don't know why Mike Budenholzer is not using screens or backdoor cuts for him. I don't see it. When I do see it, he don't use it as much. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, you know what Giannis' strengths are. Use it. Stop having him out in the duck, out on the 3-point line every freaking time I see him. Every game I see Giannis on the 3-point line with the ball or coming up the court with the ball. Dude, Mike, what are you doing? Let this man do rolls, post screens, all that, but you're not doing it. That's why I don't trust Mike Budenholzer in the playoffs. Yeah, it happened last year. They wasn't using Giannis right. I mean, even though y'all keep saying Middleton was the reason why they didn't win, I kept seeing they gave up threes to Boston the whole time in Game 7. Yeah, you let whatever, but I still believe Mike Budenholzer is not the coach. That's why I feel like they're not going to win. I really feel like Boston can beat them again. Like
I want to ask everybody this, right? If somebody is shooting his lowest percentages since 2019, all across the board,
Mhm.
having the most amount of turnovers he's ever had in his whole entire career,
Mhm.
how is that not regressing? Just
30,
because
32,
just
12, and 5,
just
you know.
because he's
12,
32,
5.
and that it's just a box.
Yeah.
No,
score
Mars.
versus, bro.
I mean, no.
You're looking at.
Who you
you're
talking
looking at-
about? Who you talking about?
Wait, double no.
talking-
Can I say
I'm
it's because
talking-
it's because of increase in offensive load and also situation for the team. Because one big issue for the Milwaukee Bucks this year has been shooting. Nobody except for Javon Carter for some reason has been consistently shooting the rock this year, and it's allowed paints to be more clogged. It's allowed Giannis's playmaking to not look as effective because of the fact that everybody's bricking, and actually Brooks fine. Brooke and Javon Carter, they've been good. And Middleton for his time when he's there, but Drew Holiday is more so attack, dribbling while he's into a shot off the dribble or
Well,
whether it's
but he's peaking as a player right now, so that should
because of
Yeah, but
other facets. Because of other facets.
He's more self-creation than.
I still got more faith in the Bucks, though. I do.
Yeah, even
with that said,
even
I
if
still
you
have
think
faith
the
in
Bucks aren't as good as they were.
To me personally, the only threat to Milwaukee in the East is either Boston or Philadelphia. To be honest,
I don't see.
Nah,
Philly.
Milwaukee over
So,
Philly.
everyone's gonna be wrong about Philly. Just
Not Philly.
Milwaukee
I'm
over
not in on Philly.
It's
Philly-
fine. Yeah, it's fine. You guys can be
Philly
wrong.
Philly is the best
No.
offense. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty certain Philly's the best offense in the East. But
If James Harden's on, that would rely.
he'll
on
be there.
James
He'll
Harden.
be there. He'll be there. He'll be there.
Two things, James Harden
because
and also,
I can't see the Cavs and all and stuff like that. They have a nice team, But they have no bench though. They have zero bench.
That's
Other than Karis LeBron, the bench, they have no bench at all. None.
The Cavs have horrible
You
space.
tell a Cavs fan that, and they'll try to hype up Dean Wade and Ricky Rubio.
Sure,
like
sure.
the
Can I ask you
bench
something though?
player.
Can I ask you something? Sure.
Go ahead.
If the team like the Bucks this season are ranked 4th in 3-pointers made, 3-pointers attempted, and ranked 11th in 3-point percentage. So I don't understand how they're struggling.
W stats.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand how like it's struggling because of the shot.
And here's the thing, I swear this is gonna come off as a cop out, but I swear, like if you like see the games, it does not feel like that.
You know,
there's some stats that are like,
anyways.
no, like there's some stats that paint like like something to be like this when it's really not. Like for example, I think the T-Wolves bench is like extremely good, but the stats don't paint that. Like it don't paint it as like they're like this elite bench when in reality, like I just feel like they've been amazing this year all around.
I'm just saying,
you
like
got cooked. You got cooked. 4 from 3-pointers. I'm just saying. 4 from 3-pointers.
I mean, 4th and 3-pointers is crazy.
Maybe I'm just being nitpicky, but like
the percentages. I think they just made an adjustment of committing to just clogging the paint to Giannis and letting these other guys get off, and that's probably the difference from last season. But them shooting the long ball, in my opinion, what I've seen is like. I do think they're relatively the same in which they were last season. So it's like
I got a question.
I just think Giannis can't shoot a basketball.
I think that's the main reason.
And I want him to stop shooting the basketball. Please.
Every time he takes jump shots, I'm like, you're just bailing out.
This is the thing. I want Giannis to embrace run and dunk, man. I hate that he's like trying to be like, like just like KD. Like you're not KD. You're Giannis. Go set that screen. Go dive to the basket. Go post up. Go like stop doing these pull-up middies. And if you're gonna do these pull-up middies, at least do it when you're in rhythm already. Don't do it when you're off rhythm or when you're about it like you're in a cold spell. Do it while you caught rhythm.
Yeah, well, maybe he's trying to work on his midi because sooner or later, man.
If that's the case, then fine. But it's just gonna hurt him.
There shouldn't be more.
I got one question. I got a question for Morris. Two questions for Morris. Morris, what's up with your Warriors when I saw Steph Curry score 42 points? Your Warriors, Morris.
Houston fan right here.
I saw Steph Curry score 41 points and they lost to the Thunder. And do you think they're losing on the road is going to hurt them in the playoffs? Do you think that's going to matter, or you think that they're going to like fix that?
Okay. Well, those questions go hand in hand. Steph Curry had 40 or whatever. Where was that game played against OKC? Where was it played?
OKC.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Like I've been saying all season, they can't win games on the road. Steph could have 50 on the road. They will lose because the team is trash on the road. And yes, I think that's the whole reason why they're not going to do anything in the playoffs, because they're not going to have home court in any series, which means they would have to win a road game just for the series to go 7. And I don't see them beating many teams on the road in a playoff series because the team stinks. And people seem to have blind faith in Golden State because they've seen what they've been.
I have no faith in Golden State this year.
It's a championship reputation.
They can't win on the road. They're terrible defensively. They lack size too, as well too. And if you don't have any size in the playoffs, it will catch up to you when you have to play teams like, for example, like the Lakers, who've got size up front now as well. Yeah. When you play a team like Denver, who's got Jokic up front too, and Gordon, that's going to be a problem.
And it's
as
weird,
well too.
And
we go even
that's why James Wiseman not working out.
And with them adding Plumlee now too, and Morris.
Yeah,
and with Kawhi and Peter's ability to guard the perimeter as well through their size, it's gonna be a problem for them. I don't see the Warriors here. It's not their year. It's just not.
It feels like Jordan Poole just is a completely different player when Steph's in the lineup, and his stats just go way down. His efficiency drops. It just feels like he's not the same energy booster when Steph's.
It's because he's like.
Dude, have you not seen Jordan Poole when Steph Curry's been out? He's been taking. He takes too many
when Steph's in the lineup.
He's not good without Steph either. He just scores.
He takes too many shots, dog. He takes too many ill-advised shots. I watch him every time. He takes too many ill-advised shots instead of letting the ball come to him, letting the offense come to him. He tries to jack up all these shots like he's Steph Curry. Dude, let the offense come to you, whatever, instead of just trying to force shots. I've seen him force way too many bad shots and take good shots. And that's why everybody see the point. Everybody see all the points he makes. Like, oh, then he's doing good. But his efficiency is not good. His efficiency is bad when Steph is out. Like, he's been playing really bad basketball.
Efficiency is still bad when Steph's
I think the problem with the Warriors, they shoot too many threes too, though. They take way too many 3-point shots, Sounds. Way too many.
Number one
more than like 50% of their shots are threes. You can't live on a 3 ball all the time either, though.
Yeah,
But I
they
think,
do
well, I
live
think
on that.
majority of the bulk is because of Steph and Clay attempts, which is fine.
Yeah,
to be
but
It's
honest.
definitely because of Clay. Clay
the
just
thing
be
is,
living by that.
eventually,
Bro,
you
he
have to
just
come out and
grabs it.
pull and take a better shot, though.
He
You know what I'm
just,
saying? Take this thing. They're like, oh, and just jump about the threes.
Clay takes the
You
worst.
can't live and die with that crap all the time. Seriously.
Bro.
I'm with sure. I'm with sure. I think the majority of that comes from Clay, because Clay just be pulling. I don't know if
bro,
y'all been
he
watching.
gets off the
But
screen.
Steph does too, though. Steph and Jack will run the threes, too.
Steph too.
Steph shoot like 10 threes a game. I'm like, here we go.
They don't
Like, he's
care.
not
Jordan
shooting-
cool too.
Like he's
But the
not
thing
shooting
is,
his
like,
mid range
that's
like he
okay,
used to.
though, if
Like
it's
Clay is
He's like,
shooting way
Rain
more
Man.
than any guy I've ever seen play. I remember Clay used to shoot a lot of jump shots, but not.
Steph act like a guy from that movie was Along Came Polly. Philip Seymour Hoffman. Raymond! Rain! I got this!
Yeah.
Hey,
Yo, that's-
all I gotta say is about Golden State, if they lose
And he
in the
can't make a
playoffs
single
the
shot
first
in his
round,
life.
listen, if they lose in the first round, I promise you that team's gonna break up. I promise you, Draymond Green's gonna be gone, and Klay Thompson's out of here. I promise
Draymond
you.
is
that.
gone.
Probably be together, honestly.
Dude, if they don't give Draymond the
Draymond's
max, he's
gonna
gone.
go.
He's gone.
Draymond's gonna go. For
Hey,
sure.
hey,
Oh,
I gotta
Draymond's
get
gone.
some you guys on here, bro. I appreciate the time y'all spent with us, bro. It was nice
Appreciate
talking
it.
to y'all, bro. Y'all be
Yep.
yo, sure. You got cooked. Don't forget.
Hey, Dub. Hey, Dub. Hey, in the,
I'll go.
Peace,
I'll
bro.
love them. See you,
Peace, bro. Peace. These guys are awesome. I love these guys.
Nice to see you being a stat guy.
Yeah, I had to double check it real quick, man. I gotta I want to get some new guys. I seen somebody with the solo jobs. Do you know where the link is to join? Like I said it before, bro, people who have been here who have not been here before is gonna get free reigns to be up here, so always keep that in mind. Um I will move people from backstage if I see that people in the chat who I didn't see here before are trying to come on to try to put them back on. So just keep that in mind. People who do get removed from it and been here before, I apologize, but gotta give some other people some love. You feel me? So I want to people keep saying Giannis regress, Giannis regress. This how I know, bro. Like, people just don't pay attention to shit. Take Giannis's name out the equation. A guy who's averaging, who damn near, he's rebounding the ball the same he's been for the last 3 seasons. He's passing the ball at the same clip as he has for the last 3 seasons. His turnovers has gone up. His shooting percentages has gone down. They're the worst one it's been since 2019. The only reason you guys are saying it's crazy to say that he's regressed is because he went from 29 to 31, which that can easily be explained by he's just taking more shots. So then it's a 2-point difference. Y'all really complaining about a 2-point difference on me saying he regressed and that it's a problem because of 2 points. Like, grow up, man. Y'all be so annoying with this shit, bro. I swear to God.
I think people just don't know what regression means.
They don't. It's not like we saying he's not great.
It's like when I call someone overrated, they think it means I'm calling the person trash.
Mark,
That's not what it means. If you're the best, like for instance, I still think Giannis is probably the best player in the world. But you can be the best and get worse. For example, 2014 LeBron, he regressed the next year. 2015 LeBron was worse than 2014 LeBron. That's regression. He was still the best player in the world. He got worse. Giannis is a worse player. Giannis has played worse this year than he played last year. That is the definition of regression. Doesn't mean he's a terrible player. It doesn't mean he's no longer the best in the world. Dub thinks KD is the best, but it doesn't mean he's no longer the best player in the world. It doesn't mean that he's terrible. It doesn't mean that he's not going to do anything in the playoffs. Those things are whatever. That's what Dub believes. But Giannis regressing is a different point completely. He's just worse than he was last year. And if you watch him, you can see the jump shot is much worse. He's shooting free throws worse. Like, he's just a bit worse than he was. That's regression.
That's all we. And then somebody's saying Giannis has been hurt this season too. Where's the context? Okay, that can be included in it. But CP3 in 2019, I would say he regressed. He regressed because of the injury, but he's a regression from what he was the season prior. Like, I don't understand what's so hard about saying that. Well, this is my problem that I have with people. Y'all fanboy off of Giannis so much that when people, it's like this is y'all new LeBron. That when people just have an objective standpoint of his game, y'all want to run to defend this man. Like he's your second coming of Jesus Christ.
I'm
And I don't
considered
get
a
it.
Giannis hater now. Which
Wait,
is
can I
interesting.
And
add into
I
this?
don't know how Mars is a Giannis hater if he has been the main guy supporting Giannis this whole entire time I've been on him.
This is funny coming from the KD fan, but go off.
Nah, he's not a fan of KD. He's not a fan.
I'm not a fan of KD,
He's
bro.
not a fan. You're just honest. You're just honest.
I'm just
Just
honest.
honest.
Just honest, man. I'm just honest. Yo,
Does.
Rob, you there?
What's up?
Good, bro. What's good, Two-Set? How you feeling, brother?
Feeling good, man. Chilling, bro.
Good. And then the solo Josh, you was the one who sent the super chat, right?
Yeah.
How you feeling,
Yeah.
bro? Everything good,
I'm
man?
good, bro.
Damn, he wanted to cook you. That's why he asked.
Nah, because Dub, I was in the chat the other day and I said I want to talk to Lo, but Lo wasn't on here this time. Yeah, I said that the other day. I was in the voice chat. But I just want to add the point on Giannis because I have League Pass to watch every Bucks game. And yeah, like I agree with y'all. Like he has regressed because I'm a Giannis fan. He's regressed. And the reason he's regressed is because like a big part of it is because the reason why I feel like we won, even though injuries played a part in it, but we took the ball out of his hands a lot in 2021. And the ball is back in his hands a lot, because Chris Middleton has been hurt. And I feel like he's going back like in that way in like 2019 and 2020, where he feels like he can just dribble, pound through the paint, and that's not going to work. That doesn't work anymore. And I feel like he knows that, but I don't feel like no one's told him yet, like, bro, like you gotta switch it up. Because I see it when, his mid-range has gotten worse, but I see it when he's gotten a post-up. That creates more opportunities for his teammates. Now, they're not knocking down the shots, but I feel like he's better in the mid-post and the pick-and-roll than him going from top of the key in 2019, 2020, which he's doing now, to try to run and dunk or run and layup, which he does a lot. He gets buckets off of that, but I feel like he's gone back to that, and I feel like that's why he's regressed, because he's going back to the Giannis that basically tried to do a LeBron and carry his team when he needs help, and I don't feel like he's trusted his teammates to help him right now.
And as great as Giannis is in the regular season, this is why I still think the wall can be built for him in the playoffs, and he can be made less effective to affect this team. And this is why I don't really trust the Bucks to go far. If you look at that 2021 run, I think it was. I don't like to put asterisks next to runs, but if we're analyzing it based on like how good and what the team that they went through.
Talk to me. Go ahead.
So the reason they got very fortuitous is because that came off of the shortest offseason in professional sports history. Boston, who was their number one contender, was hurt. The Heat, I'm pretty sure the Heat were hurt that year too. And on the West, the Lakers were hurt because they just finished their finals run and then they had the shortest offseason in history. So
they only had 2 weeks.
Yeah, so they didn't have as much time as a typical regular season for any sport across American sports. Number two, if you think about the teams they beat, who do they really beat that have championship pedigree? Meaning they have that experience advantage where it's like, we've been here before. I mean, they played the Hawks in the conference finals. You feel me? Like, that was the conference finals in the East. The Trae Young Hawks against the Bucks. Like, come on, bro. That was weird.
If you want to go there, then the Bucks really, until that point, the Bucks had no championship pedigree either.
No, I understand.
They had Drew Holiday, who hasn't gone far in the playoffs. They had Chris Middleton, who really hasn't done anything in the playoffs, and they had Bobby Portis, who hasn't gone first round exits a lot.
I agree, but they're also playing other teams like that, though. So they had that advantage, that disadvantage. So then
it's unexperienced team versus an unexperienced team.
And then Giannis was the best player, and they weren't even playing the best teams at the highest. If you think about the Heat on both sides on 2020, or 2020, like when they eliminated the Heat, when they weren't injured, were beating the Bucks. They knew how to handle them. But as soon as of course, after that season with the shortest offseason, the Heat were awful, and that's why the Bucks didn't have a competition from the Heat. And then that hard fought series against the Celtics where it went 7, the Celtics were also injured off of that short offseason too. So the two best contenders in the East that you would have to face were essentially eliminated because the Bucks
wait.
The shortest offseason ever.
So is that their fault that those teams
No.
Because if you want to be honest,
And when
to
people
be
say
honest,
these things,
because
I'm not
they-
saying
Hold up,
anyone's
Dolo.
fault.
Hold up,
It's just
Dolo. Let him
analysis.
explain.
It's just analysis.
He just trying to objectively look at this,
Yeah,
right?
I'm not
Trying
trying to slight Giannis. I'm really not. It's just
Yeah.
objective
No, I
analysis
don't think
of the
you are.
landscape of the. No, I like Giannis a lot. See, when people talk facts about that land, like let's really look at the NBA season. Who in the NBA playoffs had any chip, bro? Steph was hurt. LeBron was hurt. KD was out. Bucks were hurt. Or sorry, Boston was hurt. The Heat were the two. Like, let's be real about that run. The Suns got to come on, bro. I don't know.
If you want to look at it on the flip side, the Suns.
Denver
wasn't
Denver also hurt too?
because they were hurt.
Yes. Wait,
If
were
you
they
wanna
hurt?
look at it,
2021,
Jamal
yeah, they
Murray.
were.
Denver
They were
wasn't
hurt.
in 2020. Yeah, they were.
They didn't have
But
Jamal
you
Murray.
look
They
at
didn't
it-
have Jamal Murray in the postseason.
If you wanna
MPJ
look at
was
it,
playing with a
the
bad
Suns-
back. He was just
But
there.
if you
He was playing
want to
with a
look
bad
at
back.
it, the Suns also got through.
I feel like y'all
because
just
teams
trying
were
to
hurt, too.
discredit Giannis. Honestly.
No.
No,
This is
I'm
Oh,
not.
see this. I don't
no,
care. To be
no.
honest, I just don't
I'm not
care.
discrediting
I don't
Giannis.
really
I'm just
care, but
recognizing
the way
when
y'all
people
sound
say
from
the
an
Bucks.
unbiased- I'm not a Bucks fan. I don't really care, but
Yeah, when
from
the
what y'all
Bucks
saying, like from the arguments that's being made, it's not really, you know what I'm saying, it's not really adding up, you know what I'm saying, all the way. Because if you want to talk about injuries, you know what I'm saying, first of all, it's not. First of all, you know what I'm saying, it's not the Bucks' fault that a lot of other teams folded also. A lot of
No,
other
I'm not
teams
saying it's
folded
the
in
Bucks'
conference,
fault.
so you
So-
can't get
This is
mad
what
at the
y'all are
Bucks.
missing. I'm
So
not trying to blame anyone.
It's like this, right? When we're
You
trying
can't
to
get mad
have
at the Bucks.
No, it's not
I'm not
getting mad at
getting
the Bucks.
mad.
They earned the ring. They won the ring. Giannis had
Yeah.
a tremendous performance in the finals and tremendous run period. You can't take that away from him. What we're saying is when we are going to sit here and at least for me, when I'm comparing the Bucks to all the other teams, when I compare the Bucks and ranking on, can this team win a championship? I have to contextualize things. I have to
Yeah.
understand that. Well, the
And-
Bucks benefited heavily that a
Heavily,
lot of
more
And
so
it's
than
if
any
y'all
other team in the last 10
contextualizing,
So,
years.
so when I'm
assuming that the
trying
Bucks
to
are the same as they
no,
were
when
2
I'm
years
trying
ago.
to wait when I'm trying to decipher a take on if the Bucks could do what they did in 2021, well, I need to put all of those things in context and realize that. And then I'm glad you asked of the Bucks being what they were in 2021. Well, like I said before, they're worse. I think they're worse with
Bro.
Chris Middleton not being healthy, Giannis regressing. That makes them worse, in my opinion. I think they need Chris Middleton to be Chris. I think they need Giannis to start hitting mid-range shots, and if that's not going to happen, I find it very hard to picture that they'll end up on top over everybody else. That's it. Do you agree with that?
I do agree. My whole thing about it is like, I'm not trying to discredit Giannis. It was a thing like when people were doing after Giannis, the Bucks won that ring, people were like, "Oh, the Bucks are gonna. How many times is Giannis gonna get to the finals?" I'm like, let's look at how he got to the finals that season. They're not. The Bucks are not gonna. Giannis is not getting to the finals another 3 times in his career. It's just not gonna. I don't think it's happening, bro. Because the Boston is just a better built team, and that wall can still be built to hinder Giannis in the playoffs. So that was my analysis.
But I just want to
I don't disagree with any of that.
I don't disagree with it either. But when you say like the wall thing, yeah, the wall thing is true. But also when if how am I gonna say this?
I really don't have anything against the Bucks. I like Giannis a lot.
No. I don't. I'm not one of those dudes who take it personally. Like I'm a part of the coaching staff, whatever. Oh my God, you're attacking. No, I'm not that dude. But what I'm saying is like, in defense of the Bucks, I'm not even gonna say just Giannis. In defense of the Bucks is also, I feel like, and some dude said earlier that Giannis said Mike Budenholzer's job, and if you were watching me watch the playoffs, I was hoping we would lose so we can get a new coach and get it out of there because that whole 2021, we were getting killed because we were playing drop coverage because that's how we play defense then, and it was a discredit because Giannis also won with DPOY the year before, and now people are saying, "Oh, well, why is he guarding?" Like, it's a discredit to the Bucks and Giannis when we're also like, if you want to be honest, we were playing bad defense that playoff series too, like all those playoff series except for Miami.
I was surprised y'all were getting away with it because with I understand Jrue Holiday's defensive prowess or whatever. To me, Jrue Holiday's play and Budenholzer's coaching would not have been. Bucks could not have gotten away with that in any other year, bro. Jrue Holiday was missed 10 straight shots in 2 separate finals games. I don't care how good your defense is.
he went 2 for 14 in a game. I think it was game 4. He went 2 for 14.
I was watching this game. I'm like, how are the Suns not capitalizing on this, bro? Because there was this period where the Bucks just weren't scoring. I
But
don't
then
know.
that's also because
It was
we
weird.
made the switch and we were actually playing Giannis at center a lot, and then Ayton couldn't guard Giannis, or he couldn't figure out how to. And I don't know why Monty Williams didn't want to put in the wall tactic at all. But I mean, but if you bring up the injured thing, then you can say the same things for the Suns, because the Suns got through
100%.
Yeah, 100%.
because the Suns got through an injured Lakers team. They
Mhm.
got through who they playing second round? Denver.
Injured
Who was injured?
Denver team and an
Nuggets,
injured
and then
injured
and then the injured Clippers.
Yeah,
Like
they
that season
they
was
completely
so bad
benefited
because
from
of the
they
short
completely
offseason, bro.
benefited from
Honestly,
that.
I've never seen a more injury riddle, bro. The Clippers are injured. Like how many superstars were injured in that postseason compared to any other season? Like KD
And if
was.
you want to be honest, like, I mean, Giannis got hurt. I don't know how the fuck he came back, but he got hurt too. If he was out, and then the Suns didn't
Shit,
pull it
wasn't
off.
Trae Young hurt too?
Yeah, Trae Young got
Yes.
hurt. Him and Giannis got hurt the same.
Man.
No, one game apart from each other.
And
Yeah,
then Brook
bro.
Lopez that was there to save
Like the
day.
Hawks shouldn't even made the conference finals, and Trae Young got hurt. I was like, bro.
Okay, so then if the Hawks should have made, who, like, what do you do? Like, is it like, do y'all think Doc Rivers should still be the coach of the Sixers after all that he's like, or coach at all in the NBA? After all his play, like, after you know what he's gonna do in the playoffs,
I
you
don't
can't
like that.
really-
I don't like that because I think these players need to be held accountable, right? Like this.
No,
the
that's
three-
also true.
Yeah, like I don't like saying that about Doc Rivers mainly because one, like the whole 3-1 comeback on the what's it called? Tracy McGrady. I mean, Tracy McGrady had a phenomenal like first 3 games and then he just fell off completely. After that, the 3-1 lead with the Clippers and Rockets, CP3 came back from injury and was playing through an injury. Like I don't know why we got to hold him accountable for that too. Then in the bubble, the 3-1 lead in the bubble, I mean, Paul George was bad, really bad. And Kawhi Leonard had a terrible game.
Bro, they had a
7
20-point lead in the third quarter, and they ended up losing by double digits. I was like,
I don't see that mainly as Doc Rivers. I mean, I gotta hold these players accountable for that. And then I mean, his whole stint in the Philadelphia Sixers run, you had Ben Simmons afraid to freaking take a fucking layup with Trae Young next to you. Then you had last season
Tobias
Joel
Harris
Embiid
wasn't
being
playing
hurt.
on shit. Tobias Harris wasn't on shit.
Embiid had a
Wasn't
torn meniscus.
Yeah, Embiid's been hurt, so it's like. And then last season James Harden, what the hell was James Harden doing? He wasn't even that great against Miami, so it's like. How can we penalize Doc Rivers for that, bro?
Can we
That's
talk
how
about-
you
Yeah,
get it done.
the only thing you can really penalize Doc Rivers for, I mean, is only with the Clippers.
I feel like
of course,
his
you
lacking
can't control people missing wide open shots, doing set plays. But the only thing you can really argue is he probably should have made adjustments to win in other ways than going through superstars. But that's what NBA coaches do; they want to win through the superstars. And with that Orlando Magic team, honestly, that Orlando Magic team, if you know basketball, you know what
They
I'm
shouldn't
saying,
have been
hopefully-
there.
You know what I'm saying? The Magic
no, they
team wasn't
shouldn't have
even
been there.
supposed to make it that far. They weren't even supposed to be up 3-1.
That's
You know what I'm
true.
saying? With that Tracy McGrady Magic team, they weren't even supposed to be there. So the fact that Doc even got him there is pretty good. You know what I'm saying? If you know your history of basketball. And then, yeah.
Who was their secondary guy? It was Daryl Armstrong, right?
Yeah.
That's fucking terrible.
It's crazy.
So like what are
Yo,
we saying?
y'all seen
Like,
this
you know what I'm saying?
report
That
about
Doc
Lonzo
Rivers crap,
Ball?
that's recently biased, but you
This
gotta
shit
stop
is
watching
sad,
ESPN,
bro. This shit with Lonzo Ball is sad, bro. I'm not
Oh,
gonna lie to you.
his injury.
Yeah, just
Yeah, he
the
has to get another surgery,
surgeries,
I
bro.
think.
Like, damn.
I feel bad for him too. He was really
I have a
turning things
question for y'all
around.
for
Yeah, what's up,
Double
Solo?
Mars.
What's up?
Like, where do y'all think this disrespect for Carmelo Anthony? When I say Melo, not I said, like, where do y'all think this disrespect for
What do you
Carmelo
mean
Anthony
Melo? There's
comes
only
from?
one Melo. I don't fuck with this whole.
I'm
Melo
saying for the
shit.
youngins in the chat. You know.
Nah,
what I'm saying?
screw the youngins in the chat. There's one Melo. It's
Okay,
Carmelo,
all
bro.
right. We on the same
Melo.
page. We on the same page. We on the same page.
Yeah,
But where do
yeah,
y'all
yeah,
think this like disrespect for just Melo comes from? Now, yeah, he wasn't this, he wasn't that, but then they just discredit everything he did, like on the basketball court. Like he wasn't, like he's a bum or he's a slouch.
I actually made a video on this on my channel.
W plug.
I actually did make a video of this on my channel. The thing that people have is when people get glorified or get a lot of love, you're also gonna have a lot of people that's gonna hate on it, right? People love Melo what he did in his time. We glorify Melo what he did in his time. And for some people, for some reason, when people see that, they choose to highlight the negativity of Melo. Like he wasn't that good of a defender, he wasn't that great of a passer too, and they're like, oh, he really wasn't like that. When in reality, everybody who loves Melo, everybody who talks about Melo, we all say the same thing. Melo's a pure scorer. That's who he is. That's who he always has been. It is what it is. But then you just have other guys like Low and Fluent. They try to be like, oh yeah, they treat Melo like he's somebody that he's not. No, you're thinking that way because of how much love we're showing him. But no, we just love him for who he is, which is a pure scorer. And then they bring up all this other negativity about Carmelo Anthony, where nobody even talked about his defense, nobody talked about his passing, nobody talked about any of that. He was arguably a top five. He was a top five, arguably a top five player in his time. He was definitely top 10. He was one of the pure and best scorers in NBA history, and people love him for that. I don't understand why he gets all of this hate because everybody I know a lot of Melo fans. We do not make him something that he's not. We never do. Nobody does that.
Yeah.
So it's just weird
Yeah,
to me. They're just
and
hating.
the second to that is when the argument comes up, like especially I think Lowe brought it up or somebody, like what can Melo provide like into like a team today? And like his argument was that you're lacking, like you're giving up defense, but we all know you're not bringing in Melo for defense.
Mm-hmm.
No team is gonna bring Melo in for defense. And then
You're
they're
talking about
acting
Melo
like,
right now, right?
yeah, Melo right now. No team is gonna bring him in for defense. And they're acting like, well, they're acting like he's gonna guard Kyrie or Luka every play or John Morant every play. No, what they're gonna do is there's gonna be times where he's switched on and yeah, he's probably gonna get blown by or whatever. But I feel like Melo can still hold his own defensively.
Even then,
And
there's
I
not a lot of good defenders off the bench too, so I don't even know
exactly.
why that's the point.
So and then they're acting like Melo you can't hide Melo in the corner or do something. Like they're acting like he has to play defense on someone who's actively handling the ball. Like he can't just guard a catch and shoot player in the corner.
Yeah, it's weird, bro. Anybody else want to say something too set?
Yeah, I got a question about
My bad,
Melo
Mon.
Oh,
for everybody. So on the Denver Nuggets, specifically from 2005 to 2009, was Carmelo Anthony a liability on defense? Yes or no?
Liability, no. Negative, I'd say yes. Liability,
He wasn't a liability.
I think liability is used a bit too freely. I don't think he was a positive defender. I don't think he was a liability.
All right, cool. So I think we just got to like be careful when we talk about these players. I feel like everybody just be putting out extremes of their opinions and not really bringing it back to what they really mean. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like when we talk about Melo, oh, he's a horrible defender. He's this, that, and that third. Well, if he was such a horrible defender, bro, I don't think the Nuggets would have made it to some conference finals to face the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? During that late time. You can definitely argue that his defense wasn't top tier, or you can even argue if it was negative. You want to look based on numbers, but even if even just looking on the court, looking at those strong Denver Nuggets teams when they had Chauncey Billups and even when they had an old Allen Iverson, if you look at a team like that team, if you try to put the narrative that Melo doesn't play defense, Allen Iverson was liability on defense, those teams won't be able to make as far playoff runs that they did in the late 2000s. You know what I'm saying? So you can't just look at, just straight numbers and be like, oh, he was a terrible defender or he was a below average defender. You know what I'm saying? When during those times, obviously he wasn't, based on the defense and the pace of the game that was being played during that time. So that's why the numbers can sometimes be skewed based on pace. And they just started adding pace, to statistics when it comes to comparing errors just recently. So we have to take that into account also.
Is Luka a liability on defense?
In the playoffs, I'd say he's a liability.
Yeah.
Because I think you need to have a conversation. I just think it's weird. The more I watch Luka, the more I don't understand why people don't consider, like, for instance, yesterday I heard W say Harden's not a point guard, but you'd consider Luka a point guard, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't even debate anybody on it. I just, in my own personal preference, I've seen James Harden be a shooting guard my whole life. Is like, you're a shooting guard to me.
No one's arguing that Harden doesn't play point guard now and hasn't for the last few years. It's just
but if you look
when we rank Harden all time, we rank him as a shooting guard.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's just how I view James Harden. I just rank him as a shooting guard. It's just like I know he plays point guard. Like you don't have to tell me he plays point guard. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm still ranking him as a shooting guard. It's just whatever I want to do. But I think the Melo. I think it comes down back again to winning bias. I think Melo never won, and people. For example, the other day I said Jokic is probably a better scorer than Giannis. Whether or not you agree, whatever. I don't know how I feel. I don't know how I feel about it right now. I go back and forth. But if you read the comments on that, it will be like, how is Jokic better scorer than Giannis? Giannis scored 50 in the finals. Giannis averaged 35 in the final. Like Giannis, like you can think Giannis is a better scorer, that's fine. But it will always come back to Giannis scored in the finals or he did it on the biggest stage, blah, blah, blah. But if you understand basketball, you will know the reason the Bucks were in the finals and the reason the Bucks won the finals is because their defense was much better than their offense. They won because they were a great defensive team. It's the same reason I hear, how is Jokic a better passer than Jason Kidd? Jason Kidd's passing got them to the finals. Once again, if you watch the New Jersey Nets, A, you would know the East was questionable, but all credit to them, they made the finals. B, you would also know they didn't make the finals because of Jason Kidd's passing. They made the finals because, once again, they were a great defensive team, and Jason Kidd was, to me, he's the best point guard defender ever. They made the finals because of how great they were defensively. You can't act like these players don't have flaws because the team was successful. That's ridiculous. That's like saying Jokic matters. Isn't a bad defender if Denver makes the finals this year. That doesn't change the fact that Jokic is still a bad defender if Denver make the finals. Like I say, Jokic is the best offensive big man ever, and you'd be like, well, then how come he hasn't won in the playoffs? Because he's a bad defender. Like they don't go hand in hand. You can't judge his players' skill sets by the team success. That's ridiculous. There's so many things that go into
that point, definitely. Because if you look at history, all the NBA champions have a top 5 defense in the NBA in the regular season and the playoffs. If you look, and that's why. The other day we were arguing about the Bucks being contenders, and everybody was trying to turn it into a Celtics versus Bucks argument when that doesn't really fucking matter. You know what I'm saying? What matters is Bucks have a top 5 defense. Even when they won the championship, they had a top 5 defense. That's what's consistent, not top 5 offense. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I say the Bucks are contenders. You can say, you can say the Celtics are better than the Bucks. I don't give a fuck. That doesn't change the fact that the Bucks are contenders. You know what I'm saying? Because they have a top 5 defense, and that's consistent with what comes with winning championships. The reason that people are doubting the Nuggets is because the Nuggets do not have a top 5 defense. Now they're in the top 15. They're the 11th best defense in the league, and they also have improved from the injuries because when Denver was injured in the beginning of the season, they didn't get everybody back to fully healthy until around December, and they're around 28th defensively, and now they jumped all the way to 11th now. You know what I'm saying? So the reason that they doubt the Nuggets because of defense, because historically, teams that doesn't win, that wins the championship are great defensive teams, and the Nuggets are just not that great a defensive team yet. Can they be? We shall see in the playoffs, and that goes back to also, can Jokic be a real winner? You know what I'm saying? Can he break the narrative of you don't have to be this elite level defensively to win in the NBA?
I don't think he will. What I love about some of these teams that have size is that defense will never leave. I think the Warriors have put. You need to have 3-point shooting and outside shooting, but it's not as important as people believe it to be. As long as you can just spread the floor and hit timely threes. Like for instance, the 2020 Lakers weren't the greatest 3-point shooting team, but the reason they were great is that when LeBron or AD were out, they could essentially hold other teams to not score much because they had bigs in the center, and they could force teams to not be great offensively when they were out. So they were basically at a 0-0 plus minus when LeBron was out of the game. When LeBron came on, obviously he's one of the best playmakers ever. So they're always plus on the court when LeBron's on the court. So defense will always translate. 3-point shooting can come and go.
People don't seem to understand that like someone can have flaws and still win. Like that doesn't change the fact that the player has flaws. Giannis can't shoot. Him winning a championship doesn't change the fact that he can't shoot. You saying he won and like, oh well, he won and Jokic didn't. That makes your point invalid. No, it doesn't, because Giannis teams win because he's a great defender, one of the 5 best defenders in the NBA. His team was a great defensively, and his offense wasn't that like the team's offense wasn't that great. They didn't win because Giannis was a great scorer. That's not why they won. So like they don't always go hand in hand. Like I can say Magic Johnson wasn't a great defender. Him having 5 rings doesn't change that. Like I can say Hakeem wasn't a great passer. Him winning those 2 rings doesn't change the fact he wasn't a great passer. Like winning doesn't disprove a player's flaws. That's ridiculous to imply.
Messi has no right foot.
Exactly. It doesn't mean anything. Yeah. Like to point out someone's flaws doesn't change the fact that the team can win.
But like, I just feel like when people bring that up, like, oh, like, you know, this player, he's great, but he didn't do this. Or for players who didn't like win championships, That's why I don't understand why some players.
Oh, your mic just cut out. Your
You
mic
get ranked
cut out.
higher. Why do you rank them higher? Because they won. Well, that doesn't mean anything. We're talking about basketball skill.
Wait, but time out though.
No.
No.
Winning and losing does
basketball
matter.
skill.
You can't say winning and losing doesn't mean anything
Exactly.
because the reason. Let me tell you why. Let me break it down for you why winning and losing matters. Because let's go back to the old debate, LeBron versus Jordan, right?
Ugh.
The reason why we hold. Right.
Oh, wait, 2 seconds.
Dude, Brady Mahomes.
He's got Jordan.
But check it. Let me
You
tell
got MJ? You got MJ or
Jordan.
LeBron?
He's got Jordan.
I'm gonna say I'm with Jordan, but not for the reasons that everybody else said. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah.
Not for the reason. Like my reason is totally different. So it's like this, right? The reason people say, "Oh, LeBron is better than MJ because he's never faced a juggernaut like the Warriors," right? That's because Jordan's team was the juggernaut. The reason that we don't look at the teams that Jordan beat in the finals as great is because they never actually won the chip, which is why the difference between winning and losing is huge. That's the reason. You know what I'm saying? The reason that we look at those Warriors teams because they actually won the chip. You know what I'm saying? We can nitpick injuries, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But the difference is these teams won, the other teams did not. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, that's what's going to matter in history. Think about it. Nobody gives a fuck. Look at how people talk about John Stockton now. Nobody gives a fuck about John Stockton right now because he ain't win shit. Why? Because winning and losing is huge when it comes to making history.
I'd have the same
leave it off
opinion
to
of him,
subjective because
no.
outside of that, it's just eye test. You'd be like, oh, well, this person has these numbers. Well, this person, I think this person's better and this person's better. Well, the way to figure out who's better is y'all play head to head, regardless of what the numbers are. If there's something that you can't see, some impact you can't see via the numbers, but it comes out in the game and I win every time, but you got better numbers, there's a reason I'm winning and you're losing that you don't see if we have like relatively equal talent around us, is what I'm saying. So winning does matter. Like winning qualifies your skill because otherwise, if your skill never leads to winning, how impactful or necessary is your skill on a basketball team?
I don't agree with that because my whole mindset is like there's only one winner in the league, right? And then if you got like Hakeem Olajuwon, we brought up Hakeem Olajuwon.
A year.
We brought up Hakeem Olajuwon, right? And if Hakeem didn't have those back-to-back runs when MJ left, I don't think he would have been getting a lot of love like that. But I would think that that's wrong because Hakeem Olajuwon just for so long he was playing behind Magic, Larry Bird, and then Michael Jordan. That doesn't take away how good and skill and talented he was.
It does
take away. No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't because he's always been that guy. He's always been this caliber guy. It's just he had to play behind a guy like a Michael Jordan. He had to play in an era where Larry Bird and Magic Johnson was running the league. But him as a player and him as a scout, him as a skill, he made the finals in his like second or third year, and people always forget that. So I don't like that way of thinking because a guy like Hakeem Olajuwon could have gotten left in the dust if those back-to-back runs didn't happen.
But that's a big if. So like you can't.
No, but
it's just no.
Right?
No.
Wait, Doug.
That's not.
I want to say this.
Like
Football. I'm not. No, football. What I'm saying is that if that did not happen, he would have got left in the dust, and I'm not agreeing with that. I think Hakeem is still that caliber player, regardless if he won or not.
So Kyrie, we recognize Kyrie's skill level, right? When people talk
I
about
knew this
Kyrie,
was gonna happen.
Nah,
no. We talk about Kyrie Irving, right, and how great he is, right? When people talk about Kyrie, who's better, Kyrie Irving, Dame Lillard? What's the thing that people always bring up when it comes to Kyrie? Besides the skill, what's the thing they always bring up as the trump card?
He's one of the most skilled scorers of all time.
No. What's the thing they bring?
Well, he hasn't done anything without LeBron.
They bring up that shot he hit because they won. That's what I'm saying. Like winning, we cannot remove winning from the equation of evaluating talent because if your talent don't lead to results, what is your talent?
Wait. So you tell me that like I want to bring up Hakeem again because I think Dub brought up a great point because if you look at Hakeem, he is one of the best skilled big men to ever play the game.
Mm-hmm.
Who was more skilled back then as a big man?
Nobody was.
No one.
But look, that's why the Rockets were a 6th seed, and he took that 6th seed to the finals. The Rockets weren't even supposed to go to the chip in '94.
Yes, but if he didn't win,
that's a big if.
No, but I'm just saying if
that's
he
a
didn't
big
win,
if.
You know what I'm saying?
If he performed, if he performed the same, and didn't win, would you hold Hakeem Olajuwon to the same level?
No.
And I don't agree with that way of thinking.
That's dumbest shit because
I mean, if he lost to Jordan, I would still hold him at the same level because you know what I'm saying. It's Jordan, bro. There's no shame in losing to Jordan, bro. Just like it's no shame in really losing to LeBron. If LeBron got his team is good, no shame in losing to LeBron. LeBron's a great player. Ain't no shame in that. If you're not on that level, if we look at you like, oh, like niggas knew that MJ was the GOAT by the time like he retired with 3 rings. You know what I'm saying? That's
after the first retirement, people were saying
relative to that time, if Hakeem lost to the GOAT during that time in everybody's eyes in '94, I don't think that would be a hit on Hakeem, especially if they're the 6th seed.
Even if they were the 6th seed and losing, and making it all the way to the finals, shouldn't that be a testament?
No, it is. But that's winning though.
That's
you have to win to get to the finals.
Wait. That's the LeBron stand talking. But the way I like championships matter. I've like every championship counts. Like Isaiah Thomas won 2. They count. Congratulations, you won the 2 championships. Detroit love you. Congratulations. Bill Russell's 11 rings count. Will Chamberlain's 2 rings count. Whoever you want to say, they all count. You all get credit for winning rings. I'm not trying to say they don't matter. But when I'm evaluating how good you are at basketball, to me, the outcome of your team's game, the outcome that your team had, that's not entirely on you. For example, LeBron James 2016, they were down 3-1. Yes, he gets all this legacy talk. He came back down 3-1. LeBron James isn't a worse player to me if they lose that game 7. He doesn't become worse. He does. All of a sudden, LeBron's now in the GOAT conversation because he came back 3-1. LeBron to me was in the conversation whether or not he won that game 7 or lost because he's just that good at basketball. It doesn't matter the outcome of his team's game. If Kyrie Irving misses the shot, how the hell are you going to tell me LeBron James is worse? That doesn't make sense.
Okay, fine.
I can't judge your ability on the things your teammates do. That's ridiculous.
Did his stock increase if he won because he won game 7?
Huh?
Did his stock increase regardless?
No, LeBron is the same person to me.
So LeBron's the same person regardless whether
I judge LeBron based on how I judge LeBron based on how he individually plays. LeBron individually doesn't win games. That's not how basketball is a 5-man sport, 5 people on the court plus a coach, plus the bench. All of those things go together to make sure a team can win. Facts. LeBron James, if he plays the exact same in 2016, he blocks the shot, he does the exact same thing, but Kyrie misses the shot and they lose. I'm not about to say LeBron James is worse at basketball because of that. I'm not doing that. I agree the rings matter. LeBron has 4 rings. Congratulations. Those rings count. The 4 finals MVPs, congratulations. They all count. But when I'm ranking your ability to play basketball, LeBron James doesn't move down in my estimation if Kyrie misses the shot or if Ray Allen misses the shot. That doesn't happen
because of the win, though.
No, he doesn't.
Why would he move? Why would he move up because of the win? For other people, that's cool. Yeah, for me, no.
I do agree with you though that most people do look at it like that. Most people do look at it like that. But the reason that I don't look at it like that, like for instance, right? I don't look at it like that is because I know that I know the type of team, the matchup didn't really match up. And I look at LeBron for what he is. People say, oh, LeBron makes all his teammates better, and they say these extremes about LeBron. I don't say extremes about LeBron. I take LeBron for exactly what he is. And just because he's not the extremes that people say that he is, doesn't mean that he's not an amazing basketball player. Which is also a reason why him losing to the Warriors, and I give credit to the Warriors for them being LeBron's because of the system that they ran. I feel like the system that they run and the personnel they have to run that system was the best thing to beat LeBron James. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it wasn't just about just the players. Of course, they had great personnel, KD, Steph, but them being able to operate that system made the margin for error for all of LeBron's teammates on the Cavs very small. Like anytime the Cavs did a turnover, anytime a team was bad in turnovers, didn't take care of the ball, it would likely turn into a 3, which is why the Golden State Warriors outscored everybody, which is why the system worked. So I don't think that takes away anything from LeBron as a basketball player per se. I just feel like they had the right personnel and the right system in order to beat him. Also,
before we break down, can I ask you a question real quick? You know how LeBron played in 2011, right? Yes? No? Yes? Okay.
Yeah.
So let's say, hypothetically, LeBron plays the exact same in 2011, but they win. They win that title. They beat Dallas. Dirk plays worse or D-Wade does whatever. They win. Does LeBron James move up to you because he has 5 rings?
Yes. What?
That doesn't make sense to me.
That
doesn't make sense to me.
How does that not make sense, Morris?
He played that terribly, but because he won, not because of how well he played, but because he won, he's now automatically a better player because of that. We know how badly he played, but because Dirk Nowitzki now plays worse or D-Wade elevates even more and they win, LeBron James gets more praise for that. That doesn't make sense to me.
The thing is, Mars, I don't make the rules though. Those are not the rules. The rules is if you win, you get more credit regardless of how it happens.
No. But look, Mars, how does that not make sense though, bro? It makes sense because that's the beauty of basketball. When you lose a game, we always sit around like, hey, if I would have made those free throws, we would have won. If I wouldn't have passed, if I would have turned the ball over here, then we would have won. You never really know exactly what wins or what loses the game. I mean, unless it's a crazy blowout, but those close ones, you never really know. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I believe Tuset was saying, I agree with you. If you don't win, we can't rank you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to win. If Hakeem wouldn't have won those 2 rings, we can't rank him with how we do, no matter how we perform.
Yeah, like winning matters.
I'm not saying the ring doesn't count. Like, I'm not saying the Heat win a championship. LeBron, I'm saying, how is LeBron elevated when he played terribly and they won? That doesn't make sense.
We're talking about
because Mars, if he wouldn't have lost that, if they would have won, we wouldn't just be like, oh, he played terrible. Because if he wins that and he still plays that way, then the narrative is, well, he did enough to win.
And that's a dumb narrative. That's my point. That's a dumb narrative. You're judging players.
Works, though, bro.
That's dumb. And I'm trying to say the people who view it that way, they're viewing it incorrectly. You should judge players based on how they perform. You should judge people based on how they perform, not the outcome of a game. One player doesn't control the outcome of a game. I'm not saying the ring 100% counts. LeBron would have 5 rings to his name. He'd be 5-5 in the finals, 100%. I'm not saying anything different to that. I'm not saying that the ring wouldn't count. I'm not saying LeBron wouldn't have 5 championships. I'm saying there's no way you can play that badly and get praised for it because your team won. That doesn't make sense.
I got to reverse. I feel like if KD never won for Golden State, let's say he maintained the same performance, right? At 35 in finals, regardless, but did never won for Golden State. Are we thinking about KD the same?
Yes, we are, because
I'm viewing KD the exact same way if he plays the exact same. But the way I view it, there's no feasible way. Like, just this might be inconsistent. There's no feasible way that everyone on Golden State can play the exact same and they don't win. That's impossible. You can't have the way they played and they lose every single time. That's without getting hurt. Unless you say everyone else on Golden State plays terrible. If KD plays the exact same and Steph, Clay, Draymond all play shambolic and they lose, I'm not gonna discredit KD for that.
Russ balled in OKC in the playoffs several times, but we act like Russ is just a bum his whole career.
Who's we? I don't do that. Like, I don't do that.
I think y'all take Mars to the extreme. I think here's what the problem is.
You judge me by how other people view things.
Winning, but I think Mars values what you do on the court a little higher than winning. Other people do it the other way around, and that's okay.
I feel like,
but who cares what you did on the court if you lose?
No, it should matter because y'all acting like LeBron's out there by himself. No, LeBron has people out there. KD has people. All these players have people out there that are doing it with them.
I agree. It's part of basketball. I'm not
blamed for losing. Absolutely not, because there was definitely some plays and some instances and some runs during those games where I felt like LeBron should have made a different decision. He could have made a better decision here. He made a better decision there. But I feel like that doesn't take away from LeBron James fully as a basketball player, only because
you shouldn't give a player all the credit when they win either. Like, LeBron doesn't get all the credit for the 4 rings, the same way he doesn't get all the blame for the 6 losses.
Take the NBA out of the equation. You go to you watching high school games, right? There's plenty of times where there's amazing high school players on trash teams, right? We could acknowledge the fact that this dude dropping 30 and 40 points, he's a great player. The team just sucks. Doesn't take away on how great of a player he is. The team just sucks. The problem I have with a lot of basketball fans is y'all hold different standards just because they're in the NBA. No, because we don't hold these same type of standards for guys in college. We don't hold these same type of standards for guys in high school. But just because they're in the NBA, we're going to put these unrealistic type of standards on them when that's not the correct thing to do. We don't look at a high school player and be like, oh, yeah, bro, just because you lost, bro, you're just not that good. You're not that guy. No, you dropping 30 and 40, you that dude, bro. It is what it is.
Let me Let me respond to that. Let me respond to that real quick. So, Dub, I get what you're saying, but when it comes to the NBA, for me, it's like there's an obvious difference from kids playing in high school because the range of how good or how bad you can be in high school is so vast. Like you can. There's some high school kids that really can't even dribble with their left hand, bro. It's pitiful. But in the NBA though, in the NBA though, there is a level of how good you have to be. And I just feel like, yo, if you got all these professionals with you, I just can't cape for you like that. Like I can acknowledge that, yeah, there are some teams that have 4 all-stars, and some teams only have 1. Some teams have none. I understand that. But at the same time, it's like, bro, we are all in the NBA right now. We're all professionals. Like, I just can't do it, dub. If you lose,
but
you lose, bro.
that's my point. That's my point. You're holding these guys to a different type of standard because
I have to.
the
They're in
the gap from top 10 players and the gap from the top 100 players is vastly different. The gap from the top 10 and the gap from top 50 is vastly different. From it's a tremendous drop off.
I wouldn't say that, Dub. I would say you got probably the top 25 that can all there. Then you got another tier that's probably
are all the top 25 guys in the same tier?
No, not even
No,
the
they're
top
not.
10.
They're not in the same tier. So there's tiers.
Because if you want to be honest,
there's tiers even in the NBA. Just because which is my point. Just because they're in the NBA and they're professionals, you're putting them to a different type of standard.
But the gap is smaller though. Like for instance, like one of Brian Scalabrine used to go around the country cooking people 1-on-1, right?
And then said he was
he said he's
LeBron
closer to LeBron than you are to him.
Facts.
So the gap is not that big when it comes to NBA players, as comparison to high school players. So
at least superstars when it comes to the winning aspect. Like when you get to the finals,
wait.
For the most part, unless your team is just injured, right? You should. It's somewhat relatively even, I would say, right?
Wait, but do you realize that there's so much that goes into what you guys consider winning? There's so much, like, yes, players have a big part of it, but there's so much more that goes into winning. And I feel like that's why I don't like this whole winning. Oh, if you win, that.
But here's my thing, though, brother. It's certain players that can transcend problems and lead their team to winning, which is another reason why people look at Jordan as the GOAT. That's why Jordan has been the standard for a long time, because even in his last 2 chips, he wasn't the favorite. You know what I'm saying? And especially in that last chip, Scotty had a bad back. He was averaging 10 points a game. He didn't play in the last 2 games of that series, but Jordan still scored. Did what Jordan still did Jordan and overcame teams to victory. So it's like Jordan was an overachiever. So you know what I'm saying? Ever since the Jordan era ended, it's kind of been hard to compare a whole bunch of other players to what he did, because people like Jordan and LeBron and all the greatest players are anomalies because they affect winning in ways that transcend what's going on the court. Which is why we separate players based on winning in certain ways.
I have a thing for you. So like, rank just some, or basically like a lot of superstars lost in the finals, right?
Yeah.
So so does that, like, just because they lost, that means like there could be a guy on the other team. They can have the superstar, but the other team won. That doesn't happen a lot, but it could. So you're ranking the guys who won over the guy who lost just because he won? Like,
no, it's all about the context.
There's a lot of things to it. It's not that simple, but
it's not that simple.
But that's how you guys sound.
I'm talking about when we're discussing players where we all know kind of the context around, like we're talking about KD, Bron, Jokic, Giannis.
Yeah,
like,
we don't have to rehash
playoff runs. We understand the context. We understand what teammates they had. Like that's the reason why I always rag on Dub, is because this dude KD has had literally played with the best point guards of the last decade. I can't give him too much credit.
It's fine. I want to talk about you. You brought up Brian Scalabrine, and you brought up the tier. Of course, there's different tiers because those guys are not regular dudes; those are professionals, right? But even Brian Scalabrine and the tier where LeBron is at, it's miles.
2 different tiers.
It's miles from each other.
Oh yeah,
so
in NBA player terms, yeah.
Yeah, so but we're comparing it relative to the competition, right? So even though that Brian Scalabrine, compared to you and me, yeah, he's closer to LeBron. But guess what? LeBron is still miles ahead of Brian Scalabrine, and it's not even close. So that's why I'm saying it's like these different standards that we hold on people. I don't agree with it. I think these are I got asked a question the other night about I know when you're gonna meet somebody new, you can be like, I'm such a big fan of yours. I'm not gonna do no shit like that, because the way I look at people, bro, These are just regular ass people.
Yeah,
they're regular ass people,
Who
regular
are just
ass
really
athletes.
good at
They're just
basketball.
really good. So I'm not gonna look at these guys differently from them just being regular ass people. They're just really good at basketball. I'm gonna hold the same standards I look at the high school guys, the college guys. I'm gonna look at them the same type of way, even though that they're in the NBA.
I just think people can't differentiate between impact on winning and the outcome of a game. Like, for example, if you put MJ, even at his peak, 1989 to 91, whenever you think his peak is, if you put him on a team with us on this panel, he doesn't win anything. He doesn't.
Facts.
Does that make him less impactful? No. That doesn't change how well he's playing.
He can't carry.
Whatever. He doesn't become a much worse player because the team around him is terrible. I think you can. For me, what I try to do is I try to look at each individual player's impact to the overall success of a team. If your team wins 40 games, how much are you responsible for the success of your team? If your team wins 70 games, how much are you responsible for the success of your team? The better teammates around you, realistically, the more games your team should win. That doesn't automatically make you individually more impactful.
So why is Draymond Green ranked so high in your eyes?
Because like I've said before, with Draymond Green, I value ceiling raising. For me, I've always said I find it harder to make a good team great or a great team all time great. Because, like, for example, I think it's harder to go, if you're an NBA team and you're a 60-win team, I think it's harder to win 10 more games from 60 wins to win 70 than it is to go from a 20-win team to a 40-win team. So even though you're winning 20 more games as a 20 to a 40 win, there's less things that a team needs that has 60 wins to elevate them to an even higher level. Because if you win 60 games, I'm assuming you already have a great defense. You already have good floor spacing. You already have good rebounding. There's less holes that need to be plugged. So if you can elevate a team by 10 wins when they have 60, that's more valuable than elevating a team by 20 wins when they had 20 wins before. You know what I'm saying? I think Draymond Green does that better than a lot of people. I think if you put him on a trash team like the 2019 Warriors, he's going to look like an embarrassment of an NBA player. He's terrible. Yeah. That's not what he does. That's just how I value things, but I'm also very consistent with those skills that scale up more than the skills that just make bad teams mid.
But then I don't like that, like what you brought up, Draymond Green. But then Draymond Green plays a certain role on the Warriors that not a lot of players can play.
That is true because the Warriors system is very difficult to learn and understand. I agree with that.
Draymond Green plays a role that not a lot of players can play. And every championship team that's ever been in the NBA, there have been guys, yes, there have been the superstars, but there have been guys who have played certain roles that added to them winning. And if you look at it, if you go look back at some of these teams, like what we say, 2016, yeah, people give LeBron a lot of credit, but he also had Kyrie, he had Kevin Love, he had J.R. Smith, he had other dudes, he had other people on the team with him.
That's true.
If you look at 2021, I'm a Bucks fan. It wasn't just Giannis. Now Giannis gets all the credit because he's a superstar, but he had Chris Middleton taking the last shots for him.
Bobby Portis was huge too.
He had Bobby Portis rebounding off the bench,
shooting threes.
Pat Connaughton hit threes from here.
But here's the thing, though. That goes with chemistry, though. You can't just say, "Oh, he had Chris Middleton shooting threes." The reason Chris Middleton is able to shoot them threes at the way that he is because Giannis draws his attention in the paint. Let's not forget that because
that's part of Giannis' impact. Exactly, win or lose, Giannis has that impact.
Exactly, win or lose. So you know what I'm saying? Is Chris Middleton still Chris Middleton without Giannis? Is he still a closer? Is he still cooking everybody like
he has nothing to close with? He has nothing to close without Giannis because they're not in those games. But that's the point. It's a team game. It goes both ways. Giannis draws all that attention that allows Chris Middleton to get those open shots. But Giannis can't make those shots for him. He needs Middleton.
Morris,
to make
can I ask you a question?
But Middleton's not in a position to make those shots without Giannis, aka team sport.
Quick question, because I know you're probably going to switch this. Does Messi ever win a Champions League without elite forwards around him? World class forwards next to him?
With them on football?
I said, does Messi ever win a UCL without elite forwards around him? Because I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either. You got 06 he didn't play, 2011, 09 elite forwards are around him, 2011 elite forwards are around him, 2015 MSN. Like, yeah, exactly. You need a team. Even yesterday when he had an elite forward around him, some say the best in the world.
He's old. I don't think
they look shambolic. So like it's a team game and you can't judge like I don't give players all the credit for when they win. I don't give MJ all the credit for the 6 rings. The same way I don't give LeBron all the credit for his 4 rings, but I don't give them all the blame when they lose. I didn't give MJ all the blame when he lost to the Celtics and the Bucks early on, or the Pistons. I didn't give him all the blame. You know why? Because I'm not dumb. Like, it doesn't take a genius to figure out these
You're
teams.
not dumb? Or what'd you say?
No, he said he's not dumb.
Dumb.
Oh, my bad,
And
my
you
bad.
know I said dumb, but it's cool. But
That's crazy that he.
but the point is we a lot of people, because I'm consistent with this. I don't give one player all the credit for the wins or the losses. But other people pick and choose when players get all the credit. If you're a LeBron fan, sorry, you give him all the credit when they win, and when they lose, LeBron didn't have enough help. If you're an MJ fan, you give MJ all the credit when they win, but guess what? When he was getting swept in the first round, who was he meant to win with? Was he meant to win with these guys and that guy and that guy? You understand that it's not always about a player until it benefits you and they won, and you want to say it's all about him. I'm consistent the whole way around. I don't give you all the credit when you win. I don't give you all the blame when you lose, because I understand we're not playing tennis. We're not playing golf. It's about a team. A team wins, a team loses, not an individual player. You can have the most impact on that team, and that's what I tried to talk about. How impactful were you? I think Kobe Bryant in 06 was extremely impactful. He was a 6 seed. We can understand he wasn't going to win a championship with that team, but a lot of people will understand he was also the best player in the world. It's not hard to figure these things out. People understand it, but they don't like to use it consistently because sometimes it goes against their best players or their favorite players, and they just don't want to do that. I'm just
see, Mars, you spitting right now. You're going crazy. You are spitting all facts right now, because that's what we're talking about. These extremists with their opinions, like the opinions be so far out and be so to the extreme, like everything has to be so cut and dry when it's not always like that.
Do we forget there's no I in team? Do we forget that? I'm just saying.
I in winning.
Oh my god!
Two of them, actually.
Listen, I gotta get some you guys up here, but I appreciate the time y'all spent, bro. It was nice conversations, man. Y'all be easy, bro.
All right, bro. For sure.
Yes, sir. You got Legend of Losing in the chat being a casual, bro. I got some beef with Love. He was saying some nasty stuff on Twitter Spaces, man.
Damn, he called you a casual. That's crazy.
He's Legend of Losing, bro. Why would I care about what he says?
People, the rumors are that Lowe's been going off the handle ever since he hopped on this Jokic train. He's just been saying.
People been calling Lowe a casual crazy.
Yeah,
TikTok comments hate me.
People saying Lowe just been jumping off cliffs recently, and you don't even believe what you be saying.
I know.
I'm just reading the comments. Don't come at me. I'm just reading the comments.
They said the Whoppers is getting to his head. My bad. Big Ox Bob, stay away from Basketball Reference, kids. G-Man, Mars and Dub, which is the best offense in the NBA? I'll say Denver, probably.
Is he asking, like, which is factually the number one offense or what we believe?
Me, personally, I Devin Booker and KD's crazy to me. But, I mean, Denver, I think is a good number one offense.
The Kings factually have the best offense in the NBA. But to me, I think the best offense in the NBA, especially come playoff time, is going to be Denver, Philly, or the Suns if KD's healthy. I don't see how you stop that James Harden and Embiid pick and roll. I don't. I know you're not high on this James Harden.
It's just James as the number 2. I think if like I said before, Maxi's the X factor for me. If he can sit here and draw attention to him, I think they have a chance. But James Harden right now, what I've seen from him, he's slow. He's not separate. He doesn't get separation, bro. I don't like what I've seen. I think he'll get locked up in the postseason. I'm not gonna hold you. Like, it's gonna be a repeat of last season, but we'll see. Deshaun, what team's championship run hasn't had injuries?
You'd have to start, like, I don't know the ins and outs of every championship run, but there's probably some like back in like the 60s and stuff.
60s?
Probably. There's probably some in the 70s. Like, I don't know who was injured when the Bullets or the Sonics won. I don't know. I'd have to go do some research. But for the most part, like, over the last like 10 years, you could say there's been an injury in the run for a lot of these championships.
2010s, Lakers?
2010, Kendrick Perkins was out in Game 7.
He was.
And the Lakers started dominating the rebounds, and Pau Gasol was just getting every offensive rebound possible. And Rasheed Wallace was there on his last legs. He played pretty well. Brian Scalabrine was getting little bits of minutes as well.
Are we going to be nasty with 2011 or no?
I mean, 2011.
Andrew Bynum and his bad knees.
You could say Andrew Bynum. Brandon Roy wasn't fully healthy. Like, players were out. And then Who was hurt in 2012? Was anyone hurt in 2012? Boston weren't fully healthy, right? For Miami in 2012. Is that the year?
Remember.
Is that the year? I think someone might have been hurt on Boston. I could be wrong. 09 KG was hurt for Boston. That's why Orlando beat them in Game 7.
2012. I don't think anybody was hurt on Boston. I'm not
I could be wrong. I can't remember. But there's been injuries in every playoff run, damn near. So Derrick Rose got hurt in 2012. Yeah, that's true. So someone gets hurt. That's the point. Someone gets hurt.
Someone gets hurt. All right,
someone gets hurt.
Someone got hurt. Someone got hurt. Is Jimmy Butler ranked higher if he wins in the bubble? Yes, he would. He's the same guy.
He would be for the masses, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. And beating LeBron James is crazy. Oh, that's my bias seeping in, but
it's not that crazy to beat LeBron. He's lost 6 times. Not that guy.
I think if Jimmy Butler beat LeBron James, everybody would say that he ranks higher than Paul George all time.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But since he didn't, and if I say Jimmy Butler ranks higher all time over Paul George, everybody would crucify me. But if he just won in that year, they wouldn't care. So
that's what always annoys me. People understand evaluating talent when the players have no rings. When they have no rings, you can actually have such great discussions. Like if you were to talk about, for example, Carmelo Anthony versus Paul George or Jason Tatum versus Jimmy Butler, everyone can have these conversations fully fine. The moment one of them wins a championship, the conversation, oh, he was never better than him. Like, when did that happen? That's why I hate. If Jason Tatum won a championship this year, the amount of times Jason Tatum was always better than Luka Doncic. He made the conference finals in 2018 and 2020. He was always better than Luka, but like, it's just people just make stuff up the moment someone wins and they just forget everything that's been going on.
If JT wins the finals this year, they're gonna say that he's been top 5 since last season.
Exactly.
That wasn't the case.
It's weird, but whatever.
Guess these boys in here, bro. Yeah. We got the OGs back in the building. What's good with y'all, fellas?
What's up?
Chilling. Average age of about 65 up here right now.
Hey, Mars was working up here.
Oh, that's crazy, Mars. Don't do that, Mars.
Mars was
that's crazy.
Mars. Come on, man. Hey, Doug, man. How you gonna compare a high school player to an NBA player, bro? NBA players make millions of dollars. High school players make no money.
That's
none.
the point.
Not even college players make money.
Yeah.
How you gonna compare the two?
You ain't hear that Bronny's better than some of these players in the NBA already.
You can't compare the two, man. You're comparing an apple to an orange.
No, but that's the point. That's the point. You're holding different standards to people just because they're playing at a higher level. And I don't agree.
They should be held they should be held at a higher level, bro. They're playing in the NBA. They get paid millions of dollars. High school kids don't get paid $1 million.
They're playing in the NBA with other guys that's at the same level of them. So why would I hold them in a different standard when they're playing?
But they're getting paid to play basketball. Is a high school kid getting paid to play basketball? No. Is a college kid getting paid to play basketball? No.
NIL.
Yeah.
That's why they don't look at high school players, call it the same
Gerald. There's different leagues for where you're at, right? For like high school players and everything. There's different leagues that people play in, correct? Like different leagues?
Yes, there is everywhere. Yes.
All right. So there's different leagues. There's different levels, right? Even though where we could see a guy going
divisions,
up in divisions. So. Even though we see guys going up in the divisions, going up in different levels, we still hold the same standard regardless of how high of a level in which they're playing at, right? So
Doug, you can't compare a high school player. A high school player is not nearly as mature or nearly as experienced as an NBA player is. An NBA player has more years of experience, more years of training.
I'm not comparing the high school players.
You can't compare the two.
I'm comparing the standards that people are setting and just changing up their standards just because these guys are playing at a high level. I don't agree because the majority of times when they're playing at a high level, they're playing their peers who are on the same level of them. So why should I switch up my standards if I understand that even when these guys are playing at the same in the same standards of everybody else, why am I going to change up my standards now? If we're all in the same talent level, we're all in the same pool of players, why am I going to switch up my same level of thinking now?
You can compare a high school player to a high school player. You can compare a college player, but you can't compare a high school player to an NBA player. It's not the same thing.
I'm not comparing a high school player to the NBA player. I'm challenging the standards that we're changing up just because they're playing at a higher level.
Yeah, he basically saying like high school go against high school, NBA go against NBA. So the expectation should be for the teams to succeed, not just one player carry the team.
Yeah, but the NBA players have a higher standard because they've been playing longer. They had more years to develop through high school, through college, and all that stuff.
But he going against those same NBA players too. They had the same standard. Basically, what he's saying is that it's a team thing. You can't just put it all on one player.
Well, no. I'm not saying you put it on one player though. But what I'm saying though is a high school level is not the same as an NBA level.
So
high school level is way lower level than the NBA level. It's like comparing the NBA to Europe.
No.
You can't compare the NBA the way they play back in Europe.
I brought up an example so that everybody can easily understand.
If I put a high school kid against an NBA player, the NBA player is going to kill a high school player. They're going to kill him. You don't stand a chance against him.
Gerald,
that's not what he's saying.
Of course, Gerald, I just brought up an analogy. Analogy is when you use something that they're not the same thing, but it's just trying to express a point so that everybody can have a clear understanding of what I'm saying.
Well, no. Basketball is a team sport, no doubt about it. But you can't compare a high school player and college. They're different levels. The levels are different.
You're right.
Right. Hey, I want the.
It's like Giannis said. He said it's harder to play in Europe than it's in the NBA right now.
Okay. So can you compare a Euro?
And Giannis did say that too.
So can you compare a Euro League player to an NBA player? Facts.
You're right.
Facts. WWW.
Hey, look, I want to say something though. I mean, first I want to say it's unfortunate how that injury happened yesterday with KD.
Yeah,
and then they said he in the boot now and he could be out like the rest of the season, maybe miss the beginning of the playoffs or something like that. But I just don't like the fact that people don't keep the same energy when we talk about injuries, especially with these star players, because
this was Anthony Davis. I'm just saying.
Hey,
if it was 80 motherfuckers,
if this was Anthony Davis,
that's what I'm saying though. Because one, I don't like the street clothes label attached to anybody.
It's an honest label. Street clothes is an honest label. The guy's kind of tripping over his own feet.
I don't think it's fair to talk shit with someone.
Let me ask you a question though.
The man is always falling down, always. Repeatedly.
Let me ask you a question. If AD is street clothes, is KD street clothes?
Pretty much. Lately, he has been street clothes. Lately, he has been. Yes.
Is yes or no? Not pretty much. Is Kawhi street clothes?
I keep the same energy with every player. I don't make any sense with any players.
Kawhi definitely street clothes.
Paul George, is he street clothes?
Nah,
get that hat from?
I don't know the numbers on games missed, but he's not as bad as Kawhi.
I said, Cruz, where you get that hat from?
They call Kawhi load management, so there you go. It's the same thing. You just call him a different name. That's all.
Well, from that's you, Bob. What I'm saying is like especially from NBA media, AD has this label that they don't attach to a lot of players who gets injured the same or more.
Because AD gets hurt every year. He gets hurt every single year. Even when he was in New Orleans, he was getting hurt. Even though he
not that he gets hurt every year.
Everybody get hurt every year, bro.
It's not that. It's not. He
doesn't and plus, they already said already in the off season. They said AD wasn't picking up a back for 2 months. Who doesn't pick up a back for 2 months? You're a professional athlete for crying out. Come on.
That's his off-season routine.
You know why? Because he was too busy in his video game chair like the 4-year-old virgin. Come on, sucker!
Bro, what are we doing right now, bro?
He gets a street clothes label because what happens is that he gets the street not because he's injured every year. Because you've given a lot of examples. There are a lot of players who do get injured and they do stay out for an extended amount of time. The difference between
gets that label because he's soft. He's soft.
I came up here to have a good basketball conversation, bro. Why you do this to me, bro?
What happens is
come on, sucker.
He'll get injured in the middle, and you see this during the championship year in the 2021 year. He'll have a minor injury. Have fall to the floor. He'll act like it's career ending. Everyone will gather around him for 5 minutes, and then he'll go to the locker room, and then he'll come back. And he'll have an elbow injury. He'll have a foot injury. He'll have a ankle injury. Right, whereas with Kawhi, it'll be like he has his knee injury. With Paul George, it'll be his shoulder injury. It's a consistent injury with a lot of these guys. With AD, he's injured with God knows what.
Let's talk about how my man's Nikola Vucevic outboxed Nikola Jokic
That's what I want to talk about.
That
What's
was
going on with your
wild.
man's Mars?
That was
Yeah,
wild.
he was terrible yesterday. The whole Denver team was terrible, but
He's been terrible though the past couple weeks.
Shots, man.
Yeah, a couple weeks. Last couple games, he wasn't good against Toronto, and he wasn't good against Chicago.
The last couple of games I watched on TV, he's been mid,
LeBron's
bro.
not there. But as soon as LeBron's there, it goes like this.
What? Anyway, I saw a clip. It was like everybody was it was Patrick Williams, Caruso, Levine, DeRozan, Vucevic. They were just attacking Jokic in the paint, and I'm like, bro, like this dude in the playoffs, like it's gonna be tough. Like every night you don't see a team that has the capability and the personnel to attack you like that. But man, dog,
the Bulls are good. The Bulls are a good team. The problem with the Bulls is the Bulls lack consistency. The Bulls lack consistency as a basketball team. 1 minute they play really good basketball, and next minute they forget how to play basketball. It's like, what are you doing out there?
Hey, the difference was I saw Billy.
And plus the Bulls, they struggle defensively a lot of times, though, too. A lot of times they have mental lapses defensively. Sometimes they'll play well defensively, sometimes they won't. I don't get it either.
Hey,
are we ready to
all the good teams all year?
What you say? What you say, Cruiser?
The Bulls have a problem.
The Bulls been smashing all the good teams all year.
It can be any of.
That's true. The Bulls. The Bulls. I think we bought like twice this year.
The Bulls can beat anyone
twice.
No, the Bulls can't be any of the bad teams this year, and they can't be any of the good teams this year. Last year it was the inverse. They couldn't be any of the good teams. They beat all the bad teams. So I don't know what's going on with them. On the topic of just Nikola Jokic.
The Bulls miss ball though. They miss a lot of the ball really badly this year though. You can see it though too.
He's apparently he's supposed to have his third surgery, and he might be even out for next season too. So I don't know. I mean, it looks like it might be career ending.
That's sad. That's sad for Lonzo, man.
I'm glad my guy got paid though. Before I
hey man,
oh yeah, definitely.
Hey Doug,
what's
you
good,
might think
Cruiser?
I'm tripping, bro, but I got a funny suspicion, bro. I can feel it, bro. I'm telling y'all what's about to happen, man. I'm telling you.
What's about to happen?
He's got the script. He's got the script.
I do hope the Bulls are to play in though. I do hope they get in.
Hey Mars, I got the script, bro. Listen,
the Bulls will take the 6 seed.
Nobody don't believe me, bro. Them Lakers about to mess around and sneak up and go to the chip, bro.
Like that. Doug been on that. Doug been on that.
Oh my God!
Bro, I can
the
feel
fakers.
It,
the fakers.
Hey, listen, I can feel it. Hey, Gerald, bro, I can feel it. I'm telling you,
what?
LeBron. Hey, if LeBron come back, they winning games without LeBron right now. The acquisition.
Oh my God!
Listen, bro, they playing good ball. Hey,
the only reason they're winning is because they're beating teams who are not healthy. That's the only reason they're winning.
Hey, listen,
Cruz, let me
understand that. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying.
Hey,
listen, just let me get it out.
Who Lakers beat who were healthy?
Nobody getting
They beat the Warriors twice with no Steph Curry. Fact. They beat OKC with no Gilgeous Alexander. Fact.
Cruiser.
Nah, you a certified hater. You right there in the middle.
I'm a hater. I'm spitting facts to you. I'm not hating. It's still the truth. It's definitely the truth.
I bet you.
Why do you know I said the truth? Seriously, come on now.
I bet you one of the dudes who said the Lakers would suck when they was hurt. And the Lakers are dealing with their own injuries too, so no excuse.
The Lakers have been struggling all year. They've been inconsistent all year, and they've been playing bad defense most of the year, which they have been.
They've been hurt too. So what? So what does that mean? Come on, bro. I want to find different reasons. I give somebody props, bro.
Even as a Lakers hater, I can recognize that the Lakers are in a perfect position. They could, because you just look at it like this: the rest of the Western Conference is a mess right now. The Grizzlies, who are on top of this entire year, John Morant, we don't know what's going to happen with the gun situation, and Steven Adams is going to get reevaluated in 4 weeks. So we don't know what's going to happen.
The fact Lakers can't be a good team when they're healthy. They haven't been able to do it most of the year.
But they built a good team this time. They've built an actual team this time. They've actually got role players who know their role and can complement each other. They've got an actual good team.
Reply afterwards, Ty. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah,
I just had a quick question for like Cruz and them. Do y'all think like the way they're playing with chemistry and the defensive effort that they putting forth right now, holding teams to low points, whatever, do you think LeBron James hurts that at this point in his career when he comes back and sets a defensive tone as their leader that is not to the same standard as they doing right now?
LeBron doesn't play defense anymore. LeBron plays no defense anymore. He plays no defense anymore.
Hold Gerald.
Half the time he's staying on defense like
Gerald. I gotta mute you. Gerald, go ahead, Cruiser. Go ahead. Cruiser.
All right, look.
I agree with what he said. Yes, LeBron gonna be a little bit lax, but I think LeBron will pick his defensive intensity up once he get to the playoffs. Another thing is with them being able to the West being so packed up the way it is and the way they got the play-in situation, I think they're gonna before with KD going down. But for some reason, I don't know what it is. I think Devin Booker done got a new life that KD been there. So he's playing like he got
cooking right now.
That boy playing with a different confidence right now.
That boy cooking.
So I think the Suns ain't gonna go down as bad as people think. Terrence Ross came back yesterday. They still missing Landry Shamet. Terrence Ross dropped 24 points last night. They missing Landry Shamet. He come back. He a good defender. Okogie gonna play good defense. Suns really got a good team. If they can win a first round series without KD and they can get KD back, or if they can get KD for that, they still gonna be dangerous. But speaking on LeBron, LeBron, he's still LeBron James, bro, and he got playoff experience. And I don't really hurt LeBron because they've been hurt the last couple of years. Once LeBron get in them playoffs, bro, he's gonna be dangerous. And I'm gonna tell you,
he's gonna turn up.
Somebody else who dangerous too, who I'm scared of.
Playoff mode.
Playoff mode.
Somebody
Zero dark 30.
Somebody who like scary in the playoffs. It don't look like it. Yeah, he done lost playoff games. Kawhi Leonard scary.
I don't know about that one. You lost me with that one, Crow.
Kawhi, I'm not in on Kawhi.
I'm not in on Kawhi.
Kawhi can shut down LeBron James. He can take LeBron.
Hey,
we know he can. We've seen him do it before.
I'm not saying he's gonna win, but Kawhi play a different level.
Don't forget, Kawhi handled LeBron the worst finals in NBA history. Don't forget that now.
I'm not worried about it. Hey, Mars, you co-signing this foolishness too.
The biggest margin. I'm talking about all this shit he said.
Yeah, Mr. Playoff, unplayable.
Lakers got to get to the 6th spot, right? They got to get to the 6th spot.
And what happened? Nothing.
They got to get to.
I think the Lakers are. I think the Lakers are going to try. I think the Lakers are going to try to remain the 7th seed so that they could face Sacramento.
No, that's
I don't think the Lakers.
The Clippers are kind of good team.
I don't think that's a good idea.
They need to figure out their chemistry.
I don't think that's a good idea.
They could be a very dangerous team in the playoffs, though.
If you try to remain the 7th seed, or whatever, then you playing with fire. You're gonna end up
playing with fire. That's a bad idea.
So the Lakers too.
Right. You got to secure that 6th spot.
Bro, they got to get to the 6th spot. They got to get to the 6th spot. Sacramento out of here, man. Sacramento going early. Y'all, bro, I don't know, bro, they just winning. I've seen this before. Sacramento winning games right now. They young and vibrant. They running out the gym, but that rotation gonna shorten up. Sabonis gonna get killed in the playoffs, bro. We know this. It's fool's gold. We done seen this. It's the same jump. They just running right now. When them rotations get short, about 7, 8, and De'Aaron.
I think the Kings will hold their own in the playoffs. I'm concerned about their defense, though. Their defense is a concern. Their defense is a concern.
That's
Sacramento?
what I'm talking about. When you get to
offensive, they can score, but defensive, they're a little concerning. The Kings, I'll give you that.
They've been playing deep, bro. They've been playing deep. My only worry about Sacramento is the experience, bro. That playoff experience. This their first time. They got years to get it together. This year, they're not going all the way just because of lack of experience.
I don't think they're going
I'll bring Bob in. Bring Bob in.
I don't think we ever seen a team go from like.
I think they can make a run though. I think they could be a team that people have to worry about though.
Hey, you got to worry about it, but we all know. That real ball when the playoffs go. Joe
have we ever seen
NBA history get to the playoffs? Boy can't hit the side of a barn. Listen, whatever they doing in the regular season, all that junk go out the window when them lights get bright. Palms get sweaty, buttholes get tight.
Exactly. So have we ever seen a team go from like no playoffs to deep playoff run without acquiring like some crazy superstar? Have we ever seen that?
No. They need.
Have we ever seen a team go from no playoffs to a deep playoff run without acquiring some superstar talent? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Phoenix Suns.
They acquired Sabonis season, but
you got like
when they acquired Chris Paul.
Kevin Herter.
Chris Paul not a superstar there.
2020.
Malik Monk was a nice pickup too as well.
Oh, you hurting your own argument, man. You got that man top 3, and now you saying he ain't what you doing?
Why can't I have somebody top 3 and still be objective about who he was?
No, I'm saying you're not objective.
Chris Paul was
a superstar 2021. No, he wasn't.
Sabonis out of the.
He took the
Was he top 10?
Sabonis has played well this year, man. Sabonis has been balling this year. He's played extremely well all season long.
He was an MVP candidate. Come on, bro. And he had crazy experience.
Wait.
I think he came
Listen,
at the bottom.
Off of my own definition, I would classify him as off of my own definition, I would classify him as a superstar even now. But
and he had crazy playoff experience.
Talking about playing at a superstar level, CP3 wasn't playing at a superstar
Hold on, no, you're missing my point. I'm saying he had crazy as the leader of that team. He had crazy experience, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you wouldn't think that because he never went to the chip.
What year we talking about?
He had crazy playoff runs. What are we doing? He's in the playoffs every year.
Had he been to the conference finals?
He never went to the conference finals. He only did that one time.
He went to the playoffs damn near every year, bro.
Not to you.
Hey, the Kings have Harrison Barnes. The Kings have Harrison Barnes.
Is that Harrison Barnes is not their point guard or their leader, or is
he's been to 2 finals.
Stop
this.
Y'all trying to play me right now with this point. Go ahead.
Harrison Barnes. We're going to disrespect Harrison Barnes.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Twice, though. He lost once, though, too.
I think he's a champion.
You compare Harrison Barnes to Chris Paul as a leader and a leader.
I'm comparing a champion to a non-champion.
But most of that Kingdom doesn't have experience, though.
Anyway, that's your word, man. Y'all bullshit.
Listen, Ty. Listen, even though they had CP3, Devin Booker wasn't in the postseason at all. Ayton wasn't in the postseason. None of those guys.
That's what I'm saying.
Wasn't in the postseason. It's one guy.
And the Kings have Mike Brown. Mike Brown
one
is
guy.
a player of experience.
You said he's the point guard.
Huh?
You said he's the point guard.
We're not talking about that. We're talking about you.
No, I'm talking about you. You just trying to. You trying to just.
Harrison Barnes, one guy, won a chip, went to the finals back-to-back years.
Wait, Chris Paul went to chance. Come back and talk to me.
All that team was missing was veteran leadership, bro. And a point, and somebody, and they needed a point guard to set up Booker and get these dudes they shot.
And they got Sabonis, they got Fox, and they got veteran leaders.
And so, what does Harrison Barnes bring to the table that's supposed to get that team over the hump as far as experience-wise?
Championship pedigree,
and nothing else.
Hey.
Exactly.
Championship pedigree is a big deal.
And hitting
man.
Why do you think we have
right now?
Why do you think we have Udonis Haslem for so long, bro?
Championship pedigree.
Miami Heat.
Play though.
Championship pedigree, bro. Championship pedigree.
Yeah, he's a good veteran. I got you. I give you that.
That's different though, Dub. Harrison Barnes actually plays.
Exactly. So he gets to bring the championship pedigree to the court.
Yeah, he can't get y'all over the hump, though, man.
So y'all not worried about Sacramento's experience at all.
You need more than one guy, though, man.
Mike Brown is a coach.
He's the only one.
So y'all not worried about Sacramento's experience.
Mike Brown been to the finals as a head coach. He was there with Steve Kerr for the whole dynasty. I mean,
come on now.
Is that what you're saying? You're not worried about Sacramento's experience going into the playoffs?
I'm saying they have championship pedigree. That's what I'm
saying. You answered my question.
I think Sacramento should be respected though. For sure.
That's what I'm saying. That's all they're missing to me is the experience.
But like Cruz said, like we kind of seen the story with the young team and you know they have their problems in the playoffs, especially having Sabonis at center. I think he's kind of similar to Jaren Jackson in a way, to just the fact that he fouls a lot, especially being that 5-man. Like it's gonna be tough for him. And I know he helps the offense flourish a lot with his with the dribble handoffs and the way he rebounds well and everything. Man, in the playoffs, he gonna be. I think he may be even worse than Jokic because they're gonna be attacking this dude like Sabonis defensively.
Oh yeah, he's gonna get killed. I'm not even gonna lie.
If they box him out, like
I think Denver's
gonna hunt him. They're gonna hunt him.
I think in the pick and roll, they can win a playoff series. First one, if they
depending on who they face,
they draw the right matchup.
Right.
If they stay in that 2 spot in some way, Dame wheels Portland to 7th.
They took in Portland.
That's what I'm thinking. But yeah, like that. But they gotta draw the right matchup. But
I'll take OKC if they can get Shake and play.
Nah,
what? OKC over Sacramento?
OKC don't have any size.
I'm saying make the playoffs.
Yeah, OKC is a bunch of skinny motherfuckers.
I think OKC can make the play-in, but I don't know about the playoffs though.
Well, one thing I would say about
I don't.
Josh Giddey's nasty.
I don't think OKC has enough. I don't. I
No,
really don't.
give me 1 second.
They're too young still. They're still too young in ball club still.
Give me 1 second because there's
Yeah, they don't
somebody
have
who's
championship pedigree.
telling me that he's going crazy in the super chat. So I'm gonna read some super chats off real quick. CA Broski, assuming Lakers is healthy, how many players would you take over Braun right now in a playoff series?
Like
Not a lot.
I'm
Not a
taking like
lot.
6.
6?
I take a few. I would take a few players over LeBron.
Playoff series?
In a playoff series?
What, just one series or a playoff run?
Yes, it would.
I think he said playoff series, but
I'm
just in the West or both.
I'm in the
playoffs.
I'm taking like 6, 7.
You can say that, yes. If Phoenix gets with KD, you can say that probably
Everyone
yes.
I think is better.
Kawhi too, yes.
That's for sure.
Kawhi, yes.
There's 3 right there.
6, 7. I don't know.
Kawhi?
Yeah, I didn't.
Dude, Kawhi's already beat LeBron in the playoffs. Come on, Dub, you know this already.
By a record margin.
Thank you.
People I can say.
And who was supposed to be guarding Kawhi? LeBron.
Yeah,
LeBron James was supposed to be guarding. And what happened?
Facts. Cooked.
What?
Finals MVP.
You right, Jared.
And what happened after LeBron lost? He went back to Cleveland with his tail between his legs to go join with Kyrie.
Facts.
Anyway, back to what we were saying.
I got a couple more. Bossman Johnson. Mars, wait. I want to hear. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Mars, who was the 6 players you trust in the postseason over LeBron James?
Oh,
yeah, we need to hear those.
Everyone I think is better. So Giannis, Steph, Jokic, Embiid, Luka, KD.
Jokic?
I want to say Embiid.
Embiid, yes.
I don't think you could.
Jokic is the only questionable one. Jokic is the only questionable one for me. Everyone I think is better than LeBron, I'm taking them.
Wait, why is Embiid not questionable?
Assuming health, why would he be questionable? If I can assume LeBron's health, I'm assuming Embiid's health. We're not doing this.
Right.
We're not doing this.
Healthy. We staying healthy.
We're not doing this. I'm not about to assume one person's health. I can't assume everyone else's.
But Mars.
No. If we're assuming health for one person, we're assuming health for everyone.
No, understand.
Everybody healthy.
Yeah, everyone healthy. Don't do this about he's not going to be healthy.
Yeah, we're not doing that. We said everybody healthy.
No. I'm not saying Mars. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that he's bad. I'm not saying that he's going to get hurt. All that I'm saying is Embiid, because I tell you all the time, it's kind of hard for me to rank him as a player because it's not enough of a resume for me to judge him. That's why, like in a postseason series, I don't know why. I don't know why Jokic is questionable, but then Embiid.
Jokic is questionable solely because of his defense. But
what about Luka? Luka's not questionable because of his defense in the playoffs.
See, the reason I'm just taking everyone who I think is better.
Hold on.
I'm going to take the better player all the time.
Mars,
but I think these players do have flaws that LeBron doesn't have, but I think they're better than LeBron.
Mars, why are we not questioning Jokic against, big centers that he seems to struggle with? Ayton, Vulicic, DeAndre Ayton. Who else did I say? Embiid. Why are we not talking about that?
Yeah, because
I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm gonna be. This might be me being a Jokic stan. I don't think Vucevic is going to replicate that performance he had yesterday.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
Embiid's 100%. Embiid's, he's gonna do what he wants. DeAndre Ayton, I don't think he's a match. Like if Phoenix see Denver, I don't have a problem with Ayton.
Why did he struggle in the playoffs? That wasn't a one game sample size.
No, 2021. I think Jokic struggled against Phoenix because of the pick and roll. They were just able to mid-range pull up him to death. And B, I don't think
offensively.
You think Ayton can slow down Jokic offense? I think the reason Jokic was slowed down offensively is because I think
the only reason Jokic hasn't gotten as far as he has in the playoffs last year is because
don't let Joe get you off this hook, bro. Get back on that hook. What we got?
I think the reason he struggled offensively is because he was being worked so much defensively, and I don't think. I don't think he had the endurance that he has now. I think he was just less physically fit. So I think he was genuinely just tired offensively. Like that might be an excuse, but I don't think he was.
I'm gonna tell you what I said in the thing. I don't want no big ass Steve Nash as my center. I'm sorry.
That's valid. That's valid. Because I think his defense.
Steve Nash is the top 2 passer of all time.
I stand on that 100%.
So what you saying that they need a 4 who can rebound?
Hey, what's the name?
If Denver got Jared Vanderbilt, I'd be a lot more confident.
I'm not gonna lie. I hate that little narrative because like if Jokic was on Miami, everybody would say that we're probably gonna win.
Yeah, because Bam would be the 4.
Exactly. He would clean up a lot of Jokic's mess.
I think you need a mobile, versatile foreman who can like.
I think
zoom around the court, just covering up all of it.
And I'm not just talking about defense, bro. Offensively, I need this dude to be aggressive, man. I need this dude.
He was aggressive last year.
He is aggressive.
No, in the playoffs, I agree. He stepped up in the playoffs.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know why in certain games he lets.
That's what matters. That's what matters, right? You the winning guy. That's what matters. Screw what happens.
I agree, but I'm just saying it's not always going.
In the playoffs, he aggressive. In the playoffs,
okay, I want to see him flip that switch. I want to see him flip that switch again because I'm not convinced right now.
My biggest issue with Jokic as a scorer is 100% his aggression. He just doesn't look to score enough.
It doesn't look to score enough, bro. He always looking to get somebody else involved. Like I said, over the past several games, man.
I think Jokic needs to get farther this year, though, in the playoffs for sure.
Mars, do you think his aggression as a scorer depends on how much he's
Donovan Mitchell as well too? Another one.
Facts.
Man, God dang it! Hey,
Wait, Desto, what was your question?
Desto, get it off, bro.
I was asking, do you think his aggression as a scorer has anything to do with how much he's been attacked and how much he's been worked on defense?
I think in previous seasons, yes. I think he's just more physically fit now. I think now his lack of aggression as a scorer comes from. I think he just prefers to let other people score, and I don't think that's going to be conducive to a lot of success in the postseason. I think he has to ramp up the aggression. Like there's time, like if he sees a double coming, he's quick to move the ball. Sometimes you got to let that double come all the way. Sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes you have to be a threat to score. Sometimes I feel like he's too quick to Mars.
I agree 100%.
Mars, makes no sense to me, right? You have Jokic fourth all time in your passing though over LeBron though, but you put LeBron in your top, and not Jokic. Why?
I think I have LeBron, Jokic, and Kidd interchangeable free.
But you put LeBron fifth all time in your passing list, and you have Jokic over him, but you have LeBron in your top 10, but not Jokic. Why?
My top 10 all time isn't based on who's a better passer. If it was, Steve Nash should be number 2.
You have Nash number 2 all time. You think he's better than Kidd is?
As a passer, yes.
How?
Oh, okay. So I think Steve Nash
won a championship. What has Nash done in his career? Nothing.
Oh my
zero.
God.
Oh my God.
Big zero.
I got cooked. Gerald cooked me. Gerald cooked me.
Hey, Gerald in the kitchen. Gerald in the kitchen again. Back in pots.
With Dirk and with Paul Gasol, and he still couldn't get to a finals. Why?
I'm cooked. You won. I'm sorry.
Please explain it to me.
I'm sorry.
Nash played with Dirk. Why?
You cooked me.
But you have a kid below Nash. Why?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. You're right. I'm gonna change it right now. Kid is over Nash. You're right.
You should.
Yeah, I'm changing.
And you know you should.
Yeah, you're 100%. You cooked me.
But you didn't put Stockton in your top 5. Why?
You see how passionate.
You're right.
He's going hard, bro. I love passion, man.
Facts. I'm getting cooked.
If Jokic had Gerald passion, he'd be all time top 5 right now.
Damn, I
don't get it, Mark. You put Nash over Stockton, even though Stockton is the all-time assist leader, and Stockton is the last player in NBA history to average 13.7 a game during an entire season. No one's done that in 31 years. Facts. Did Nash ever do that? No.
Hey.
But I don't even know.
Hey. On the assist too.
Come on, Mark, talk to me.
I said you're right. What do you want me to say? You're right.
You won. You gotta say.
I accept.
You change why Nash is top 2 all time. Please do it.
I changed my mind. Kidd and Stockton over here. You're right.
I do want.
Go ahead, Cruz. What'd you say?
On the assist tip, on the Stockton thing too. I think Stockton, them boys got real assists back then. You couldn't put the ball on the ground neither. These Joe was getting assists when you pass the ball. The Joe would take 2 dribbles and pull up. Them ain't assists to me. Back then, if you passed the ball, they couldn't put the ball on the ground. They had to go up with it right away.
Right.
Yeah, they addressed that, Cruz.
The assists they get these days a little off, bro. You can't.
Everybody agree with that.
Yeah, I agree. Like,
yeah.
all assists aren't created equally, and I don't like the
Yeah,
idea
bro.
that they are. Like
Them boys had real.
people are praising Jokic for the triple double because he's getting like 2 more assists.
And
a lot of them are just dribble handoffs. I'm not gonna lie.
That's a 2-time MVP league. Now, a guy who's been a 2-time MVP league should have got to a final at least once in his career, at least once.
Facts. You're right.
And why
I've been
couldn't he?
watching a lot of
If you're an MVP league, you're that good, and you play with 3 power forwards of Dirk, Stoudemire, and Gasol's caliber, you should have gotten about at least once in your career. At least, even if you don't win a championship.
Facts. Yeah. I mean,
Hey, I do want
Dirk
to
getting hurt and players getting suspended. And
I
stuff.
want to reply to
Cruz.
Cruz's point he made a few minutes ago because I'm a Lakers fan. I mean, I ain't like, I'm not gonna jump right into agreeing with you as far as like the Lakers being title contenders, but it is like I don't know. It is a bit more exciting. I'm not saying a bit more. It is a lot more exciting, especially the fact that we have a more competent and fitting roster. And we've been missing our best 2 creators. They've been putting a lot more onus on AD. He's been balling. He's just been turning the ball over a lot. But I mean, that's understandable when you're missing D'Lo and LeBron. But I feel like, especially when you talk about the defensive point, I think AD helps. AD and LeBron, they both fill in the weaknesses that they both have. Like for AD, I feel like his weaknesses probably just playmaking. Even though he has gotten to become a better playmaker over the years with the Lakers, you can see that missing LeBron and D'Lo, he's been having to do a lot more of that and being on ball a lot more. And I think when LeBron come back, that's gonna help with that. And with LeBron, his weakness at this point in his career, probably just defensive engagement. Just being there all the time. And I think having Vando, AD, and with LeBron, like that back line, they're gonna be like ferocious defensively. I mean, they only played 3 games with the new squad with LeBron, but they 3-0. Right. They had the best defense in the league since the trade deadline. So, and I think I can envision it, but I still want to see. I mean, we still 9th right now, which is technically in the play-in, but it's looking up, man.
The only thing, what hurt?
I agree with all that, bro. I agree with all that.
Listen, listen. The Lakers have got a good team, no question about it. No one debates that. I like the talent that got on their team, but let's be realistic, though. If they have to play a team who's at full strength, can they beat them?
Yes.
Who?
Listen.
Who?
Hold on, wait. Everybody. Talk about. I gotta move some space.
I haven't seen the beat team all year.
Hold up, Jared. I gotta create some space up here.
Come on now.
Kebo and KB, I gotta make some space for somebody to pull up here, but appreciate y'all time. This is gonna be the last guest I'm gonna bring up, so I just want everybody in the waiting room to understand that. But KB and Kev, y'all be easy, all right, bro?
You as well, man.
Peace.
Hey, bro, hey, Low.
There we go.
Hey, Low's here to save me from getting cut.
Hey, check this
out,
out,
dude. Go ahead, Cruz.
The only thing, what worries me about the Lakers now that the only thing that really worries me, I think they're good on the wings, the power forward, center position. They point of attack defense. That's where they probably, if they mess around and get a good guard, you know what I mean? They might struggle a little bit. Somebody
who's that, the Lakers?
Yeah, they point of attack defense. Like I think it's.
You don't like Schroeder?
I think against certain guards, like if you watched our last game against the Grizzlies, Desmond Bane, he started to cook a little bit in that 3rd quarter. And then,
they point of attack defense.
And then when Darvin Ham switched it and put Dennis Schroeder on him, he struggled a lot more. I think Dennis Schroeder.
Schroeder's solid, bro.
He's Schroeder's inconsistent. Schroeder's a very inconsistent ball player. He's very inconsistent. Sometimes Schroeder plays well.
I ain't saying he's elite, but I think he's solid as a defender.
I think people sleep on Vanderbilt's point of attack.
Vanderbilt's a good player. I'll give you Vanderbilt's a good player. Vanderbilt's a good player. I think I like him a lot. He's a solid player too. I don't trust Schroeder though. I don't trust him.
Give me one.
I really don't.
Give me 1 second, fellas. I got.
D'Lo, can you really trust? Can you trust Russell Wiener? I don't really trust Russell Wiener.
Gerald, I gotta read off some super chats real quick because I want this little 1v1 to get off. No problem, brother. No problem. Bossman Johnson, I'm here to see if KD get the same energy as AD. That's crazy. Explain, Bossman Johnson again. Explain what makes AD soft. Please use some logic. No. It's gonna start up another debate. I'm not doing that. Bossman Johnson, KD Achilles, KD knee, KD ankle, Steph hand, Steph knee, Steph shoulder, Buddy up hit there on that drank. Bossman Johnson, Buddy in the middle, spit balling. Bossman Johnson, you bring up Warriors injuries, then turn your face when somebody tell you the Lakers been hurt all year. Weirdo alert. Quabe, the Lakers.
Are you
just
getting
beat
cooked right now, boy? Oh my god.
Who, me?
Nah, they talking about bro right there.
Oh, okay. Quabe, the Lakers just beat the Warriors with Steph and Clay. What is Gerald talking about? LMAO. The Lakers didn't have LeBron and D'Lo.
Oh. Wiggins didn't play that game either, though. With people saying to forget either. Wiggins didn't play either.
Oh, fire. You just got cooked.
And Wiggins is averaging over 17 points per game this season.
Gerald's undefeated today. I want everybody to know this. Bossman Johnson with the super chat. The LeBron defense myth got to stop. Jimmy Two Shoes, LeBron has no impact. Basically a role player now. That's crazy. Muhammad, black shirt, you're a casual, my guy. AD obviously well enough to win a chip with LeBron. Kawhi did it 9 years ago and 5 surgeries ago. Middle tried too hard. C-Town, Nikola ticket came in. Takakis, vanilla ticket, one of the 4 founding tickets. Ticket hero, the red ticket, ticket Scalabrini, and even more.
Ticket Scalabrini is crazy.
You know what? Call me the Vanilla Mama. I'm the Vanilla Mama. There you go.
Yes, sir. There we go. The clips got the real script written in fine ink. Mars, if Jokic is that guy, why is no one picking Denver to win at all? Good cast, great coach. A big who can't guard the basket is a liability, in my opinion.
You just answered the question because defensively, Jokic isn't that guy. Offensively is the only thing people say he's that guy. Offensively. Defensively, he's not.
I don't say that.
Yeah,
Okay.
but you're wrong.
Oh, you're
wrong.
wrong. Yeah, you're
I
wrong.
don't.
You're wrong. You're just wrong. You're just wrong.
I don't say that.
Lower fake Laker fan. And Christopher D, is Jimmy Butler a top 3 all time if he made that shot in Game 7 against Al Horford? I tell you,
Top
yes,
3
even above
top
Shaq
3
and
Miami
Lonzo.
Heat. Top 3 Miami.
No.
Top 3 Miami Heat.
Hell
No,
no.
he's not. Because you got LeBron, D Wade, Shaq. I mean,
Tim Hardaway.
No, he's over Tim.
No, I think he's over Tim too.
He made that shot.
Get up out of here. Get out of here, man.
Jimmy got them to the finals though, bro.
He went to the finals, bro.
Man, you
made that shot. That's
about
2
when he
finals
played,
appearances.
though.
So we're just disrespecting Udonis Haslem right now. We're just disrespecting Udonis Haslem right now.
Oh, that's facts. That's facts.
Championship pedigree right there.
He would have been over Tim. He would have been over Tim.
Come on, Lil man.
I think he's over Tim. I think he's over Tim now. He's not
How y'all gonna?
I was about to say, we gotta be honest.
That's what I'm saying.
You ain't over Udonis Haslem.
Yo, Lo. So what? Yo, Gerald's undefeated right now, Lo. I'm not gonna lie. Good luck.
I got smoked. Stockton is now a top 5 passer.
I got cooked. Mars got cooked.
Stockton is whatever he trying to make him out to be. Stockton is not that guy, dog. He's not him, bro. I don't understand why y'all be sitting here lying about Stockton. He's the only person amongst any other position that we talk about where we skew information or facts, and we have a different grading system to put Stockton in these conversations that he does not belong into. He just
what's being skewed, man? What's being skewed, Big Low?
Why is a second option over first options?
It's them assists, man. They let them assist.
Oh, okay, so right? Why would any of y'all put somebody who's a second best player
over who?
Over players who were the best players on their teams?
Example.
Well, one. Just to play devil's advocate a little bit, only if it's certain players.
No.
I can't.
Do you have Scottie Pippen over Dr. J?
No.
Why?
Who?
Why?
You saying Scottie Pippen over Dr. J?
Yes.
Oh, that's a tough one. That's a good debate. That's debatable to me. Yeah, that's.
Hey,
that's
ran the ABA, man.
First,
that's a debate to me. If you value winning, that's a debate.
Player, but him over Dr. J, I would probably take Dr. J probably.
Why?
Hey, but look.
No, wait, let him answer. Why? Why?
He's a bit delayed. He's just heard the first one.
Why would you take Scotty or why would you take Dr. J over Scotty? Why?
Well, I
understand your point, though.
First of all, Dr. J was more of a leader than Scotty was. He was, fact. Dr. J was very good offensively and very good defensively. Dr. J could be both of the ball, which people seem to forget about him, which he could.
Okay, but why?
Dr. J led a team to a championship. Scotty never led anybody to a championship. Scotty had his chance in '94 to lead the Bulls, and he couldn't do it. He couldn't do it.
When did Dr. J lead his team to a championship?
I was about
back
to say.
in the '80s.
When?
I don't think he wasn't the best player though.
We're not about to hear Moses Malone.
Moses Malone.
When
the ABA, Low. He talked about the ABA.
He's no. He didn't say that. He said the
NBA.
So I'm gonna ask him again. When did he lead him to the? When he do that?
He did the ABA and the NBA.
No. You said ABA because he said it. The first answer
So
you
he
gave.
won a championship in the ABA and the NBA. What are you talking about? Come on, man.
The first answer you gave was.
What did Scotty do? Scotty never led anybody to a championship.
Okay,
Scotty had a team in '94 the Bulls. And what happened? And what happened? Nothing.
Okay.
They came with nothing. Got knocked out.
Listen. So why? Listen.
He had the bench. Phil Jackson had the bench. Scotty. Because Scotty didn't want to go back in the game.
You're getting cooked, Lou. You're getting cooked. Can't lie to you. You're getting cooked.
You're getting cooked, Lo.
Why? If Phil was that guy, then why did Phil Jackson design to play for Cooper to take the final shot? Not Pippen. And Pippen complained about on the bench.
Oh, listen. By that logic, why is Stockton second then? Why would Stockton be ahead of players who are leading their teams?
What's up?
Why would Stockton be ahead of players who led their teams? Bro, what's going on? Why would Stockton be ahead of players when those players were leading their teams?
Girl,
can you not hear?
Hey, he gotta be. He gotta be on mute.
Why would Stockton? Why would Stockton be ahead of players who led who if he never let them? Stockton never let them.
Gerald, cook. You getting cooked, Gerald?
I can't hear him.
Okay, Gerald, I'll ask the question. Can you hear me? Gerald, can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Why do you have Stockton over people who were leading their teams when Stockton never did?
I never had Stockton over anybody. I said to you, I said, why don't you have Stockton as a top 5 passer of all time when it should be?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Oh. So okay. Where do you have Stockton ranked amongst point guards?
But it depends where you're ranking Stockton at. I didn't rank Stockton anywhere.
No, he's asking, where do you rank him? Where do you rank him?
Where do I rank Stockton?
Yes.
Amongst point guards.
Yes, amongst point guards, yeah.
I would rank him top 10.
Nice. Where in the top 10? Where?
8.
I would say somewhere between, I'd say 9 to 10.
Gerald's cooking, bro.
All right,
Gerald's
cool.
cooking you, Low. Gerald's cooking you.
No, wait. I agree.
Oh my God, you're
you're getting cooked right now. You're getting cooked right now.
So second, Stockton as a top 5 passer. Why is Stockton a top 5 passer?
Why is he top 5? I'm gonna tell you why he's top 5. Number one, if you look at the era when Stockton played in, he played in an era with guys like Isaiah Thomas, Gary Payton, Tim Hardaway Jr. He played in a time period with freaking guys like Magic Johnson was playing too. So he played in a time period with some of the greatest point guards who ever played the game out. And plus, you have to remember, Stockton played in a time period where it was much harder to be able to create your space. No, I'm not done. I was getting started.
Okay.
Plus, you also have to remember, in the time period when Stockton was playing, Stockton had to make difficult passes. Why? Because the passing lanes weren't nearly as open. Because the big man clogged the passing lanes back then, which made it even harder to make passes back then. So Stockton had to be even more efficient with his passes. And don't forget, back when he was playing, there were some of the best rim protectors that ever played the game back, like Hakeem Olajuwon, Dikembe Mutombo, David Robinson. Big Bad Mark Eaton.
More facts.
And stuff like that. Guys like that who can protect the rim. So if you made a pass, guess what? They would be someone to stop you.
All right. So don't
forget the players today don't have to create their space anymore. Back in his day, the players had to create their space. And don't forget, no.
Okay.
No, and don't forget, when back in the day, when they had to bring the ball off the court, they got pressed in the half court. They don't get pressed in the half court no more nowadays. And back then, a player was allowed to hand check the ball player back then, and they were allowed to shift the ball player to a certain position now. You can't do that anymore. Okay. And so because of those reasons, it made it harder for Stockton to be as good as he was. Okay. And Stockton did things that players can't do today anymore. Go back to 1992. Stockton averaged 13.7 and 3 steals per game. He's the last player in NBA history to ever do that. No one has done it in 31 years. No one.
Okay, all right.
Eat him.
So my
why can't the players do today? They're supposed to be stronger, faster, and why can't they do it?
Okay, can I answer?
Yo,
that
steak is getting
no, you can't answer.
Right
You're done.
You just go cut. You just go cut.
You're done.
My answer to that is my answer is to that is why don't players do that today? Because they're just better. They do things that they don't. I'm about to answer. There are things that players do in today's game that do not allow them just to over rely on passing. They have way more offensive responsibilities now than Stockton did back then. Way more. Secondly, they do. Stockton brought the ball up and he was just basically facilitating. The point guards of today's game, majority of them have the responsibility to also be volume scorers with them facilitating, correct?
Tyrese Halliburton? Who?
Send bees in the chat. Bees in the chat.
Back in Stockton's day, the league was more defense oriented though, and yet Stockton was able to do things that these players can't do.
I don't like that one, though. I don't like that one.
Can I finish?
Come on, Stockton averaged 13 points the entire season.
Can I finish?
Why can't no player do it?
Can I finish my answer?
The players scoring 114 points per game now in this league today. How many were they scoring like 95? They were scoring like 19 points less per game back then than they are today. And yet Stockton can do it, and these players can't. Why?
Can I finish my answer? Can I finish my answer? Can I finish my answer? The years in which they were averaging 95 points, Stockton wasn't averaging. That's when his assists went down. The years where he's averaging 13, 14 assists is back when they were scoring well into the hundreds because the pace was much higher back then. So that's A. B, once more, it's not only our players have more offensive responsibilities now than they did back then, especially ball handlers. And you can shake your head, Tyson. You know it's true. They have way more offensive responsibilities now as ball handlers than they did back then. But more importantly, you clearly have just not watched Stockton play basketball. You're regurgitating talking points that everybody else you've been told. You are a bot. That's what you are.
Oh, Jesus.
Whoa. So when you actually
character attack.
Now you're resorting to insults? Let them cook.
My bad, Lo. Go ahead.
When you take the time out and watch Stockton, because I can tell you haven't, when you take the time out to watch him, then we can have this dialogue. Because you sitting here saying that, the paint was clogged up, and that's why Stockton used to pass it to wing players. They would come off pin downs.
No,
I didn't interrupt you. I didn't interrupt you. Watch them play. Matter of fact, I'll take the time out with you right now. After this stream is done, I'll start another stream and we'll watch him play. Stockton it wasn't 10 pick and rolls, and that's how he got his assists. He used to stand at the top of the key, and they used to have players come off wings, and he would give them the passes, and they would be either wide open or it was not contested passing lanes like you're making it out.
Not contested? How are you gonna say they were not contested, man?
They weren't.
You were allowed a hand check back then. You're not allowed a hand check no more.
Hey, what is your name? What is your name?
It was much harder to shoot back then than today. You had the space to shoot.
Gerald. I will pay you to come to my stream to watch these games. I'll pay you.
I watched the games. I watched
No,
it.
you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
I watched it since I was a kid. What are you talking about, Lo?
I don't care what you watched when you were 8. You're a grown man now. There's things that you don't remember when you were 8 years old. Okay? I don't care what you watched when you were 8. I'm telling you, we can watch it today. We can watch whatever game you want to watch.
I watched the players today. The players don't get pressed anymore.
I'm not talking about the players of today. I'm saying we can watch John Stockton today. We can watch it today. We can watch it in 20 minutes. We'll watch it today.
Gerald, are you down for
that? Are you going to do it? Are you going to do that, man? Are you going to do that?
What?
Are you going to watch John Stockton footage with me today?
I've seen the games. I watched the game today.
I didn't ask you that. I said, are you going to watch it with me today? I can watch it in 20 minutes. In 20 minutes, we can go watch it. Are you going to do that?
But now, can't hear you. What is it?
In 20 minutes, once Dub ends this, are you going to come and watch John Stockton footage with me?
I saw Stockton, but I don't need to watch. I saw him play.
That's it. He's a bot.
Hey, Tyson.
That's
so
nasty.
Hey, Tyson.
That was a low. Seriously, bro. Really?
He's a bot.
What's up, Dad?
You're saying things that are just that are incorrect. You're saying things that are incorrect.
That was low.
How do I say things are incorrect?
Gabe, if you're here, we need a poll because I ain't.
How do I say anything incorrect today?
Because
you don't even have to create your space anymore.
Is Lo getting
it's not that you had to create your space. You don't have to create your space anymore. The space is given to you.
No, you did not. Back then, what they would do was they would put the center at the 3-point line because of illegal defense.
The center would play at the rim or at the freaking or in the lane.
Yeah, you're a bot. That's cool. You're a bot.
I'm a bot. You're a bot, bro. You're a bot.
We can just watch it. We can watch the game. We can watch them. They would if they wanted to create space.
The only bot is you, bro. Seriously.
If they wanted to create space, they would move the center to the 3-point line. They would move the center to certain areas so they could. So
do you think the rim protectors are better today than they were back then? Yes or no?
That has nothing to do with creating space. What are we talking about right now? We're talking about creating space.
Low, real quick, Low.
I'll ask you, are the rim protectors better today than they were back then? Yes or no? Simple question.
I think they're probably roughly the same. If I had to say one, I'd say the 90s, but it was just because they stood in the paint for as long as they wanted to. That's it. They just stood in the lane.
Right.
But when they wanted to create space, what they would do was they would put the center either on the elbow or at the 3-point line. They would maneuver the center around to try to remove the rim protector. But they would just stand in the paint all day. That's all they would do. That don't mean you're better.
That's fair.
That don't mean you're better. You just got the rules in your advantage to just stand inside of the paint. That's all that means.
But low. I pulled up to one of your streams and I saw your assessment of some of John Stockton's games, right? Where you were actually breaking down the footage of whatnot. I just don't agree with not giving Stockton credit. No, he wasn't dribbling in the lane, creating all these open looks like you said. I agree with that. But to discredit him for recognizing mismatches and he kept passing the ball. I forgot who the guy was. It wasn't Carmelo. He kept passing the ball down, dumping it down, and this dude was hitting quick turnaround hook shots.
Might be Thurl Bailey.
Thurl Bailey, yeah. He kept hitting. Hold on, Gerald. Hold on.
Okay. Back in Stockton's day, players back then played 80 games per year and 30 plus minutes. You don't even got players in the league that can do that anymore.
What does that have to do with what we're talking about? We're not talking about games played.
That goes to Stockton's mental. That goes to his physical toughness, his mental toughness.
He wasn't doing anything.
Are you going to overlook that? Seriously,
he wasn't doing anything physically tough. But go ahead and go.
That's cool. But low.
He was more physically tough back then. What were you talking about?
I'm not about to yell over this dude, man.
You're going to tell me he's physically tougher today than it was back then? Yes or no?
Yo, are you gonna watch these games with me? Yes or no? Are you gonna
watch them? He watched them already.
I'm not talking to this bot, man. What the hell?
What era was tougher, Low? The 90s or now?
What era? In what regard? In what regard?
To physical play.
The physical play was tougher back then, but Stockton.
It does, man. It goes to context, bro.
Stockton wasn't being touched up every possession like you making it out to be. He wasn't. You can lie. You can lie to yourself and believe that, but no, it's not.
Hold on. Todd, what was the question?
I was just asking real quick.
He was playing one of the most fiddlest eras in basketball. Come on, Lo, you know he was.
Let Todd get some love. Go ahead, Todd.
You can't compare this era to that one. Come on,
man.
Go ahead, Todd. Go ahead.
I was just asking, like, why are we discrediting Stockton for recognizing that matchup, sticking to a game plan, and getting it to a guy that's obviously has a mismatch and he's putting buckets over this dude? Why does he get discredited for that and not, because he's not making flashy so-called passes or he's recognizing mismatches, he's operating within the offense and getting it done. You know what I'm saying? And leading this team to victories. Why are we discounting him for that? Is my question.
Exactly. And plus, don't forget, man. Everybody said Stockton was one of the toughest point guards ever to play the game of basketball. A lot of people said. A lot of his peers said that shit.
That's facts. That's facts. That's facts. We got it. That's facts.
Come on now, seriously.
So Tyson.
So you gonna say Gary Payton's wrong?
So did Magic Johnson do that? Did Magic Johnson do that, Tyson?
Of course, he did that as well as other things. Sure.
Was Jason Kidd able to do that?
Yes, Jason Kidd was able to do that to a degree.
Today, I guarantee you Stockton's going to cook half these point guards in the league. Half of them. Guarantee
it. Did Steve Nash, Isaiah Thomas?
Of course. All the greats did it. But not to the level of Steve Nash, obviously, because he did it at a higher level.
Stockton.
I'm sorry. Not to a level of Steve Nash, because he did it.
You said it. You mean not to the level of John Stockton? That's what you're trying to say.
Am I tripping? I thought I said John Stockton. Yeah. Not to the level of John Stockton, obviously, because the assist numbers are greater and for longer.
Okay, but my rebuttal to that.
Lowe's just mad because Stockton cooked. He just mad because in 97-98, his Utah team beat the Lakers twice, back-to-back years. That's why. Didn't Stockton beat your boys
That's kind of valid.
in a 97 plus in 5 games? And then swept them in 98 too?
Hey, trust me, it ain't a rivalry. It ain't a rivalry when you ain't win no championships. It ain't no rivalry.
Hello. In 1998, Stockton beat Drexler, Hakeem, Barkley, Robinson, Duncan, Kobe, and Shaq, all the same playoffs in 98.
Stockton didn't beat them. Carmelo did. Anyway, going back to what you were saying.
It beat 2 teams who went on to win the next 5 NBA championships. The Spurs and Lakers, the next 5 years. Fact.
Carmelo did.
But he lost, and they ended up winning.
He lost, yeah. Carmelo did. But to your point, the reason why I'm saying with Stockton is that when it comes to y'all keep saying it's flashy. If y'all want to label it as flashy to try to get your point off, but it's a degree of difficulty. It's a degree of difficulty. The same way
Stockton has a degree of difficulty. Low. Come on now.
He doesn't. When it comes to scoring, you take into consideration degree of difficulty. Right?
Do you?
So who's your top 3 scorers?
Oh, we could go Jordan, of course, number 1. We could put Shaq in there. We could put LeBron in there. We could put a lot of different players in there.
No. Yeah. I'm asking you specifically. No.
Kareem.
I'm asking you specifically.
I would say Jordan, Kareem, and then I'll put Kobe.
Okay, why isn't Carmelo in your top 3? Why isn't LeBron in your top 3? They both.
It's not because of degree of difficulty.
But why?
I just think those guys were better scorers.
Why?
Why do I think Jordan was a better scorer? I think it really was not
Jordan. Kareem and Kobe. Why? Matter of fact, why is Kobe a better scorer than LeBron?
Why is Kobe a better scorer? I think scoring alone, to me, he was able to make tougher shots. He was able to make.
You led with degree of difficulty.
Yeah. Facts. Hold on.
He had more reasons.
That's my point.
Let him cook.
That's my point.
Let him cook.
Being nasty, Lo.
You go, Tyson. Carry on.
He literally led with degree of difficulty.
No, I got you. No, that's valid. That's valid. I'm saying shot making is different when you want to bring up passing and shot making, or passing and shot making, of course, that's totally different. If I got a double team on me and I can hit a fadeaway jumper and score, that might be a necessity for my team. That might be a necessity for my team to be great. You know what I'm saying? When I don't have the other players to rely on or whatever have you. Passing, if I can make a simple pass, it's no reason to say that degree of difficulty has anything to do with that per se. It's totally different. It's totally different when you're measuring those two. To me,
Tyson, when it comes to making passes and you're getting double teamed. And you created the open look for your player because.
So you saying Stockton can't pass out of a double team?
I didn't say. I say he can't. I'm not saying he can't. What I'm saying is, what you're saying, like that's not necessary. No, it would be necessary to pass out of a double team.
Okay, but you don't. But why are you saying that Stockton can't do that?
I never said that he couldn't. I never said he couldn't.
Okay, so why are you applying that to Jason?
I'm saying he doesn't do it the same way you believe that those other players don't do it to the same degree as Stockton. I'm saying that he does not make those passes as often and as to the same degree as those other players. That's it.
Okay, this is my problem. This is my problem with that logic. When LeBron is double team, or you sag off of LeBron or whatever have you, he can't knock down a shot to the level of other players, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would you agree with that?
Mm-hmm.
And you're implying that Stockton can't make a pass when he's being double teamed or something like that. When we know LeBron can't hit that shot on a consistent basis.
I'm not saying that he can't do it. I'm saying that he's not doing it as often, as routinely. He's not able to find as many people open as often as the other players. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying he can't.
Okay, do you have Kareem in your top 5 of scorers?
Probably so, actually, yeah. I've KD, Kobe, but Jordan.
Right.
Dub is nasty. Dub
so
shaking
nasty
his head.
up there,
Dub is, but all right, so here's the other difficult thing. When it comes to defenders, right? Would it not be more difficult if I'm guarding Kyrie Irving than
No, let me finish this, bro. Let me finish this last point. Go back to Kareem real quick. Kareem didn't shoot threes, didn't shoot a lot of, all kind of different shots.
18,
you know what I'm saying?
18.
So, but you still have him as your top scoring. All he did was a sky hook. You know what I'm saying? And dominate down low. Well, so why? When he didn't have the degree of difficulty as a Kobe who was getting double teamed, how was doing this and doing that, or Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Why is that matter?
I think Kareem's ability to translate into the postseason is better than a lot of other players because KD to me is kind of. If KD translated more, I would have KD clearly in my top 5 or before Kareem. He didn't train.
I got KD in my top 5, but go ahead.
And why? Because of degree of difficulty, correct?
No, I think not the degree of difficulty. I think KD is the ultimate weapon. Like as far as a scorer, he on 3 levels. He's damn near elite.
Wait, Tyson.
But what does it matter? What does it matter?
Not degree of difficulty.
But why does it matter that he can shoot threes?
Because if a defense presents rims packing the paint, he can defeat that.
I think Kareem could do that as well. If they wanted to send double teams, because Kareem has an underrated face-up game, especially at the elbow. He has an underrated up and under game. It's not like it was just hook shots. I know Dub tried to get that nasty stuff off.
No, I agree with that, but it's still not to the level of. It's still not to the level of let's say Donovan Mitchell or whatever. I'm trying to say somebody way lesser. Like a Donovan Mitchell who can score on 3 levels, who can go to the paint and dunk, who can finish inside, who can shoot the mid range, who can shoot the 3. It's still not to that level, but Kareem is still a better scorer. So difficulty has nothing really to do with it.
It has something though. Not nothing. It has something to do with it.
But okay, well, quit knocking my boy Stockton and put him up there where he deserves to be.
Thank you, man.
Wait, let me. My bad. That's the way.
He's just a Stockton. Here's what it is, bro. He's a Stockton. That's all it is.
Why don't you have Hakeem as a better scorer than Kareem?
The volume and longevity isn't there in contrast to a lot of these other players. There's years where Hakeem's volume isn't on par with like Kareem, Jordan, Kobe. It's just not. There's years where he's like 21, 22 points per game. All these other players we talking about have like 25 plus years for like maybe a decade.
Kareem only did that once.
25?
25 plus
25.
in the season.
I was about to say, what are you
25 plus in the season, but you're a guy that's a fan of pace, correct?
Okay.
Fan of pace.
Okay, you're a fan of pace, then you're a fan of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in his time, number one, he was logging in a lot of minutes. Number one, then number two, he played at a fast pace.
You know where this going.
When you adjust those numbers, Hakeem Olajuwon and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, their production per 100 possessions is relatively.
You're really a stat guy. I'm not gonna lie.
Hakeem, wait. Hakeem played in a fast enough era to average 25.
Not in the 90s.
Nah, thank you, man. No, he didn't.
And Kareem's pace was faster.
Dub, stop.
The
pace they played in the 80s was faster than the 90s.
There's years in the 80s where he averaged under 25. There's years in the 80s though.
But that was the late 80s. That was still a slower pace than the 70s.
There was plenty of players in the late 80s who averaged 25, Dub. It's not like it was. You're making it seem like it was like 1999, and it was like, oh,
no. All I'm saying is
there was enough time.
All I'm saying is that for Hakeem Olajuwon, when we adjust the pace to one another, they're relatively the same in 25 points per game. Like, you can't discount the fact that, yes, he played in the late 80s, but that's when the pace started. That's when the pace. Hold on, Gerald. That's when the pace started going down. And Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the majority of his 25 plus points per games came in the 70s.
But all of Hakeem's 25 point per game season happened in the 90s, though, Dub.
Yeah, I know that.
So, though, to the pace argument, it's not like he got held back because the pace was just not as fast as it was back now. Like on slower pace years, that's when Hakeem averaged more points. So it's not like he couldn't do it in the 80s.
He started averaging 24.8 in 89, and then he continued that little stretch all the way to 96. There was 91 and 92 season where he did drop off to 21 a game, but still, the playoff translation.
Wait. I want to be clear. The pace in 89 was 100, and the pace in 81 was 101 or 102.
What about the 70s?
That one possession.
That one possession was killing. Some of the
that 10 point shot.
Some of the 70 years we don't have the paces for, but at the end of the day, like, you can go back all the way to the early 80s, and the difference in pace is like what, one or two, maybe. Let's say it's 4 possessions. Let's say it's 4 or 5 possessions. Let's say the difference is 100 or 101 to 106 or 107. That's not a significant enough amount of pace that can convince me to believe that he wouldn't be able to score 25 points, bro. And on top of that, it's not like he didn't score 25 points throughout his career. He averaged 25 points in his career in the 90s on slower pace years, dog. He just didn't do it though.
What about the playoff translation though? That's important to you, right?
Oh, does he have it?
He has a lot of playoff translations. He got times where he put up 37.
At his peak.
37, 33, 28. There's times where he had 29 and 87. He had 26 and 86.
The 37 year was.
We're gonna need sample sizes, though.
Yeah. The 37 year he played 4 games. That was nice, though. You try to get that off. Like, there's in his postseason run, as I look at it right now, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years where he averaged 25 more points. And that's fine, but I'm talking about Kobe Bryant, who did 25 plus for like a decade.
I'm just saying for you, I'm just saying for you, a guy who's knocking John Stockton for all the numbers he's doing. I think it's clear.
I know.
And then you're knocking Hakeem Olajuwon just because he didn't hit the benchmark for you, which is 25 a game, which in itself in the postseason is playoff. Hold up, Gerald. You're knocking John Stockton for his numbers, but then for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, you're not doing it. Where one, Hakeem has a degree of difficulty is harder than Kareem. On top of that, the production is damn near 25 points per game every time. You're the same guy that has LeBron James as a better passer than John Stockton when John Stockton clears him in the production standpoint. So I don't get that, Lo.
Yeah, because this goes more into just production or more than just degree of difficulty. It's more than just you're isolating one thing at a time when I'm looking at every
I named 2. I talked about production. I talked about level of difficulty. I talked about
You talked about playoff translation as well.
Hakeem has it too.
You try to bring up pace, but he doesn't have it to the same degree as everyone else. I agree with what you're saying. I'm not mad at if you want to have Hakeem. I think Hakeem is top 10 in scoring for me. So it's not like Hakeem is like that far off from where all these other players are at. All I'm saying though is that when you're comparing somebody in Kareem, who's 25 point per game score for basically a decade, it translated into the postseason as well, almost every single last year. The shooting, if I'm not mistaken, the efficiency also translate almost every single year as well. And then when you say the degree of difficulty, I don't think Kareem was just hook shotting every year like you do.
I'm not saying that. But when did I ever say that, Lo? Did I ever say that?
Not in this stream, but I've heard you say that before.
Probably when I was trolling, but that's when I was trolling. The problem I'm having with you is that you're error taxing John Stockton. You're taxing.
Right.
I'm not error. Well, I'm not error taxing.
You're taxing John Stockton and his production, but then you're not applying the same energy to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I tax them both. I will tax them both.
But Kareem production in what though?
Scoring.
It's for me. It's not only production scoring, but it's also
the motherfucker. The motherfucker was playing. The motherfucker was playing 42, 43, 44 minutes a game. On top of that, he was playing at an extremely fast pace. I expect a guy like him to fucking go out there and have 25 points per game, Lo. I expect that.
But Dub, even
when his minutes dropped to 36, guess where he was at? He dropped to 25, Lo.
Yeah, his minutes dropped to 36 when he was 37 years old.
No, he was 29, Lo. What are you talking about? He was 29 years old.
He still averaged 26 that year, Dub.
That's my point. He dropped.
Dub, I can go to 81 where I just acknowledge that in 81 and 89 the pace isn't that different. We can talk about a past his prime Kareem. We can look at the points per game and it's 37. And Kareem is still clearing 25 more. So it doesn't like
wait. You talking about from 77 to
No, I'm talking about in the year 8 in 1981, where the pace isn't that different from 1989, where Kareem is past his prime and he's still able to score 26 or more, bro. He's still doing it then.
I'm not discrediting for that, but I'm saying that you're overestimating the production of 25 compared to Hakeem Olajuwon when Hakeem was clearing 25 for a good portion of his career, even at a slower pace era. Then you're refusing to acknowledge the fact that
a good pace of what's a good amount of his years, Dub? How many years did he clear 25?
All right, let me look at it right now.
It's 4.
Well, he was 24. It's 4, but I mean, come on, Lo. 24.
It's fine. It's 5. I mean, wait, tomorrow.
And then in the postseason,
wait, Mars. Even if I lower it to 24, 23, 22, if I lower it to 20, the other players will still have more years of that level of production.
Oh, I agree. I think Kareem's been scored.
So it doesn't even 25 is an arbitrary number. If I lower it, the other players will still have more years of accomplishing that.
No.
I agree with that.
Please explain this to me, right? Hello. No. Please explain this to me. Right? How come back in the 90s, a guy like Dennis Rodman can average over 18 rebounds per game, but no player in the league can do it anymore today? Why is that?
I can answer that. Because players can't stand in the lane as long as they did back then. And defensively, you have more responsibility to guard the perimeter now than you did back then as well.
They had responsibility to guard perimeter back then. What's your point?
Dennis Rodman.
You think there was no good shooters back in the day, Lo? Come on.
Dennis Rodman and other big men were not.
Dennis Rodman was 6'7", bro. He was 6'7", bro. 18 board game with guys like Hakeem, Mutombo, Shaq, Morning, Rick Smith, and guys that in the league. And he still got over 18 over game. Explain that to me.
No, I think Dennis Rodman is a great rebounder.
I'm about to say you should start with that though, Lo. You should start with he's great.
He asked me why aren't players in today's grabbing those amount of
right. I got you.
And the reason why in today they're not is because they can't just stand underneath the paint like they did back in the day.
More threes, long rebounds.
There's longer rebounders. There's more threes being attempted. Players have to actually step out on the 3-point line on the ball handler and defend them. They have to guard and defend more area now, especially big men now than they did back then.
And plus, it's better athletes at these other positions. It was no athletes like they have at no Russell Westbrooks, no, you know what I'm saying? It was very few of those guys. That's why Michael Jordan was
No. Now, first of all, you had Tim Hardaway Jr., you had Gary Payton.
Tim Hardaway Jr. is a rebounder. He's an athlete. What are you talking about?
He's talking about athlete.
Let's not forget that, too. Rod Strickland was a baller. He was
Rod Strickland is 6 feet. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you're losing me.
Hey, Lo.
Yo.
We got to get back to this, Lo. You stuck some in a little while ago, and I don't agree with that. You said that KD scoring don't translate, bro. The
His
man is, I
efficiency
think,
doesn't.
top 5 in playoff scoring.
His efficiency
like
doesn't
29 points a
translate.
game.
His efficiency doesn't. His efficiency doesn't.
Nah,
translate.
he's a top 3 player performer of all time.
How you gonna say there's no athletes back then? You had Isaiah Thomas, Magic Johnson.
Well, Isaiah Thomas was a elite. Stop it, bro.
Isaiah Thomas was not elite.
He couldn't even dunk. What are we doing?
I don't know. You got to stop. You got to stop.
Whoa,
what's up?
But you say evolution though. This is point guard, right? We're not talking about point guard, right? Isaiah was a point guard. Magic was a point guard.
Go ahead, Cruz.
I can't.
Low.
What are you saying?
Low. Even KD admitted that.
You said there were athletes at evolution though. I'm talking about point guards.
I still ain't get my point off.
Low, I'm not gonna lie. But bad. Hold on, wait. I'm Low. You acknowledge competition too, right?
Okay.
Right. You acknowledge competition for John Stockton and all of these guys and everything, right?
Yes.
So,
I'm still on Stockton on what? Stockton on what?
You just acknowledge you acknowledge competition in general, correct?
Okay. Yes.
All I'm saying is, even though Hakeem doesn't have the 25 a game, I think it's still a testament to the fact that him playing in the late 80s, which is
I don't know how you're gonna say Isaiah Thomas wasn't an elite athlete. So to say, when he won 2 championships in his career.
Hold up, Gerald. A good defensive era, a good rim protecting era as well, with a lot more shot blockers and rim protectors compared to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in the era he went up against too. You don't account for that at all?
I do. I just don't. I think that Kareem was so dominant that I don't really think that it would be that significant of a difference in his prime, even in Kareem physically would have been an anomaly enough to where it probably would not have mattered.
But his production would have went down, correct?
His production would have went down, but not to the point where I think he'd be sub 25 or sub 23 as many years as Hakeem was.
It would be like 25 to 26 though.
I don't know. I disagree. I think he would have years of 30 points per game.
Yeah, you dragging it, bro. I'm not even gonna.
Low.
Yeah. Okay. All right. To the KD thing, yes.
Listen, wait. We can all agree that most guys' efficiency gonna drop a little bit in the playoffs, bro.
We're not talking about a little bit. We're not talking about a little bit though. We're not with KD and OKC. It's not a little bit.
What you mean?
When KD when KD was in OKC,
feel like he was shooting 30%, bro.
I know, but when we're comparing him to these other players, Michael Jordan's drop in the postseason is like 1%. Kobe's drop.
Don't do Mike.
No, I'm just saying. No,
don't do Mike, bro.
33 points per game in the postseason. Come on, Low.
You talking about the best scorers?
I know, but Mike is on a whole nother level when it comes to playoffs.
In the postseason versus career, bro. 33 points. How the hell is this fucking production drop? He averaged 30.
You can do Kobe though. Kobe's fair. Kobe's fair.
How does fucking production drop?
He didn't say Mike. He would. Hey, y'all gotta listen, bro.
Come on, Low.
Y'all not listening.
No, I was just talking about the Mike thing. I'm agreeing with you. Go ahead.
When he's saying that they drop, yes, it's true. They drop, but they're dropping like 1%. Like Kobe drops 1%. Jordan drops 1%. Like that's their what's up, Mars? Dirk throughout his career actually doesn't drop. He actually roughly stays the same.
Go ahead.
Mars.
Couldn't you argue that yes, Kobe dropped less than KD, but KD's starting point was higher, so even him dropping, he finished higher than Kobe.
But then I would have to argue the era and also the teammates. If I remove Kobe's years alongside Shaq, there was no other like quality playmaker.
I don't know how you gonna my production drop down the playoffs.
So then,
ridiculous.
and then when you
look at it,
like
seriously,
if
come on
like Pau Gasol, Lamar Odom, in contrast to James Harden and Russell Westbrook, like it's like what the pieces that they had at their disposal to set them up and give them quality looks are like vastly different. Same thing with like, go ahead, what's up?
But James Harden, we already know. That joker disappeared in the playoffs in OKC, and then I think
in the finals.
I'm gonna say we got to stop saying that as well.
No, wait. We talk about but then after James Harden left, we already know nobody making those shots consistently, but KD.
But those are some of his worst. But those are some of his worst playoff translation years, though. After 2012. KD and his shooting splits in the 2013 postseason run 45, 31, 83. The next year, matter of fact, I'll just do those 3 years. Post Harden, he averaged 29 points, which is fine. but then it's 45% from the field, 32% from three, and I'm rounding up, and 84% from the free throw line. And the level of defensive competition in contrast to Kobe, as well as Kobe post his Shaq years. Kobe's not playing.
The only reason players are averaging more points is because there's no defense league anymore today. That's why. The scores are inflated nowadays.
Kobe
is talking about efficiency.
I'm not saying KD didn't go up against great defensive competition. All of these players went up against solid defensive competition. You're comparing them to Kobe, though. A lot of his defensive competition was at the top of the league, if not performing at historic heights. They're two different things. So, and again, Pau Gasol and Lamar Odom or Russell Westbrook as a playmaker. Like they're two different type of playmakers and offensive weapons around him. Even as a 3-point shooter, you can argue maybe like Trevor Ariza, but like even Derek Fisher was inconsistent. So it's just too different. It's just too different.
Mm-hmm.
And even when it comes to playoff translation for KD, he translated the most in his years in Golden State when it's like ample floor spacing, ample 3-point shooting, ample playmaking. And then he has that year in Brooklyn where he was amazing against the Bucks. Went crazy. But then last year,
James Harden and Kyrie with him too.
And in the first round he had, but I give KD a lot of credit for what he did against
a lot of ISO.
Yeah, without a doubt. But last year,
but what did KD do last year in the playoffs though?
He was horrible last year.
Get swept.
So all I'm saying is like the playoff translation really is the 2012 postseason run where he had two playmakers that someone like Kobe and Michael Jordan, like they never had that level of playmakers on their roster at all. Like they never had it. And then on top of that, after you can argue Shaq, but then after 2012 though, that's when there's a noticeable difference. And even to his own admission, Kevin Durant openly acknowledged that him without proper floor spacing and him with non-skill players, he was going to struggle. Kobe and a lot of other players in NBA history just had to play with that. That was like the norm. Like it's just the norm that's what you're playing with, bro. So he had way more offensive. I'm not saying he's not a great scorer, but in terms of the playoff translation specifically, he should be able to translate much better than what he did, in my opinion.
Jordan didn't need the playmaking as much though, because the ISO game was a lot different back then with no illegal defense.
Yeah,
that's fair. You can argue as well.
Tyson, I want to ask you something about what you said.
But you have to remember, Jordan had to work hard for a shot back then too, though. Not compared to today. Yes, he did. Well, you know damn well he had to work hard for it. Come on now, stop that. How many times did Jordan used to drive to the basket, don't get fouled, and get mugged when he was driving to the basket? Tons. Go watch his replays.
Probably like 5 times a game, just 5 times. That's it.
What? Oh my
if
God.
that was the case, he would have.
You definitely didn't watch basketball back then. Seriously.
Probably 5 times a game.
That's what's your question?
Yeah, I was just
definitely a casual.
I was about to ask Tyson.
What's up, bro?
What's your and I understand your point about scoring versatility when you were talking about Kobe and KD, the fact that they can make different shots, like dribble pull-ups and shots over people. But what does I think versatility matters when we comparing like a certain types of scores like that. But why does versatility matter when we just talking about players who are just unstoppable though?
I was doing that in comparison to what Lo was saying about Stockton and his level of difficulty per se. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. Like I'm a big Giannis fan. I don't care that he can't shoot the mid range well or shoot the 3-point well. He's a bucket. He's a bucket, so I don't really care.
But if people underestimate Stockton's shooting ability, Stockton shot 51% from the field for his career back then. 51% in a defense-oriented era.
Wide open shots. I don't really care. Wide open shots.
And they shot 82% from the free line and almost 40% from the 3-point range back then. Fact.
Wide open shots.
Hold up, fellas.
To Tyson's point, I agree with you, but damn, what were you talking about, Tyson?
I was saying about Giannis. It's still I'm a fan of his. I'm not saying. Hold on, before you. I'm not saying it doesn't affect his playoffs and when teams scheme against him. That's why I said. That's why I would favor a KD or something who can do it on multiple different levels and alleviate different defense. I mean defeat different defenses. Whereas Giannis, if you pack the paint, he becomes limited and is relegated to just a playmaker. So. That's what I was saying.
So would it be a better score then?
Then who?
Giannis.
Yes.
I would say so. Of course.
Okay. Okay. Well, we because I was going to go down the list of names, but I think we agree.
Yeah.
More or less.
Yeah. I agree with that, Tyson, especially your point about Giannis. But when we were talking about KD in comparison to like some of the best scorers ever, I don't think Giannis is in that group. But
right.
Best scorers ever, and I think like specifically with me, I had KD like number 1 last year. Not gonna lie. But then when I saw him against the Celtics, against like a certain defense, able to stop him, I didn't see like the adjustments and I feel like when we talk about other scorers who had that same level of difficulty, I would say like we can talk about LeBron, Kobe, Mike. They found ways to score when a defense is schemed against him. Like for example, we could say LeBron, because LeBron wasn't a shooter when he came into the league. He was just straight get to the paint. He was unstoppable. But then throughout his career, they figured out ways, especially the Spurs, when his first NBA Finals, he couldn't shoot. But when he went against the Spurs again, like in 2013, I believe, he developed his shot. And I think that.
Y'all misremember that series. He was horrible. He was horrible.
No. I understand. Now he wasn't great in that series, but you can see in that Game 7 in comparison to his you can just see the revelation of his career, like how he trusted his work and it worked for him to win.
Bro,
and when I see with KD,
that was one series that KD had like a bad.
I was about to say,
whoa, we'll fact check it. We'll fact check what he just said. 2010 is not. It happened in 2010, so that's not one series. It happened. Okay, fine. We'll take that away. It happened in 2016 in the first round against the Dallas Mavericks. That's not one series. It happened in 2016 against the Golden State Warriors. That's not one series. It happened against the Memphis Grizzlies in 2013 to 14. One of those years. That's not.
We're talking about KD.
Yeah, KD.
No.
It's not.
That's specific defensive scheme. I haven't seen KD been able to overcome.
This is what I'm saying, Lo. I'm not saying that. I'm talking about far as from start to finish. I'm talking about that's the worst series KD done had. What I'm saying is, bro. Yeah, he done had series where he done had a bad shooting night, but that series there, that man was averaging like 14, 15 points a game. He wasn't doing that. Even on his bad series, what you say, he was still getting his buckets. What I'm saying is that last series last year was ridiculous, bro. That man averaging 15, 16 points.
But
bro.
It's his worst series. But
it's his worst. But you don't. But the point he's making is that those defensive schemes.
But the question people should be asking is
he has struggled with
for all of KD's talent. Why is KD's talent not translated to winning a championship without Steph Curry?
Oh my God.
I'll say to that.
KD's just not that guy. KD's just not that guy.
Listen, I got some super chats I gotta read.
Oh, okay.
So bear with me, bro. I got 17 in the chamber. Barbecue ticket.
Baguettes, dub.
Baguette.
Yeah.
What were you about to call it?
A baguette is
barbecue.
Yeah, baguette. It's a French.
It's what they call in French baguette.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I did.
Barbecue.
I said barbecue. I thought he mistyped. I'm not even gonna lie.
A baguette's a long one like this.
I thought on your glasses, man. You can get some glasses.
I just said I thought it was a typing error, so I just read it as barbecue.
That's an egregious typing error.
Baguette, ticket cooking, load the fuck up.
No one cooking his ass. That's why.
Gerald Wick with the headshot.
Gerald Wick is crazy.
An actual full bot from Leaf is always right. Ticket on light mode. Ticket written hour. Wickets. No, Wicket Day. Wicket Day. A ticket. Chef. I don't know how to say that. The vanilla. Ma'am.
You know what? Lowe just mad I took his lunch money and stuff in his locker.
Ticket low, crazy ass. Why is hand checking error so overrated defensively? In my opinion, illegal defense makes scoring and assisting near the basket way harder than hand checking. Low.
That's facts.
Kind of sort of yeah. The people over rate hand checking because there really weren't that many teams back in the day who had the ability to really take advantage of hand checking like that.
Right.
Word. Low really making me feel like Stockton a candy handling Malone the clubs.
If you actually watch him, he really wasn't passing that often to Malone as much as people try to make it out.
Oh my God.
People make it out to be like they were running pick and roll sets like every other possession and they weren't.
Word. If those '90s guys Gerald named were so great, why didn't they break through when Mike retired and lost? Two guys won all the titles in the '90s besides '99. LOL.
I can explain to you why.
Okay, he got us.
Because you have to look at it, right? Most of the players from the '90s that were getting older. Hakeem was getting older up there in age. Because don't forget, by the time 1999 hit, Hakeem was over like 36, 37 years old. Barkley was getting up there in age too as well. Drek was up there in age as well too. He was almost retired as well too. Those were three of the better players in the league at that time period back in the '90s as well. You forget Robert was getting up there in age too. Wasn't much longer old anymore as well too. Guys like who else was? Stockton was getting up there in age too as well. And you have to remember something too. Kobe and Shaq played together too. And don't forget when Kobe came in, Kobe was very young at the time period. He was only like 18 or 19 when he came in the league at the time period. And he had Shaq next to him, stuff like that. And don't forget when Duncan first came in the league, he had Robinson next to him though too as well. Don't forget that. People always forget that too as well.
But why didn't they win when they were younger though?
Wasn't good enough.
He can't hear us. He can't hear me. I never.
I take John Stockton down a notch because Darren Williams came and produced at the same level in the same system without playing with Karl Malone.
We're gonna put Darren Williams in the same category as John Stockton? Really? Get out of here! Come on,
Bossman Johnson.
That's an insult.
LeBron has made
Carlos Beasley.
LeBron has made pump fake. LeBron has made pump fake threes falling out of bounds over the backboard from the logo, fading dunk on anybody. So
if anyone made a fading dunk, I'd call them the best scorer of all time.
Yeah, that would be crazy. Eagle Nation, greatest scores, Jordan, Kobe, Durant can score from everywhere, no matter what the build, size, position, speed, and athleticism, not just degree of difficulty. The others have to score in certain places on the court.
I can't believe Tyson.
Jordan couldn't really shoot the free, but whatever.
I can't believe Tyson did that. He started off by saying, "Yeah, how difficult?" I was like, Tyson.
Whatever, bro. Hey, bro. I was saying passing and scoring are different. But
Tyson, that was crazy.
That was damn near a headshot. I ain't gonna lie. I had to try to recover, man. I was slipping.
Bossman Johnson, Eagle Nation, Lily. What part of that does LeBron not do?
I mean, for half of LeBron's career, he wasn't really a threat outside
defense.
10 feet.
I don't really think
defense scoring facts. Yeah, facts.
I don't think LeBron is as good as a shooter as people make him out to be.
I don't believe that. He's
not a big shooter. He's not a big shooter. He's an okay shooter. He's not a bad shooter. He's an okay shooter.
He's become a solid shooter. That's
his mid range and his clutch factors.
His 3-point shooting is improved.
Even in his mid range games, watch the games now. They still go underneath the screens on LeBron.
Yeah.
They still go under screens.
I mean,
you ain't never going the screens.
That's what you gotta do.
I watched LeBron airball a free for in the 07 finals.
I think LeBron is actually a bad shooter. I actually do believe
he is a bad shooter.
I hate when people say LeBron's a better shooter than Kobe or MJ. I hate when
it's
bro,
not. And he's not.
He shoot like 37% from 10 yards out, bro. 10 feet out.
10 yards. That's crazy.
Yeah,
and what's even worse is that because I think for his career he's like below league average on mids and threes and free throw. So every aspect of shooting he's below league average, and we all know.
And don't forget LeBron pushes out with his elbow a lot too when he drives to the basket too.
None of his points count really. If you think about it, none of them count. But I think he's become a solid shooter.
I think he became one for most of his career.
For most of his career.
LeBron's mid-range shooting has gotten overrated, especially when he was on Miami. Because for every season in the postseason, his mid-range shooting dropped off.
Jordan was a great mid-range shooter. Jordan could shoot the mid-range very well.
Mm-hmm. So it's like this overrating of LeBron's mid-range is stupid.
It is. It's very streaky too. And his 3-point shooting is very streaky.
LeBron like 2012 against Boston or like Game 7 against the Spurs, where he seems to not be able to miss.
But that happens every year in LeBron's career. He always has a few games where he just doesn't miss from everywhere.
That's the trickiness. He'll get on a run and he'll go crazy.
And then everybody will run with the notion that he fixed his jump shot. No, it's always bad.
But you do the same thing. Never mind.
I do the same thing with who? Say it. No. Say it. Do the same thing with who?
You do the same thing with Game 6 Clay, right?
Oh my god.
I think Game 6 Clay's a lie. You're a liar. Because at least when he started that trend, he actually fixed it. The trend was consistent. It was consistent. You don't know.
It's consistent that he'll have a couple of games in the playoffs.
Low, can we get
knocking mids?
Can we get to the Jokic conversation?
Hold on. I got 4 more. I got 4 more. Top 5 scorers of all time. LeBron, Kobe, MJ,
Jordan.
KD.
I think those 3
Kobe,
should be unanimous.
MJ, LeBron, Kobe,
Kareem.
I got KD.
I got
Really?
Shaq in there.
I got
Hakeem Olajuwon.
So MJ, LeBron, Kobe,
KD.
Shaq, KD. I think is my.
But y'all see how everybody says those names, and to Gerald, I don't know if you can hear me. Nobody says Karl Malone. Nobody says Karl Malone.
I didn't mention Karl Malone yet. You said 5. He said 5. I named 3 so far. I named 3. I didn't name 5.
Is Karl Malone better than Larry Bird as a scorer?
Do I think Malone's top 5? You can make a case he's top 5, possibly. Yes.
Not make a case for you.
For me,
is he better than Larry Bird?
Is he better than Larry Bird? Is he better than Kevin Durant? Is he better than Shaq?
Well, you have to go with Malone's ability. Malone was very good at posting up. He was very good at pick and popping, very good at pick and rolling. He was good at running transitions as well too. So Malone was a very fast scorer. He could score in a lot of different ways though too, which a lot of people underestimate about his game was too as well.
I think we disrespect Karl Malone. I think we do.
He deserves all the disrespect.
He disrespected himself.
He disrespected himself. I agree with that, but I'm just saying.
You look crazy.
Hey, Mars, that cape is crazy. That cape is crazy.
Hey, Mars.
I'm just saying. I'm talking about just pure scoring. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I got you.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Man, y'all let him get off. Whatever.
If you ask me, in a clutch situation, who would I want to have the ball more, Bird or Karl Malone? Probably Bird.
I didn't ask you that question, though. I said, who's a better scorer? That's all I asked you.
Who?
You. I'm asking you.
Who, Bird or Malone?
Yes.
Bird.
Why?
What?
Why?
Why do I think Bird was a better scorer?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, Bird had more range as well too. Bird could hit the mid-range jump shot, 3-point jump shot. Bird could attack the basket. Bird could run a transition. Bird could hit pull-up jumpers.
Karl Malone can do all those things. Except 3-point.
But so all of those things display his skill, right? Some would argue the reason why that's valuable because of the degree of difficulty that comes with shooting mid-range jumpers off the dribble and 3-pointers and all that stuff. That's the same logic that I'm applying to passing. Karl Malone has way more points than Larry Bird, not even remotely close, like way more. Karl Malone, Kareem. Stop. Let me say it.
Below, you can't overlook the fact that Malone could pick and pop. He had good mid-range jump shot.
I'm not denying that.
He can push you down the block.
This is too much Karl Malone conversation.
I'm not saying that.
Malone can run very long transitions too, though. You can't overlook that stuff. Come on now.
Gerald, listen though. You know all of that.
Right.
You know he has all those points, and you still have Bird better.
Right. I got you.
Bird does not have anywhere near close to the same amount of points. But when it comes to Stockton, listen. When it comes to Stockton, you're quick to go to production. That's fine. All I ask for is consistency. So when I ask,
I'll get to my point. Okay. First of all, Bird averaged 24-point game for his career. Malone averaged 25. Not much difference. Only like 1 point differential. 1. That's it. 1. Don't forget, Malone played a lot more years than Bird did too. That's why Malone has more points than Bird too. You're overlooking that factor as well too.
I was going to bring that up, but yeah, go ahead.
Wait. Okay.
Bird played 13 years, bro. He only played 13, and Bird's career got short because he had a back injury.
About John Stockton when you talk about.
Don't forget that too as well, which shortened his career as well too. Malone played almost 20 years. Malone played like 20 years. So he played almost 7 years longer than Bird did.
Gerald. The difference in Chris Paul and Stockton is 1 assist.
Right.
Who played longer? John Stockton. Everything you just said. Stop, Gerald. Stop. I didn't cut you off. Everything you just said is applicable to like 9 other players in the John Stockton conversation. Everything you just said.
But what it is, what I'll tell you is when Stockton did what he did though, Stockton was doing that early in his career though too. Don't forget, Stockton came in the league in 84, 85. Stockton averaged 13 points in 92. He averaged 14 a game in 91 and 90. The man averaged 13 or better 3 years in a row, 90, 91, and 92. He was only, 7, 8, 9 years.
All right, Gerald. Malone was averaging.
What does that have to do with longevity? He was early in his career.
Gerald,
you're missing the point, though, Gerald. You're missing his point. We all recognize that.
Gerald, Malone averaged 29 in 89. He averaged 31 in 1990. He averaged 29 again in 91. Malone did his scoring in the early stages of his career. And Bird never averaged over 30 points per game. And Malone did that. Right. So, again, your argument is inconsistent, Gerald.
How am I inconsistent?
How? You're not listening. Bro. I'm explaining it to you. You're not listening. Everything you just said to attempt to put the context into Stockton's career, it's the same. It's applicable to why Carmelo should be over Larry Bird.
That's why I was hesitant.
I never said Malone wasn't a great
That's
scorer.
why I was hesitant.
No,
to say Bird over
Gerald,
Malone.
you're still not listening. Listen, you said that Bird is over Malone. I'm telling you the same reasons why you have Bird over Malone will be the same reason why I would have other point guards as better passers over Stockton. The same reasons.
But I don't think Everett Patterson are better than Stockton. That's why. I don't think Everett Patterson is better than Stockton was.
But your argument to why Stockton is a great passer should be the exact same. Wait, listen.
But you have to look at Stockton. But you're not looking at the time for when Stockton played either. You're overlooking that as well too.
Let's look at the time period when Malone was scoring in contrast to Bird. Malone did his scoring in a slower pace era.
But you have to look at this. Malone played down on the block. Malone was a power forward. Bird was a small forward. There's two different positions on the court.
But who did scoring though? Who was scoring?
They both were scoring. They were just scoring different ways.
Who scored more? Okay. So for whatever reason, you prefer one bit of scoring more. Why do you prefer Bird scoring over Malone scoring? Why?
Why do I prefer scoring more?
Why do you prefer the way that Bird scored more?
Listen, the reason why I prefer Bird scoring more than I do Malone's is because I believe that Bird number was more clutch than Malone was, which he was.
There we go.
There you go.
And when you needed a bucket, when you really needed one, Bird can get you a bucket better than anybody could. As good as any player in the league to play the game basketball, he could.
That's fair.
As good as MJ could, as good as Kevin Durant could.
As good as anybody. I say better than Malone, though. I'm not saying anybody. I'm saying better than Malone.
Better than Malone. So you care about the clutchness of it, correct? Okay.
That plays a factor. Yes, though it does play a factor.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. In a 2-minute period. Right? If you want someone to get you a bucket, right? When you really need a bucket, right? I agree. Who do you want to have the bucket? You want Kevin Durant having the bucket, or do you want Draymond Green having the bucket?
No, I agree with you that clutch. That I agree with you. I would just argue that I would rather have a bunch of other players play, make, and pass for me down the stretch.
I'm not saying Malone. Listen, if somebody wants to consider Malone a top 5 scorer, fine. I can agree with that, fine. But I don't.
Oh, I got a few more.
Even though it could be.
I got a few more super chats. Kobe missed most shots of all time.
I don't care about that.
Okay. Yes. Kareem had the most assists at the center position, but no one ever has him in the conversation for GOAT center passer. It's a longevity award. Bossman Johnson, Kareem mastered a shot no one else in history could. Congrats. Should give him a cookie. John Wick, don't matter, LeBron's still all-time leading scorer. And then Boss Man, so if Kobe 3-point percentage is lower, how is he not a bad shooter? Kobe got the most missed shots ever. What we talking about?
Watch Kobe playing. If you still think he's a bad shooter, then you're just lying.
Kobe's shot selection in contrast.
What about to say?
To LeBron. LeBron is shooting below league average on these shots, and they're leaving him open. They're going under screens. They're giving him quality looks, and he's still shooting below league average. Y'all just looking at field goal percentage and not putting into context how these players are getting their shots off is crazy.
People didn't go under a screen on Kobe Bryant. I'm sorry.
They didn't do that.
No,
they didn't do that.
And he still shot.
But why didn't they though?
Because he could shoot.
Hold on.
But Kobe get to his spots. He
also wasn't.
He was very good laterally. And Kobe had good ball.
He's also not as much of a threat downhill.
Thank you.
Yeah. But if That's fair.
Yeah.
That's 100%
They
fair.
have,
But if LeBron could shoot, they still wouldn't go under screens.
They have different strengths.
Right. So that's not fair to LeBron and to boost Kobe up, and that's because other deficiencies in his game.
But we're only talking about the ability to shoot. We're only talking about the ability to shoot.
No, but when Kobe can get down to the lane, Kobe can drive. It's not like
Hold on.
Because he couldn't drive to the basket.
I'm not saying he couldn't drive to the basket. I'm saying Kobe. I'm saying Kobe would rather shoot a bad shot than not settle for that shot and go to the lane or pass the ball. That's not our fault.
I can't agree with you when he gets into the free throw line 10 times a game for some of his years. I can't agree with
you. But I'm talking to the fact that he shot a poor 3-point percentage.
But at that time, it actually wasn't that poor though. It wasn't as bad as like back then, like 32, 33%.
Kobe played in the 2000s
better.
Kobe played. I would say the 3 ball was more important in the 2000s than it was in the 90s.
Yeah. All I'm saying is LeBron shoots better. Facts or not?
He shoots better, but comparing like field goal percentage and efficiency from today's game, or even the last like 7 years, where Kobe plays.
I'm strictly talking about 3-point percentage. I'm saying Kobe chose to take those bad 3-point shots that led to his what?
We agree shooting is more than threes, though.
Yeah.
No. I'm not saying that. I was talking specifically. I'm just talking that he was bringing up 3-point percentage.
No, for sure.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Morris. I'm not saying that LeBron was a better shooter than Kobe. I'm not by any means saying that. All I'm saying is Kobe was a bad shot taker, and that led to his 3-point shooting percentage being lower than what it could have been. That's all I'm saying.
Wait, before you do you think though that, because I agree with you, but I also think that back in the day, when they were setting up offensive schemes, they weren't putting them in positions to be the most efficient volume scorer, especially from a wing perspective. Like they're setting up offense for Kobe in a mid-range area. Like they're not setting up Kobe at the top of the key like LeBron is handling the ball at the top of the key. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like you know what I'm saying? So for LeBron and his entire career, his shot selection and the way that they formatted offense was either him at the top of the key handling the ball or him getting to the basket. They're setting up offenses, especially in a triangle offense, for
later
Kobe in a high.
Isolate on the wing. 100%.
It's also much easier to bring the ball back up to the basket now, too, though. It's almost much easier to get to the 3-point shot nowadays than it was back in the day, too.
What?
Yeah, facts.
Todd, I have a question for you.
What's up, bro?
So, today, right? Grant Williams shoots 40% from the 3, right?
Right.
Even though he shoots 40% from the 3, if a guy who's shooting 36,
totally different.
How is that different?
Because Grant Williams is not a shot creator. Both LeBron and Kobe are shot creators.
So they are shot creators.
I'm not comparing those two. I'm not comparing Kyle Korver to Kobe Bryant or LeBron James.
Why?
Why?
Could it be the
because their roles are completely different.
Could it be the degree of difficulty that comes along with
No. Come on, Lo. You being nasty. You're
right. I'm being nasty. My bad. I'm right.
You're being nasty.
You can't compare Kobe to LeBron. Come on now.
No.
Apple to orange. Get over here. Come on, man.
No. You're going exactly where I was going.
Okay.
No. That's completely. It's totally different.
Down to the degree of difficulty.
Totally different. No.
It ain't totally different, Tyson. It may be slightly different, but it ain't totally different.
Come on, Lo.
Those are 100% completely different roles. Creating a shot and making an open 3 is
matter.
Exactly our point. Wait. Exactly our point, Todd. Which is why when we say Kobe Bryant being defended, guys going over the screen, and catch and shoot opportunities that Kobe gets is far more consistent than LeBron James. We're gonna favor Kobe Bryant more in his 3-point shooting than LeBron James.
No. But that's strictly. Hold on, Doug. The difference is. Hold on. That's strictly based off of LeBron's talents.
Yeah. And Kobe's talents.
You're not
gonna go as well as their deficiencies, as well as their deficiencies,
100%. But with those same deficiencies, he shoots a higher percentage because of his of what he can do offensively. That's solely based on him.
As well as what he can't do offensively.
Grant Williams shooting a 3 or Kyle Korver shooting a 3 is solely based off his teammates creating that for him.
Wait, we could have got you.
Is LeBron a better 3-point shooter than Kyle Korver?
Huh?
Is LeBron a better 3-point shooter than Kyle Korver?
No.
Of course.
Hell no.
No.
Not this lifetime. Hell no.
But it's self-creation and he is
No.
different.
He's not a better shooter than Kyle Korver. Hold on. Let me explain why. Because even LeBron James in Kyle Korver's role wouldn't shoot that way. That's why.
How do we know that?
Okay.
Come on, bro.
I'm talking.
No, you being nasty, though.
I'm not gonna lie though.
Hey, you shot 40% in Miami one time.
Wait, low. I forgot. He said this as a point before. It went over my head. He talked about Kobe. The deficiencies in his game are going to the rack, and that's why they're going over the screens. Why doesn't that apply to LeBron James and his deficiencies in scoring, or why they're going under the screen?
No. It's because Kobe is such a good shooter. That's why you go over the screen. LeBron is such a good.
He talked about deficiencies.
Of the basket.
He said his deficiencies. Yeah, he said his deficiencies.
They're playing to his
why.
deficiencies.
I'm saying.
I think they playing to their strengths, really.
That's what we're saying. But Ty brought up the.
Well, no. All I'm saying is.
You fried.
What's that?
You're a big man and you done.
What happened?
No. I'm talking to Dub. I'm saying they playing to the player's strengths, not their deficiencies. I guess it goes hand in hand, but
I'm saying if you go over a screen on Kobe Bryant, if you go over the screen and contest the 3-point shot, why is he taking that 3-point shot? That's what I'm saying.
I mean, that's what Kobe do.
Exactly, that's what led to his lower 3-point percentage. That's all I'm saying.
But what we're also saying is that if you go over the screen on Kobe, you will more than likely get torched with a mid range or him attacking the basket.
Yeah,
way more often than him trying to shoot a three.
So why weren't teams going under? Why weren't teams going under then? If that's the case, Lo?
Because you can't defend him because he's also a great 3-point shooter.
Yeah.
If you give
a great 3-point shooter,
if you let him open,
I'm gonna tell you now. If you take some of the shit back there from the NBA.
I wouldn't call Kobe a great 3-point shooter.
If I took Larry Bird, if I took a guy like Bird or Chris Mullin or Reggie Miller in the league today, they cooked in this league today.
I think the only reason you wouldn't say Kobe is a great shooter is because of his percentages, and his percentages is only that way because of the shots he chose to take.
Exactly.
Due to the defense that he was facing. But you talking about a hypothetical situation with him going under the screens. If he getting wide open shots every time, his 3-point percentage is not going to be that.
That's my point. I'm saying, why is he shooting these threes where he can either pass the ball and get a better shot?
He do that.
That's my point. That's all I'm saying. I understand that.
I don't think he's a bad shooter though.
I never called him a bad shooter. I never called him a bad shooter. I never
like shot selection.
You agree Kobe's a bad shooter than LeBron? Right?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Okay.
Kobe's a better 3. Yeah, I do agree with that. Yes, I'm not saying that.
Look at the percentage.
I'm saying LeBron is maybe shooting a better shot selection, and LeBron's still not a good 3-point shooter. At this point, he's actually almost like Kobe. He's shooting a lot of threes that he shouldn't be taking.
Where do you rank Damian Lillard? Where do you rank Damian Lillard in 3-point?
Here go the nasty part.
I think Dame might be top 5 3-point shooter.
Dame is up there, right?
Obviously. Tyson, where do you rank Damian Lillard as a 3-point?
He better not be over. He better be over Kyle Korver.
Wait, Tyson, I want to hear.
Of course, yeah.
Okay, why?
What? Because he's creating those shots.
They're trying to put you in this degree of difficulty.
I know they're trying to put me. No, it's not difficulty. Of course, yes, of course. I mean, I can't get around that. It is somewhat degree of difficulty. When you're talking about shooting,
it's everything though. When we talk about defending. Why you yes it would. You wouldn't
defending short. That's why I bumped Jordan down because he wasn't defending nobody.
Okay, all right, fair enough. So then, right. So when it comes to shooting, you care about degree of difficulty. Defending, you care about degree of difficulty.
Of course,
Who's your best rebounder? Is Dennis Rodman up there?
Of course.
Why?
Why is Dennis Rodman?
He ain't got as many total rebounds as all these other players.
Nah, but his
I think he averaged more.
Is wild.
Fine. Dwight Howard. Is Dwight Howard the top 5 rebounder here?
Dwight Howard? Yeah, you could put him in there. You could put him
how about this? Let me not put words in your mouth. Who are your top 5 rebounders then, Tosh?
This guy's crazy.
Okay, you getting into stuff I haven't broke down on that level. But
the point I'm making though is that the reason why you would view part of Dennis Rodman's argument, even if he didn't lead the league in rebounding that many times, is because he's 6'7", grabbing that amount of rebounds. That's different.
So Charles Barkley.
Barkley is also one of the greatest rebounders.
Okay.
Not only because of the numbers, but also because he's 6'6", 6'5", grabbing that amount of rebounders.
6'4", bro.
I don't like that. I'm not putting Russell Westbrook as one of the greatest rebounders ever.
And Dennis Rodman led the league 7 times, though. I'm not gonna.
Come on, yeah, Lo, that's nasty. Regardless of height.
So is Charles Barkley? I said so. Is Charles Barkley and Bill Russell and Ben Wallace?
He's not a rebound. Barkley was. Come on now.
Is all a part of their argument also should be that those players are not 7-footers, and they were still coming down with more boards than everybody else.
My simple point is players have to. That's an attribute, being able to make a difficult shot when the defense is stacked to get you. I need that. I need somebody to defend tough players. I need that. I don't necessarily need my point guard. If a difficult pass is, if an easy pass is to be made, I don't need him to make a difficult pass. That I'm not going to grade him on that.
I don't need Dame to do all that shot
you do.
behind the line.
On that team, yes, you do. On that team, that you do.
And on many John Stockton teams, they needed him to make more difficult passes. They needed him to leverage his ability to score and as a passer to make for his teammates. They needed that. That's actually part of it.
And he didn't do that. But why are you saying he didn't do that when he averages 13, 14 assists?
Still, despite that,
there's several players who also weren't tough shot makers, and they still average.
Well, you should hate Jokic then. Because he needs to leverage that scoring ability to 30 points a game, bro. You should hate Jokic then.
I'm not going to lie. You know what gets me mad about
that? Hey, Lo, why is Jokic averaging 30 points per game in this league today? It's easier to score in this league.
Because he has more offensive responsibility than a lot of other players do. That's why.
You know what gets me mad about the John Stockton talks? He's the only guy.
Doesn't Jokic handle the ball more than
Hold up, Jared.
You're just talking.
Come on now. It's true. How many times Jokic has the ball in hands? All game long here.
Jamal Murray handles the ball more than Jokic. You're just talking.
He should be averaging 30 this league easily.
Jamal Murray handles the ball more than Jokic. Jamal Murray does. You're just talking.
I got super chats.
You're just talking.
I got super chat. How is the player who hit the most game deciding shots in the highest pressure situation? How is he not the most clutch? Because he's not.
He's talking about LeBron.
You're talking about LeBron.
Not every moment.
Is more than last shots, by the way.
Yeah, it is. You should look at the last 5 minutes of some of those games.
Yeah,
I think he got the most clutch points ever though too. If you count just clutch,
ever because he played 20 years. But
for sure.
When you look at the percentages of LeBron James the last 5, it's really bad.
Yeah,
compared to MJ and Kobe.
When they skim it out just a little bit more than just the last 30 seconds. When they get to 2, 3, 4 minutes, it's
really bad.
That boy turned the ball over like a son of a gun.
Hold on, Cruz. Don't do that.
Yeah, I don't think he the most clutch ever, but he one of the most clutch players ever.
He's still clutch without a doubt.
He can be clutch, but he's not. I hate when people try to put him on his level, which he's not.
Like who?
Kobe. They try to put him in the Kobe and MJ clutchness, and he's not.
No, them is two of the best. Them is two of the best. That's all we saying.
If you're going on pure clutchness,
clutch than him.
If you go on clutch, you go Bird for sure, MJ for sure, absolutely, Kobe. That's like stuff.
Why do we gas Bird like that, huh? Let me stop.
You want to say Bird? I've never seen his numbers. What's his numbers looking like?
There's no
numbers.
It's fabricated. Nobody doesn't know. It's all off of just talk. Nobody doesn't know.
But remember that still. Remember that still though. Remember the still.
Yeah, it's all.
I'm about to say it's moments. It's moments.
And
I don't even want to give him much credit for that still.
Hey,
Thomas is the idiot.
Hey, Lo.
What's up?
We do got to go off what they said though.
No, I don't.
Your heart did stop a little bit.
Well, just watch the games. I've seen enough games.
I don't have to go off what they said. They told me Scottie Pippen locked up Magic, and he didn't do that.
Yeah,
they told me that. I know, but I'm telling you, that's what they told me. They told me that Willis Reed came out in a bum leg and he had a great game against the Lakers. I watched that game. No, he did not. Walt Frazier was the best player on that floor with Jerry West, Wilt Chamberlain, Elgin Baylor, and Walt Frazier averaged 36 points and 19 assists in that game.
We're gonna give you that, Lo. That's facts.
And nobody says nothing about that game.
I watched
it. Man, I just watched it. Walt Frazier came out there. He put up 15 points in the first quarter, and nobody says nothing about that.
Didn't Willis Reed only score like one basket?
He scored 2, and it came in the first Also, Wilt Chamberlain that game, garbage. Also, when I watched that game, I realized they back in the day they were
No. Let me ask something. What did Scottie Pippen do in the 1989 East Conference Finals then? Scottie Pippen averaged 11 points per game in the first 3 games of the conference finals in 1989. Did he not? Yes. What did Scottie Pippen do in Game 6 in 89?
Game 6?
0 points. 0.
What's this going to do with anything?
I don't even know.
Why did you say that? I was interested about what Lewis was saying about the.
He just wanted to get that off. He just wanted to get that off.
Scottie Pippen about magic and shit stuff.
No.
He said that wasn't true. Look, carry on with the fouls. I wanted to hear what was going on.
Yeah, and Mars, you should really take the time out and watch that game. There's literally moments where Willis Reed is dragging his leg, like he couldn't do anything.
He had a torn hamstring. He couldn't move.
Yeah, he literally, like when I say literally, just dragging it. Like I'm dead ass serious. And he's out there on the floor, and for whatever reason, the great Wilt Chamberlain can't do a fucking thing. And what's even worse is back then when you got a personal foul, like a defensive foul, regardless if they were shooting or not. They would send you to the free throw line.
I said this, and no one wanted to listen. I said
Wilt Chamberlain finished that game shooting 1 for 11 from the free throw line. Wilt Chamberlain was the reason why they lost that game. He was horrible. While on the other side, Walt Frazier is cooking everyone. I mean, my goodness, I was like, God damn, this nigga's cooking right now.
That's a top 10 point.
To the point where I'm looking at it, and even I was watching that after I got done watching I think it was the Cavs in Bulls game or Cavs in Heat game. And I'm like, this is actually visually appealing because Walt Frazier, he ain't going behind his back. He just taking people to the rack. I'm like, God damn. All right, Walt. And they hitting the first quarter, the Knicks are hitting everything. And he finished. And then after he scored on them, dominating them scoring wise, he still dropped off 19 assists.
Damn.
In a game where Jerry West 36.
He shot 36 and 19.
He shot 70% from the field.
Oh, 70%?
He couldn't miss.
That's a monster.
In a game where Jerry West, Elgin Baylor, Wilt Chamberlain were on the floor, the best player in a game 7 was Walt Frazier, and they still call that the Willis Reed game. I don't care what they said.
I don't get that either.
They be lying.
I agree with you there. I don't get that one either. I don't.
What happened, Cruiser?
Clip that right there. When he looked in the camera right then, you got to clip that right there. That was perfect.
Yeah, Low was cooking up right there. Low was cooking up right there.
1 for 11 from the free throw line is crazy.
I agree with Low on that one.
I might go watch that game.
There's moments where you could tell Wilt is like, oh man.
That's the 1970 finals, right? 1970.
Yeah.
1970. Yep.
That was the last time the Knicks did something.
And you know what's crazy? They lost the game
where
Willis Reed got hurt. Willis Reed only played 8 minutes, and they still lost that game. Wilt Chamberlain, let me look at the camera. Wilt Chamberlain, he's a fraud. I'm tired of y'all chatting him up, bro. Any other player in NBA history, if they only lose 1 championship and they all dominant, and then they go join a team that featured players of the caliber of Elgin Baylor and Jerry West, and they proceed to still lose, okay. Y'all know what y'all are saying, bro.
Are you saying Wilt Chamberlain the first team hopper?
I don't know, maybe. Actually,
I think that's it. I think, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if you watched the whole series. I'm pretty sure in game 3 of that series, I think Jerry West made like a full court shot to send the game to overtime. And because there was no free
I thought that was the Bill Russell.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was against the Knicks in like game 3. The game went to overtime, but Jerry West made a shot from like basically full court to send it to overtime. If there was
I thought that was a Celtics. I thought it was a Celtics game.
I could be wrong. I'm gonna look at it right now.
But yeah,
I got 3 more. King Jordan, Kiki Minaj over Taylor Swift. It's not a bad take.
Not a bad take at all, man.
Not a bad take. You know who that is?
Nicki Minaj?
It was the 1970 finals. It was the 1970.
Do you know who Kiki Minaj is? You know?
I thought it was like a typo. He meant to say Nicki Minaj.
No, Dub's just a weirdo in his streams.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Dub on some other stuff, man.
Oh, never mind. Let me not say that.
You can say yes to that one, man. Dub Braun hit 2 game winners in the first playoff series. What are the what?
Those Braun.
The one versus Orlando, and then the second
the one versus Orlando, and he scored the last 23 points versus the Pistons to advance. He's all-time clutch.
I'm not saying he's not clutch. We're not saying he's just not as clutch as the other players.
Yeah. Kobe played 20 effing years. Why is LeBron the only player discredited for longevity? And Lo, you might want to go look at the last 5 minutes.
Who discredited anyone's?
Nobody not discrediting him. In the last 5 minutes of what?
I don't know, LeBron's stats.
LeBron's stats in the last 5 minutes. Old heads talk about Wilt like he was some unicorn.
No, he was to an extent. He was like physically. He was.
Hey, listen. I'm tapping out, bro. So I want to remind everybody that this show is sponsored by Lucra. This show is sponsored by Lucra, bro. Use code Players Choice to get an extra free $5. Whenever you do download the app, you get a free extra $10 as well. So always keep that in mind. We're doing Julius Randle versus Kawhi Leonard for the Lucra wager of the week. So always keep that in mind.
You going with Julius Randle, Mars?
Nasty.
What kind of question is that, man? What are we doing?
You see how every single time I challenge people to sit down and watch Stockton, they don't want to do it, bro.
Low. When are you doing?
I watched it with you, bro. I wasn't.
No,
I watched it to check you out.
Came in, yeah. But every single time they don't want to do it because they know what the truth is, man. What did you say, Dub?
When are you doing low nose again?
Wow, you trying to come up there and trying to expose me? What's up?
Oh yeah, the Hakeem and Kareem shit is bullshit. I'm not even gonna hold you.
Wow,
you're this passionate about.
It's bullshit, bro. The dude, his minutes dropped. And
I have Kareem at 5.
Oh, the scoring. Hakeem should be a better scorer. But
okay. I have Kareem at 5 though.
5 what?
All-time scorer. We're talking about scoring, right?
And what do you have Kareem?
Hakeem.
No, you mean Hakeem. I have Hakeem like maybe 7 or 8. I gotta look at it again.
Damn, okay.
Yeah.
Where you got Steph?
He top 10, my boy. Don't you dare worry about it. He top 10. Don't you
Hey,
dare
they
worry
say y'all
about
ain't
that.
read all the super chat.
Where at, man?
I definitely read them all, bro.
Where you got Jokic?
Jesus.
As a scorer, no, he's not in that conversation.
Okay, all right.
I read
as
about
a center, you got him up there.
Hey.
Shaq, Hakeem, Wilt, Kareem.
Don't do it.
Like five between 5 or 7, probably. Am I missing
as well a scorer?
Scoring center.
Oh, scoring center.
Oh, I thought you meant. Oh, you just had how do I have him as a center as a depending on this postseason, it will be some nasty agendas, Tyson, that will be pushed. Don't you dare worry.
I see, man. You on that Jokic should push, bro. You on it heavy.
Don't worry.
Fellas. That's what you want to say something before we.
Yeah, I want to ask Mars, but I don't know.
I can answer it quickly.
Oh no, like when Lo was talking about earlier, when he was talking about different players, when the other guy was up here talking about John Stockton, and he was comparing him to guys who play a higher role than Stockton. Like they was clear number ones, and Stockton was a clear number 2 to Carmelo and everything. How could you like definitively say? Because I wanted to ask you this a while ago, actually. How could you definitively put Draymond over a guy like Carmelo when Draymond, although I think he was better in his role than Melo was in his role, Melo was asked, he had a significantly higher duty to his team than Draymond. So I don't see how Draymond is a better player than Melo when Melo was, asked to be the number 1,
Because I didn't agree with Lowe's idea of a number 1 should be ranked ahead of a number 2. That's why I said boo, and I got the chat to say boo too. But I judge you based on what I think you can win as, and I don't think Carmelo can win as a number 1. Same with Draymond. So I would have to judge Carmelo's ability as a number 2. Do I think he can win as a number 2? Maybe, possibly not. I think Draymond can win as a number 2, and I think Draymond's play style is more conducive to winning on better teams, on higher level teams, and I value that more than the floor raising that Carmelo Anthony provides. It's the same reason why maybe I get called a hater of these guys like Allen Iverson, Carmelo, like those players who I think can raise the ceiling, the floor of these bad mid teams. I think a lot of people tend to overrate them or view them in a higher regard than I do. Yeah. And guys like Draymond Green, who are the complete opposite and make teams that are already good much better. They don't get as much
You have
respect
Draymond
as
over AI?
I don't think so. No.
Why
But
not?
I think AI is just much better because I think AI as a number 2 would work. I don't think Carmelo is a number 2. I think AI is. I think AI is a number 2. I don't think we saw it. I don't think we saw it enough in Denver, and I don't think Denver is the right situation. But you have AI was a great guard off the ball. He was a really good playmaker, provided great rim pressure. The issues I have with him is defensive.
Is this Mars bigging up AI? Whoa!
I'm just honest about how I evaluate these players. I think the issues with AI you'd have to question is the outside shot and the defense. But I think AI is a number. I think AI is a number 2. You can win that way. Carmelo, I'm a bit more hesitant because he's bigger. He's more of a ball stopper than AI was. He wasn't as good off the ball as AI was, and he was a much worse passer and playmaker. That's the issues I have with Carmelo versus AI. I think AI as a number 2 could win.
So you don't think CP3? You don't think CP3 and Melo could have won a chip together? That's a 1A 1B scenario.
It's a 1 and 2.
It's a 1 and a 2. It's a 1.
Fuck y'all. It's a 1A 1B.
Just to be sure, CP3, who you have top 15 all time, is a 1A 1B with Carmelo Anthony. I just want to make sure I'm understanding.
So where do you
top 15 all time? Chris Paul is a 1A 1B with Carmelo.
No, Melo then. If
let my bias be, bro. Fuck.
I'm about to say.
It could be CP3. Just let me be biased.
But Mars, I agree.
I can say no to that though. I say no to that. I don't think because it's not enough. Well, I guess it depends on what's the
rest. It depends
around it. Like these you have to think about what's around them. Like
a lot of defensive role players.
No, and to the people who say Draymond was never a number 2, I just disagree. I think Draymond's been the number 2. I think Draymond was the number 2.
See, that's what I was about to say. Like, I agree with the logic behind it, but I'm not 100% sure Draymond was the number 2.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, if you think Clay was the number 2, I'm not going to argue.
No,
because I can't even look at a championship.
If you swap Chauncey with CP3,
wait, they talking right now. Damn.
No, wait. If you swap Chauncey with CP3 in 09. Do they win? Yes or no?
They don't beat the Lakers, no.
I still don't think they beat the Lakers, no.
Yeah, fuck.
So wait, swap who?
Crazy,
swap who?
Chauncey and Chris Paul.
Chauncey and Chris Paul. And I think they lose because of Melo.
You guys are nasty, bro. That's crazy.
I don't see how Melo would bring them down if they had Darko Milicic instead. Are you talking about a
rookie?
No,
the Denver Nuggets that went to the conference finals in 09 with Chauncey Billups in them.
He's saying CP3 was carrying them over the Lakers. That's cap.
Well,
I'm not cap. They went to 6 games.
Chauncey Billups was a little older, man, even though he was still really good.
And Chauncey Billups had a terrible season.
I don't know, man. These hypotheticals crazy.
And what did Melo do?
Melo was phenomenal. Well, nah, he wasn't phenomenal. He was good. He was good.
That's the revisionist history right here.
You're revising history. Melo had one good game.
You know, they look at where him and Kobe had that little.
Wait. I'm sorry. Go look at the numbers before we get this off. Go look at the numbers and you tell me what Melo did post game 1. Because game 1, he was great. What did he do after game 1, Dub?
Game 2?
Answer it. No. Game 2
he had 34.
6. Game 2 to 6, what did he do, Dub?
He had 34.
No, game 2 to 6.
Game 2, he had 34.
All right, go. Keep going.
Okay. I'm not gonna lie. Game 4 was really bad for him, though. I'm not.
Keep going. Come on. No. Tell me all of it, Dub. Because don't sit here and be nitpicking. Oh my god.
I'm a nitpick. It's Melo.
So for the chat to know, between 2 and 6, he averaged 25 points on 35% shooting from the field and 13% from 3. That's what he did.
Hey, but don't you think that CP3 would sit here and make it easier for Melo to get off and have attention on himself? And
I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. That's what Chauncey Billups did.
I don't think they beat the Lakers.
Oh,
Why not?
CP3. Hold on. CP3 is better than Chauncey, but the gap is not that great where they're gonna beat the Lakers.
Come on. Wait. Because they went to game 6, right? So you're telling me a guy in CP3.
Dub, I don't like this logic of if a team goes game 6, like that means something. I don't like that.
Let me finish, Mars. Right. I don't care if you like it.
Then I'm not going to agree with what you're about to say.
I don't care if you agree either, Mars.
So then why are you saying it?
Shush. So number one, CP3, a guy who at the same time was what was that, 09? At the same time, he actually wasn't that bad of a postseason performer. He could stretch the ball out. He could stretch the ball out to 3. He could stretch the ball out to mid range. He could create open looks for Carmelo Anthony so that he can get off easier. And the defense that he provides, probably like 25, 26, the same way.
Oh, if he taking that many shots in now, if Melo's a 20-point scorer, maybe
20.
Yeah.
So you telling me if CP3's putting up 20 and then Melo's putting up 25,
CP3 probably putting up like 23. CP3 putting up 23 and 12, and Melo would have to go down to 20, so he ain't shot chucking. And at that point, then I might say, "What's
wrong with you, Lo? What are you talking about? What is wrong with you, Lo? That is so nasty. That's so nasty because you don't understand. With CP3 being there, the looks for Melo gets easier because now you have 2 threats on the court that you can rely on scoring. And you got CP3. You got CP3.
Carmelo wasn't getting the defense.
I'm gonna let you know right now, he wasn't getting double like that. Melo was.
I'm not saying that. So you just think he's gonna keep missing shots?
He's not that good of a playoff performer, though.
Yeah, you nasty, bro. You nasty, bro. I can't believe this. We ending the show. Fuck y'all.
Hey, Doug.
Hey,
Doug.
What's up?
Doug, tell Ty them, man. Ty, man, y'all boys, tell them boys come check out the page, man, the YouTube page.
Where you at, Cruz?
Come check my YouTube page out, man. I'm gonna be going live this weekend.
Okay. What's the link?
I'm gonna send a link in the chat.
For sure, man. If I'm available, I'll check it out, bro.
Yeah, man. All right, man. Y'all boys, I'm about to hit in the chat right now. Tell y'all.
All right, yeah.
I just don't
salute y'all, man. Salute, Low.
Yes, sir. I don't understand how you had a top 5 player, bro. And
you're still live.
What?
You're still live.
End the show, Dub. Hold up.
No, I'm waiting for him to drop the link.
All right, y'all boys. I appreciate y'all having me on, man.
Yes, sir. You be safe, Brody.
Man,
it's just us. I just don't understand. I just don't understand that, bro.
Yeah, that's how bad Melo is.
I don't understand
how. We're just gonna keep talking till he sends the link.
That's how bad. That's how bad. Isn't it crazy? Every single time I challenge somebody, just watch Stockton with me, they just don't do it, man. Isn't that weird?
He wants to watch John Stockton.
Yo, yeah, Mars, you gotta watch that game though. Walt Frazier, oh man, he was a joy to watch, man.
He was a top 10 point guard, man.
He's over Stockton. Walt Frazier's over Stockton. Fuck it, man.
I think that's crazy. But yeah, it was that series. Jerry West made a full court shot to tie the game. It was crazy.
Damn, that's crazy.
Game 3, and then I think they lost in overtime. But well,
he's not dropping it. Y'all be easy. Peace.
Will Chamberlain's he's a